At Zhangcheng's second middle school for Class 5 of Grade 12, a striking line of white chalk on the blackboard read, "One day left until the college entrance exam." A steady voice rang out, "The college entrance exam is almost here. 12 years of hard study have all been for this day. The literature exam is tonight. After you go home, double-check that you have all your tools prepared. For the martial arts exam, you need to prepare your combat attire and weapons." The one speaking was the homeroom teacher Tran Pham. Teacher Tran then looked over at him and said, "I will emphasize this one last time. The martial arts college entrance exam carries the risk of death. It is not recommended for anyone with an awakened ability below D rank to choose the martial arts track." Hearing this, he let out a helpless sigh. Is he reminding me again? I Hua Kan Ming have transmigrated. This world is called Blue Star. Its level of science and technology is similar to my previous life, but this world is home to terrifying, bloodthirsty beasts, as well as awakened ability users who can fight them. Every person can awaken an ability at the age of 5 or 6. There are thousands upon thousands of different abilities, and their quality varies greatly according to Blue Star's evaluation. They are divided into 9 ranks: S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. The vast majority of people awaken abilities from F rank to D rank. As for my ability, with a loud clap of thunder in the night, it was E rank weak electricity. Hua Kan Ming thought in despair. Did I transmigrate just to become a walking taser? A hand landed on his desk. Hua Kan Min teacher Tran has already put it that way. Don't tell me you're still planning to choose the martial arts exam. A guy with a blonde buzz cut looked at him mockingly. An E-rank piece of trash like you will only be an embarrassment to our school if you go. Why don't you just obediently choose the literature track? In the future, you can come work at my family's company as a lowly office worker. You'll barely be able to make a living. Just then, a girl pointed a finger and shouted, "Huang Thien, you should mind your own business." Hearing this, the guy named Huang Thien glanced back. "Humph, Lam Kin Dien. I'll show you who the most outstanding person is in this college entrance exam. As for Hua Kan Min, this pretty boy can only die in the examination arena." After speaking, he shoved his hands in his pockets, turned, and walked away. The girl then looked at him with concern and said, "Hua Kan Min, don't pay any attention to what he said. Everyone has their own value. Change your application to the literature track. Living a normal life in the city is pretty good too, isn't it?" Hearing this, he fell into silent contemplation. The education system in the Great Jia Kingdom where he lived was divided into 2 subjects, literature and martial arts. On the Great Jia College entrance exam registration form, name, Hua Kan Ming. Gender male. Age 18. Ability, rank E, type elemental. Registered subject literature or martial arts. With a low rank ability, perhaps he lacked confidence in combat. He could choose the literature knowledge exam and become an ordinary person. But those who choose the martial arts exam must go to a designated location and fight to the death against fierce beasts. Only after their results meet the standard can they enter an ability user university. And only after several years of training under the academy and its mentors can they break through the unranked state to become a graded ability user possessing great power. Hua Kan Min sighed, thinking, the teacher and Lam Kin Dien are worried I'll get into an accident if I take the martial arts exam. But in a world filled with danger, even if I avoid the martial arts exam with its high mortality rate, I can't avoid everything. Fierce beasts could invade at any moment. He recalled his past. His parents in this world had died in a beast tide, but his eyes filled with determination. I don't want to face that in the future, and have no power to fight back. Thinking this, Hua Kan Min spoke with conviction. I will still choose the martial arts exam. The scene changes to his home. Hua Kan Ming was currently training hard, the glint of his spear flashing behind the glass door. His right hand tightened, and an electric arc flowed into the spear's shaft. He shouted and thrust the spear forward. After finishing his training, Hua Kan Min panted heavily. So tired. He collapsed onto the floor, his arms and legs spread wide. I can't train anymore. While catching his breath, he glanced at the spear in his hand. Ever since awakening my ability, I chose to use a long spear as my weapon. I've been training for over 2 years, but my proficiency is still stuck at the beginner level. However, the combat skill, a lightning gale break, which I spent 300,000 to buy, can be considered a compensation that makes me slightly stronger than the average E-rank awakened one. But the mortality rate for students below D rank in the martial arts exam is even higher this year than the last. He clenched his fist. I want to get into an ability user university. I have to fight for it even if it means risking my life. Suddenly, at that moment, ding, a light blue system panel appeared. Activating system. Hearing the prompt in his head, Hua Kan Min's eyes widened and his jaw dropped. He shot up into a sitting position, staring intently at the system panel. System successfully activated. Would you like to receive the newbie gift pack? Hua Kan Ming shouted excitedly. Could this be a transmigrator's cheat system? After the shock wore off, a wave of insane joy washed over him. What's in the gift pack? Ding. The gift pack contains 1 S-rank ability, 200 ability points. An S-rank ability. Even in a large nation like the Jia Kingdom, it takes 3 to 4 years for just one to be awakened. Once one appears, they are immediately snatched up by top ability user universities, given countless resources and even cultivated to become top-tier experts. Hua Kan Min's eyes practically bulged out of his head, his breathing becoming ragged. He no longer hesitated and suddenly pressed the claim button. Can an E-rank piece of trash like me really have a chance to defy the heavens and change my fate? Ding. Successfully claimed the newbie gift pack. 200 ability points have been added to your account. Distributing S-rank ability, Purple Firmament, Divine Thunder. Boom! A deafening roar erupted, as if an endless power had just been unleashed inside Hua Kanmin's body. It exploded. Progress 10% immediately after countless arcs of electricity flickered on and off around his body. His entire being seemed to transform into a sphere of blue and purple lightning. Progress 20%, 30%, boom! The terrifyingly powerful thunderclap directly shattered the window, the energy surging outside. A child noticed and pointed, shouting, "Mommy! What's happening to his house?" Someone noticed and frantically called the police, saying the kid from the Shu family was in trouble. "Quick, call the fire department." But all of this? Inside the room, Xu Jingming was oblivious. He only felt pain in his body, as if it were overflowing with power. 50%, 60%, 70%. It seemed to be because his special ability was undergoing a metamorphosis. Outside, the sky, which had been bright at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, was suddenly covered by thick, dark clouds, as if night had fallen. Why did the sky suddenly get so dark? No rain fell, but heavy peals of thunder rumbled, and you could even see streaks of purple lightning within the dark clouds. It was as if flood dragons were weaving through them. Scene change. A man stands looking out the window. Such terrifying lightning. It feels like I'm sensing some kind of immense pressure. It's a powerful lightning attribute beast trying to break in here. And so he immediately gave an order. 3rd Legion of Jiang City enter high alert. Prepare the defensive positions to engage the enemy. Yes, sir. Just then the sky flashed, and then a bolt of purple lightning struck down from outside the window, like a flood dragon trying to burrow into Xu Jingming's body. 80%, 90%, 99%. Inside the room, Xu Jingming's special ability, Metamorphosis, was reaching its final stage. Ding, special ability evolution complete. Xu Jingming's special ability Metamorphosis is a success. Purple and blue lightning crackled around his body. At this moment, Xu Jingming felt his entire being overflowing with power. He instinctively raised his right hand as his eyes began to glow faintly. So this is the S-rank ability, Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. It's completely different from that old electric baton. A single strike would be enough to completely crush someone's body. Retracting the lightning, Xu Jingming looked at the messy living room and couldn't help but scratch his head. Well, that was a little louder than I expected. Good thing I managed to control it a bit just now, otherwise it wouldn't just be the training room that got wrecked. If I'd known, I would have gone outside to train. Oh, right. The new gift pack also gave me 200 ability points. What are these for? Ding, ability points can be obtained by killing vicious beasts. Consuming ability points can upgrade ranks and skills. You can view your ability points and choose upgrades in the system's control panel. Xu Jingming started to laugh. Ha ha ha, I love this kind of simple, straightforward cheat. Open system control panel. Name: Xu Jingming. Rank Awakened. Ungraded. Ability: Purple Firmament. Divine Thunder. S rank. Physique 121. Chi Blood plus Spirit 140. Spearmanship, Beginner. Lightning Gale Break, Beginner. Ability points 200. The system panel's information was very concise. The plus signs next to them also clearly indicated which ones could be upgraded, and which ones couldn't yet. The college entrance exams are tomorrow. I need to use these 200 ability points where it counts to boost my combat power. System add the points for me. He reached out and pressed the system panel. The essence of a special ability is the body's physical strength and spirit. First, I'll strengthen these 2 major base stats. Ding ding ding. He repeatedly pressed to add points. Afterward, Xu Jingming could feel it. His chi blood suddenly surged, rushing through his body like a great river. Xu Jingming had a look of astonishment. So this is what it feels like when your chi blood and mind are upgraded. He clenched his fist, feeling the power surging in his body. He took a step forward and threw a punch. The air and lightning exploded with a bang. Xu Jingming couldn't help but nod in satisfaction. After upgrading the base stats, whether I'm using combat skills or manipulating my ability, I'll get a corresponding boost. The 2 major base stats each increased by 20 points. That means 1 ability point corresponds to 0.2, Chi Blood or 0.2 Spirit. Physique, 141. Chi Blood plus Spirit, 160. Thinking of something interesting, the corners of his mouth turned up. With my current strength, getting into an ability user university is a sure thing. I just wonder where I'll rank among the 700,000 candidates in Jiangnan province. How do I compare to those geniuses who've been taught by famous masters since childhood? Speaking of which, he hooked his spear up from the ground with his foot. I'll go to the martial arts hall and check my specific stats. That'll tell me. Just then, a frantic knocking suddenly sounded at the door. Before Xu Jingming could react with a loud bam, the door was kicked right off its hinges. Then a group of people in orange uniforms holding water guns rushed into the room. Xu Jingming was stunned and speechless. One of them stepped forward and said, "We received an emergency call about a fire here." Xu Jingming awkwardly pointed at the mess and replied, "It was probably a tribulation. It was caused by me cultivating my ability. Everything's fine now." After hearing that, the group let out a sigh of relief. Oh, so that's what it was. Emergency situation resolved. Pack it up. He waved goodbye to them. As the group was leaving, they didn't forget to look back and say, to cause such a huge commotion, and it was just a student cultivating his ability. The new generation is truly something else. Scene change. Seeing him come downstairs, a few people who were gathered below all warmly rushed over to ask, "Little Ming, are you okay after that fire just now?" "I'm fine, Uncle Yang. It's already under control." "That's good to hear." "Looking at you, are you heading to the martial arts hall?" "Yes, I'm going to the martial arts hall to practice." "So hardworking. The college entrance exams are tomorrow, and you're still training? Not like that brat of mine." For an awakened to advance and become an ability user, they must train their physical and spiritual strength to upgrade the power of their ability. Thus, martial arts halls which provide training grounds and teaching services were born. But not every family can afford their own private training room. The two most famous martial arts halls in the Great Shia Nation are Thunder Hall and Fierce Bear Hall. Afterwards, he carried his spear to a large, silver-white building. The decorations looked extremely cool, and in the middle were 4 large characters. He chose to come to the Thunder Dojo because the Raging Bear Dojo's annual fee is 100,000, making it only suitable for students from wealthy families. The Thunder Dojo, on the other hand, offers a free program for third-year high school students. But after entering the lobby, Shukan Min noticed a familiar figure. Wasn't that the tall female student about 1.7 meters high? She had delicate, cold, and beautiful features and was dressed in casual clothes. A pair of long, straight legs accentuated by white thigh-high stockings was particularly eye-catching to those around her. There were also a few other young men and women with her, all dressed in exquisite, fashionable clothing. He walked over, waved, and called out, "Sister Key, what are you doing at the Thunder Dojo?" The girl turned her head and looked at him. I'm with friends." Hearing that, he didn't want to bother them and waved his hand, saying, "Oh, I see. You guys go on and chat, Sister Key? I'm just heading to the training room for a bit." The girl watched him walk away, thinking to herself, "Strange. He seems so different from before." Her friend next to her asked curiously, "Kichi, who was that? He's pretty handsome." "That's Shukan Min, my cousin. He's a third-year high school student like us taking the college entrance exam tomorrow." A young man standing behind them said with a disgruntled expression, "Why are you asking so much, Xiaoya? You like him or something?" Hearing that, Xiaoya didn't hesitate to reply, "Yeah, I do. With looks like that, as long as his strength isn't too bad, he'd be a pretty impressive boyfriend to show off, wouldn't he?" Doonki put a hand on her shoulder and shook her head. "I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. He only awakened an E-rank ability." Upon hearing that, the girl immediately lost all interest. "Just E-rank. What a shame." One of the young men teased, "An E-rank ability, and he still dares to take the martial exam. He's got guts." Doonkai sighed. "What good is having guts? The risk is just too great. I hope he doesn't take the martial exam." Seeing that Doonki was in a bad mood, Xiaoya pulled her hand and said, All right. Let's not talk about this anymore. Didn't we come to the Thunder Dojo to check it out?" "You're right. I spent all 3 years of high school at the Raging Bear Dojo. This is my first time at Thunder. It's good to relax before the college entrance exam. Let's go." Elsewhere, Shukan Min had no idea that his departure had caused such a discussion. He was now inside a training room holding a long spear. Shukan Min gave it a little shake. "The spear feels lighter. Or is it because my own strength has increased? But the college entrance exam is tomorrow. There's no time to find a more suitable weapon. First, I'll test my peak strength, without using my ability." He took a deep breath to gather his strength, then gripped the long spear tightly and suddenly thrust it toward the circular bullseye on the training room's main wall. Bam! A piercing sound rang out, and at the same time, a number flashed on the adjacent screen, 321K. The entire training room is forged from primary memory metal which can withstand attacks within a certain range. It automatically reverts to its original state. Shukan Min clenched his fist. "My pure physical strength has actually doubled compared to before. The maximum physical strength of a normal awakened is only about 100K. A thought flickered in his mind, and the purple firmament divine thunder was instantly summoned. A spark of electricity flashed in his eyes. "Next, I'll test the purple firmament divine thunder." At this moment, Shukan Min seemed to transform into a thunder god. Countless arcs of purple lightning swirled around him with a piercing hum. He raised a finger, and a bolt of purple lightning shot out, carrying a violent aura as it smashed into the bullseye. A terrifying number simultaneously appeared on the screen next to it, 3012K. Shukan Min sucked in a sharp breath. As expected of an S-rank ability, it's completely overpowered. The attack power of a rank 1 ability user is only about 1,000. And I haven't even reached rank 1 yet, but I can already unleash the attack power of a mid-tier rank 1 ability user. Shukan Min took a deep breath. But this still isn't my limit. When the light of the purple firmament, divine thunder, spreads to the black obsidian spear, combining physical strength ability enhancement and a combat skill. That is my true killing move. Inside the training room, lightning flashed. The long spear seemed to transform into a flood dragon lunging furiously toward the wall. Lightning gale. The orb of lightning at the spear's tip flared. Shukan Min roared, "Boom!" With a flash of light, the powerful impact created a deafening explosion. The entire training room trembled slightly. In the main hall, everyone was startled by the vibration. What was that, an earthquake? On the same floor, Doonki's group felt the vibration even more clearly. After a moment of confusion, one of them said in shock, "What a strong energy fluctuation. That's definitely on the level of an ability user." Xiaoya frowned slightly and said doubtfully, "I thought this was..." the floor dedicated for third-year high school students to train. But didn't all the monster-level ability users from this year go to the Raging Bear Dojo to train? Maybe one of those monsters came here to train. Or is it a new third-year high school ability user? A spark of interest appeared in Doongki's eyes. Let's go see for ourselves. The energy fluctuation must have come from somewhere nearby. The group quickened their pace. As they rounded a corner in the hallway, they saw Shukan Min walking toward them. The girl didn't expect to run into him again and was stunned for a moment. She quickly recovered and asked, Xiaoming, are you heading home? Yeah, I want to go home early to prepare. All right, then. Good luck on the martial exam tomorrow, but make sure you stay safe. The young man frowned and urged them on. Forget about him. The energy fluctuations are coming from this way. When they got to the room, they saw a wall shattered like a spider web. So this is the place. There's no mistake. Looking into the training room, the group of four stared wide-eyed. The entire room was severely damaged, as if a ferocious beast had just rampaged through it. What happened here? Xiaoya covered her mouth and gasped, My God, even the memory metal has been blown apart? How powerful must this attack have been? Does Jiang City really have a high school student this strong? The young man's expression was grave. Probably not a high school student. I can feel an incredibly violent power in the residual energy they left behind. It might even be a Stage 2 ability user who wandered onto this floor by mistake, using the training room to test their strength. Hearing this, his two companions chimed in. I knew it. An attack of this level. Impossible. Could be achieved by a high school student. That's right. Not even the provincial prodigy could pull this off. There's no way someone like that could appear in our Jiang City. Xiaoya blinked, a strange thought suddenly occurring to her. Hey, Xu Jingming was the only one who passed by here just now. Do you guys think maybe he was the one who caused this? What if he's actually a super genius who's been hiding his strength just waiting to shock everyone at the martial arts exam tomorrow? Hearing that, her two companions interjected, You've been reading too many of those web novels about hidden masters. Seriously? How could you even come up with something so far-fetched? There's a limit to hiding your strength. He's just an E-rank awakened user. He'd be lucky if his attack power even reached 300. The hallways on both sides lead outside. That powerful ability user must have left through the other side. That's why we didn't run into them. I suppose so, Tongqi replied. She reached out, touching the hole, and thought to herself, These marks, they really look like they were made by a long spear. For some reason, she began to doubt her earlier certainty. She wondered, So, is Xu Jingming really just overestimating himself by joining the martial arts college exam? The next day, on the day of the martial arts exam, countless buses arrived and stopped at a vacant lot as students streamed off. Ahead of them was a dilapidated area. The ruins of the small town were vast. Carrying his black obsidian spear, Xu Jingming stepped off the bus. A crowd of people were leaning against a chain-link fence looking inside. Whoa. So this is our exam site. Holy crap, I think I saw a one-horned rhino. I thought we were just up against common beasts like phantom cats. Or iron-bristled hogs or something. This year's exam is way too hard. Hearing this, a young man standing nearby holding a sword spoke up. So what if it's a one-horned rhino? If you can't even handle a ferocious beast of this level, then you're useless. Even if you get lucky and get into an ability university, you'll just end up as a worthless bum. Standing nearby, someone heard this and asked the guy next to him, Liu Ji, who's that? He talks so big. Liu Ji raised an eyebrow and replied, Who else could it be? That's Zhu Mingyang, the Swiftwind Sword from number 1 high. He added, I heard he has a B-rank ability called Nimble Gale. His power has already broken through from the peak novice rank to a stage 1 ability user. Xu Jingming suddenly realized. So it's him, the genius they call the top candidate for the martial arts exam. This year, he thought to himself. I wonder who's stronger, him or me. Suddenly a shout cut through the air. Attention candidates! The crowd of students immediately quieted down and turned to look. On top of a vehicle, they saw a middle-aged man in a military uniform. He was tall and well-built with a long scar on his right cheek. I am Wang Haiyang, the chief commander of this martial arts exam, here in Jiang City. Before the exam begins, I will reiterate a few important points. The martial arts exam will start at 9 a.m. and end at 9 p.m. for a total of 12 hours. The exam location is the abandoned town behind me. Similar to last year's entrance exam, the site is divided into an outer perimeter, a middle ring, an inner circle, and a central area. Killing different types and ranks of ferocious beasts will earn you different amounts of points. The higher the rank of the beast, the stronger you are, the higher your score will be. His voice then became serious. The central area is equivalent to the super difficult questions on an exam normally left for the top students to tackle. Just be aware of your own limits. You don't need to lose your life just for a score. Xu Jingming, standing in the crowd, thought to himself, If this were yesterday, I'd at most only dare to wander around the outer area. But now I must push into the inner circle, maybe even the very center. Starting now, exam supplies will be distributed. Get them from your homeroom teacher in the order you arrived. The homeroom teacher then handed him a bag. In total, there were 3 items: a smartwatch to track the number and type of fierce beasts killed and your accumulated score, a tactical backpack, an energy baton, 3 energy drinks, a 1x1 medical kit, and a safety sphere guaranteed to operate continuously for 12 hours. Once activated, it can form a high-voltage electric grid around you that ordinary fierce beasts cannot break through. The teacher looked at him with concern and stressed, even though using the safety sphere will end the exam early for you. You must remember that your life is more important than anything. He looked at the teacher and replied, "Thank you, sir. I know what to do." Just then, a girl named Lin Qingyan ran over and called out, "Xu Jingming, you probably don't have a team yet, right? Why don't you team up with us?" Old Liu pointed to himself and said confidently, "Once we get into the exam grounds, I'll protect you. I recently awakened a C rank ability." Hearing this, a young man in the team looked unhappy. "Class rep, it's fine for you to be a nice guy usually, but this is the college entrance exam. A team can only have 5 people at most. With him tagging along, how are we supposed to get a high score? Are you guys trying to go back on what you promised?" As he spoke, Old Liu nudged his teammate with his shoulder. Who knew he'd actually dare to take the college entrance exam? Anyway, I don't want to carry dead weight. He saw the group arguing and about to fight, so he called out, "Old Liu, class rep, I appreciate the kind offer." He smiled at the two of them and said, "I'm planning to go into the exam grounds alone. You guys can just form your own team." Hearing this, the two looked worried. "Are you serious? Is that so?" "All right, then. In that case, you have to be careful." Guess you know your place. Let's go. We should still go find Huang Tian to team up." Looking at the departing group, Xu Jingming gave a cold smirk. Confidence flashed in his eyes. "Even without you guys, I can still get a high score. The 2037 Zhangcheng Martial Arts College entrance exam officially begins. Activate the exam site cameras. Follow drones, prepare to start the college entrance exam live stream. Examinees enter the field." As soon as the call ended, more than 1,400 examinees charged forward. "My goal is Jiangnan Ability User University. This time I'm going to shock everyone, influenced by this atmosphere." Xu Jingming also unstrapped his long spear and laughing loudly rushed in with the crowd. After advancing deeper, he was like a single drop of water falling into the vast sea, making not even the slightest ripple. The various squads and lone wolves all began to move, heading deeper into the small ruined town, the sword of Number 1 High School. Zhou Mingyang directly used his ability manipulating a strong wind to reduce air resistance, then darted out like a hunting cheetah. Xu Jingming followed behind. "Martial Arts College entrance exam, here I come." At the same time, he activated his watch. Instantly, a blue screen appeared. "Confirmation successful. Examinee Xu Jingming. Class 12-5, Jiangcheng Number 2 High School. Exam number. Exam site, ranking 179. Number 1 High School, Zhou Mingyang, 7 points. Jiangcheng Number 1 High School, 2nd place. Li Yuan, 5 points. Jiangcheng Number 1 High School, 3rd place. Wan Hu, 4 points. Jiangcheng Number 1 High School. Worthy of being the top student from Number 1 High School, he's already started killing fierce beasts so quickly. I should get moving too. There's still some distance from the outer edge to the center. Well, then I'll head straight for the central area." Before long, Xu Jingming discovered a body lying in a pool of blood. The wounds were so severe, he didn't even get to use the safety sphere. No wonder the teacher advised me to give up on the martial arts exam. Xu Jingming frowned, thinking to himself, if I hadn't awakened an S-rank ability, I'm afraid I would have ended up just like that. He leaned down and pressed the watch on the corpse. No regrets. The martial arts exam is just this cruel. Call for logistics staff. Opportunity always comes with risk. Not everyone gets a chance to defy fate and change their destiny. Suddenly, he seemed to sense something. He glanced behind him. A fierce beast's paw stepped forward. Its fur was as black as ink, and its pair of vertical pupils were a pale purple. This is a trap. Xu Jingming immediately recognized this beast, a shadow cat. With a roar, the shadow cat lunged at Xu Jingming in a flash, but he sidestepped to dodge it. Having missed its pounce, the shadow cat angrily turned its head and roared. Swift body, sharp claws, and a bite force of thousands of kilograms. A truly born killer. A normal person encountering this kind of ferocious aura would likely faint from fear, but for him it wasn't a problem. The fierce beast comes from its uniquely savage aura, which can intimidate its prey. It's said that most awakened individuals, when they first encounter a fierce beast, are frozen by its ferocious aura, unable to use even a third of their strength. They might even surrender without a fight. That's why wealthy families hire special ability-wielding bodyguards to take their children to the untamed wilds so they can get used to fighting beasts early on. Of course he didn't have that kind of luxury. This was the first time he'd ever faced a real beast. The shadow cat opened its mouth wide and lunged in a flash. His hand tightened on his spear, and with a jolt he thrust it out as fast as lightning. It pierced straight through the shadow cat's throat. Thud. The shadow cat's corpse slammed onto the ground, kicking up a cloud of fine dust. Unranked beast shadow cat killed. Ability points, +3. Note: beasts are divided into 9 ranks from rank 1 to rank 9. Beasts below rank 1 are considered unranked, corresponding to the human awakened. Xu Jingming raised his hand to look at the map. Killing beasts gets you ability points to increase your strength, but there are few unranked beasts, as long as I don't have a huge reaction to the beast's aura, then staying in the outer region is pointless. I should hurry to the central area. 4. On his way to the center, he continuously swung his spear, killing beasts. Killed unranked beast, shadow cat. Ability points +3. Killed unranked beast, iron-furred boar. Ability points +5. Ability points +3, +5, +6. The ability points I've gained aren't bad, but I still lack experience right now. In a real fight, using Purple Heaven Divine Thunder could quickly destroy unranked beasts, but that wouldn't be an effective way to level up my skills. Besides, the higher the ability's rank, the more energy it consumes. If I were to use Purple Heaven Divine Thunder at full power, I wouldn't even be able to last for an hour. My old E-rank weak electric ability could last for more than 3 hours, but this martial exam lasts for 12 hours. I can't waste my ability points before I even reach the central zone. He decided to stick with this strategy for the rest of the way. He would rely only on his spearmanship to kill beasts and gain some combat experience. As Xu Jingming ran past, a one-horned rhinoceros looked up, taking notice. This beast was like a giant tank. A single razor-sharp horn grew from its head. Its 4 limbs were thick, and its hide was a dark brown. The one-horned rhinoceros, without a sound, its 2 eyes turned red as it began to madly chase and attack him. Seeing this, Xu Jingming turned around, pushed off with both legs, and leaped into the air. His entire body spun, his hands gripping the spear tightly for one strike. He aimed straight for the rhinoceros's weak spot and plunged down. Splat blood sprayed everywhere. As he pulled the long spear out, some red and white matter came out with it. Xu Jingming let out a sigh of relief. The speed at which he killed beasts was much faster than before. The one-horned rhinoceros was nothing special after all. Could it be that my spearmanship broke through to a new level without me realizing it? Ding, the system panel appeared. Physique 141. Vitality plus Spirit 160. Skills. Intermediate Spearmanship. Beginner Lightning Gale Break. Ability points 256. My spearmanship really did break through to the intermediate level. It seems that relying on spearmanship in real combat provides the biggest power-up. Intermediate spearmanship already makes me feel like I can do whatever I want. If I level it up one more step, what would my spearmanship become? With that thought, he allocated his points to spearmanship. Instantly, countless spear-related techniques flooded into his mind like a tidal wave. It was truly astonishing. Innumerable high-level spearmanship techniques now appeared in his mind. He gripped his spear, excited. To be honest, I can't wait to find a rank 1 beast to test this on. At the same time, a few figures appeared at the other end of the path. It was clearly Class President Xing's group. I think I just saw Xu Jingming. Class President, are you seeing things? There's no way it was him. With his power level coming here would be a death wish. Did I really see wrong? But that person's back looked so much like Xu Jingming's. Hearing this, old Liu frowned, worried. I wonder how Jingming is doing. A startled cry drew Lin Qingyan's attention. Quick, over here! Look, this one-horned rhinoceros. It looks like it just died not too long ago. Hearing that, the group walked over to inspect it. The fresh blood on the wound hadn't dried yet, meaning its time of death was probably just a few minutes ago. This one's pretty big. The fatal wound is on its head. Judging by the look of the wound, it was likely a piercing injury caused by a long weapon, a long spear, Lin Qingyan said with a look of disbelief. Could it be that the person we saw nearby just now was really Xu Jingming? The group looked over with strange expressions. Don't tell me you're trying to say Xu Jingming killed this one-horned rhinoceros. This is a beast that only an E-rank awakened. It could possibly kill. How could Xu Jingming do that? A male student shouted, whether Xu Jingming killed it or not. Well, we can just check his score on the rankings. Rank 64. Xu Jingming, 256 points. Zhangcheng Second Senior High School. It really is him. Seeing that ranking. The male students were stunned at first, then screamed in terror as if they'd seen a ghost. No way. Xu Jingming is already in the top 50. Could it be someone else with the same name? Our E-rank ability. Awakeners all this strong these days? I don't believe it. At the same time, among the spectators outside, a voice rang out, first high is as strong as ever. They're basically all in the top 10. Especially Zhou Mingyang with 412 points ranked number 1. Looks like we've found our city's top scorer. It's been many years since someone from our Zhangcheng made it into the provincial top 100. I wonder if he can do it. Xu Dandong is the ace of our Zhangcheng. His swift gale is incredibly strong. Even when placed in the provincial combat exam, he's no weaker than anyone else. The way I see it, he'll probably charge right into the top 100 of Jiangnan province. This man, Zhang Wenshan, the director of Zhangcheng's Education Bureau, said while fanning himself, Old Liu, I've always been quite satisfied with the education at your number 1 school. Number 3 high school isn't bad either. Someone finally made it into the top 10. These two were the principals of number 1 and number 3 schools. They bowed their heads respectfully and replied, it's all thanks to your effective leadership, Director. We'll need to rely on you more in the future. As he said this, he glanced behind him. But number 2 high school needs to step it up. Its best-performing student is only ranked 18th. Hearing this, the principal of number 2 school immediately bowed his head repeatedly, saying, yes, yes. He clenched his fists, thinking to himself, only 8 students from number 2 in the top 50. Dieu le Mingyang Gentong Ku Xu Jingming, you brats better not be useless. Suddenly, he felt something wasn't right. Wait a minute. Who is this Xu Jingming? Why have I never heard this name before? Is there someone like that in the rocket class? Back here? Teacher Chen was shocked when he saw Xu Jingming's name in the top 50. Xu Jingming actually made it into the top 50. It's truly unbelievable. But isn't that kid an E-rank awakened? Could he be hiding his true strength? But even if he was, how could an E-rank ability suddenly become an S-rank? Only the top 10 get special treatment. Right now, I can't find Xu Jingming's video feed at all. Just how did he get such a high score? Inside the small-town ruins. After half an hour of trekking, Xu Jingming finally entered the central region. Danger level high. Crunch. Xu Jingming crushed a glass bottle underfoot. He raised his long spear, a nutrient stick, in his mouth and walked into the central region. The beasts were clearly much scarcer here. Ranked beasts possess intelligence. Moreover, they have a sense of territory and are much harder to deal with than unranked beasts. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Here it comes. A low roar echoed as a beast burst out from the ruins. Crash boom! With two loud sounds, it swatted two cars away with its paws. Its appearance was somewhat similar to a tiger, but it was a size larger and its fur was a mix of yellow and green. A first-rank beast, the Yiduo tiger. Crash boom! With two more sounds, the two cars landed, blocking his escape route. Seeing this, Xu Jingming held out his hand and said, "Looks like my luck isn't half bad. Just entered the central region and I've already run into a first-rank beast. Perfect, I'll use you to test my spear techniques." Instead of retreating, Xu Jingming advanced, dragging the black obsidian spear as he charged towards the Yiduo tiger. In the next moment, its massive body shot towards Xu Jingming like a tank. The Yiduo tiger leaped, swiping its claws over Xu Jingming's head. Seeing this, he spun around with his long spear. With a loud thwack, the black obsidian spear slammed right into the Yiduo tiger's paw. Having its direct lunge blocked by his spear, its foreleg began to tremble. Seeing this, the corner of Xu Jingming's mouth curled up. "Is this all a first-rank Yiduo tiger has got? Maybe only a tiger king could make me put in a little effort." Thinking this, Xu Jingming gripped his spear and charged forward. "Time to send you on your way." With every clash of the spear, another hole would appear on the Yiduo tiger's body. Hindered by the spear's length, the Yiduo tiger simply had no way to land an effective attack on Xu Jingming. The spear danced relentlessly. In less than a minute, the Yiduo tiger was stabbed until its body was covered in blood. Xu Jingming pulled his spear back into a defensive stance, his eyes fixed on the Yiduo tiger over here. The Yiduo tiger was also glaring back at him with a ferocious gaze. Roar! The Yiduo tiger leaped up, pouncing towards him. Xu Jingming, holding the spear with both hands, effortlessly dodged every one of the Yiduo tiger's pounces. Crash! The Yiduo tiger swung its paw and smashed a utility pole. Xu Jingming dashed away to a safe distance. As expected of a first-rank beast, its vitality is truly tenacious. Still trying the last stand of a cornered beast. He swung his spear with both hands, every thrust aimed at the Yiduo tiger. But struggling is useless. With a series of whooshes quick as lightning, Xu Jingming delivered 5 or 6 thrusts. Each thrust was incredibly fast, piercing the Yiduo tiger's body, creating deep holes that tore through its fur and hide. You could even see its twitching organs through the gushing blood. Riddled with holes, its giant body collapsed with a loud thud, kicking up a cloud of gray dust. After the battle, Xu Jingming was completely unscathed. Not even a single drop of blood stained his combat suit. Killed a first-rank Yiduo tiger. Ability points, plus 14. Xu Jingming retracted his spear and said aloud, "The ability points from killing a first-rank beast are nearly double that of an unranked one." Saying this, he continued to charge deeper inside. The stronger the beast, the higher the ability points. And this exam arena, which in the eyes of others was a place filled with hidden dangers, to me is a rare leveling paradise. This is a rare opportunity. I need to use this time to harvest as many ability points as possible. Meanwhile, on the large screen, his ranking rose again to 32nd place. Xu Jingming, 328 points. "Teacher Chen Fan, is that Xu Jingming really from your class 5? Right after that, a crowd of people walked over to chat with Teacher Chen. "With so many regular classes, only a student from your class made it into the top 50. Teacher Chen Fan, you really have a great teaching method." "That's right. In half a year, we should have Teacher Chen give a lecture to share his teaching experience." Hearing this, Teacher Chen became flustered and quickly waved his hands. No, it's all because of the student's own hard work. It has nothing to do with me." Just then, someone else stood up and exclaimed in shock. "Everyone look, Xu Jingming's ranking has gone up again. Rank 25, Xu Jingming. He jumped 44 points in one go." Seeing this, the director rubbed his chin and said, "According to the combat exam's scoring system, killing a peak-level unranked beast, killing a beast earns 6 to 8 points, while killing a lowest-tier rank 1 fierce beast can earn you 14 to 16 points, and the kill count on the smartwatch shows a continuous increase. In other words, in just 4 short seconds, Xu Jingming has killed either 5 peak unranked fierce beasts or 3 lowest-tier rank 1 beasts. I haven't seen this kind of performance in years." The old man then asked Principal Zhao with a puzzled look, "Is this student from your school a promising talent? I've never heard of him before." Hearing that, Principal Zhao pointed towards Teacher Chen. "To be honest, sir, I only just found out myself. For specific details, you'll have to ask his homeroom teacher." Principal Zhao walked over and patted Teacher Chen on the shoulder. "Teacher Chen, come over here quickly. Explain Xu Jingming's situation to the director, for example, what his talent is." Teacher Chen walked over, bowed awkwardly, and stammered, "Director Principal, about that. Xu Jingming's awakened ability is an E-rank weak current." Hearing this, Principal Zhao turned his head in shock. "Just an E-rank ability, Teacher Chen, are you sure you aren't mistaken?" Teacher Chen scratched his head in embarrassment. "I'm not. Before the college entrance exam, I even specifically told him not to bother with the martial arts test." Unexpectedly, the old director, who had just opened his water bottle, spoke nonchalantly. "To have come this far with just an E-rank ability, It seems that student Xu Jingming must have some other outstanding qualities. This makes things even more interesting. Wait a moment. With his high score, he'll probably break into the top 10 very soon. The old man then glanced over at Principal Zhao. By then, we'll know exactly how he managed to do it. Unless he's cheating. Hearing these words, the two men flinched as sweat began to pour down their backs. Xu Jingming's ranking had already risen to 9th place. Scene change. Over to Tang Qi, ranked 12th. A layer of purple-black, cat-shaped energy enveloped her with a pair of cat ears on her head. So that attack from yesterday really was you, Cousin Jingming? Rank 1, Zhou Mingyang. He checked his watch and said, there are 6 hours left in the college entrance exam. And yet there's an unfamiliar face in the top 10. Xu Jingming, I've never heard of him. Back to Xu Jingming now. He was being filmed by a drone. He was seen wielding a spear with both hands continuously slashing at the spirit beasts and killing a rank 1 phantom cat. Ability points plus 14. As expected, the kill rate for fierce beasts is higher in the central region. Glancing up, he saw the unmanned camera drone following him. Looks like I've made it into the top 10. He swung his spear, flinging off a long trail of blood. The martial arts college entrance exam is designed to test a candidate's strength and potential. The better the performance, the more benefits one can receive. I never intended to hide my true strength anyway. The top 10 is just the beginning. But before I head to the central zone, I need to level up my power. Name Xu Jingming. Level Awakened. Ability S rank. Purple Sky. Divine Thunder. Physique 141. Vitality plus Spirit 160. Skills Advanced Spearmanship, Lightning Gale Strike. Beginner. Ability points 312. After looking at it, he thought to himself, I already have over 300 ability points. There's still no prompt to level up. It seems the only way to advance from an awakened to an ability user is by learning and cultivating abilities. In that case, I'll have to keep upgrading my base stats. Thinking this, he began to allocate his points. Physique plus 40. Spirit plus 22. This feeling is not bad at all. It's time to head to the central zone. Scene change to the central zone highest danger level. A pack of Ida tigers was seen surrounding and tearing apart a one-horned rhinoceros. Among them, one Ida tiger stood out significantly. Its body was powerful, its aura overwhelming. One look was enough to know it was the Ida Tiger King. Hiding behind a corner, Xu Jingming secretly observed the 9 Ida tigers. The aura of one of them. Its physique is outstanding, plus the blades on its arms are incredibly long. It must be the Ida Tiger King. Looks like this will be a big haul. With that, he gripped his spear and charged out. Suddenly, Xu Jingming sensed something. He glanced back. I found you. Hearing that Zhou Mingyang stepped out, he raised his hand and said, so perceptive. To think you spotted me. I didn't expect you to be the Xu Jingming who broke into the top 10. The moment he saw this person, he recognized him. Zhou Mingyang, do you know me? Hearing this, Zhou Mingyang smiled. I know everyone with the strength to enter the central zone except for you. So when a new face suddenly appears, I guessed it had to be you, the stranger, the one who appeared out of nowhere. I see. He then placed his hand on the hilt of his sword. I've had my eye on this pack of Ida tigers for a while. Hearing this, Xu Jingming asked, are you trying to steal my monsters? Zhou Mingyang quickly waved his hands. Don't misunderstand. The Ida Tiger King is a mid-tier rank 1 fierce beast, and with its hunting party of 9 other Ida tigers, no single person can handle them no matter how strong. We can cooperate. Hearing this, Xu Jingming shook his head. No need! He raised his hand, cracking his knuckles, his eyes cold as he said, I'm more than enough on my own. With that said, he leaped up onto an overturned public bus. Hearing the sound, the pack of blade tigers immediately turned their attention towards him. The bus was less than 30 meters from the square. To him, these low-rank grade 1 blade tigers were nothing. Xu Jingming narrowed his eyes. As expected of a beast pack with a leader, they even have the intelligence to use simple formations. 5 enormous blade tigers crowded together, blocking all of Xu Jingming's forward escape routes, which meant at this very moment, Xu Jingming had nowhere left to run. With a roar, the pack of blade tigers charged at once. From the sidelines, Zhou Mingyang tisked. Let's see if this guy is looking for death, or if he really has something special up his sleeve. Facing such a situation, Xu Jingming's eyes remained firm. At the same time, he began to brandish his 2 dazzling long spears, the black obsidian spear transforming into a black phantom. It was like a high-speed, rotating fan blade. At that moment, the blade tigers realized something was wrong, but it was too late. The 5 blade tigers crashed into it without any defense. Against the high-speed, spinning, black obsidian spear, slash, 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 blood splattered everywhere. The sharp spearhead, like a meat grinder, directly shredded the 5 blade tigers, leaving them a bloody mess. Ding killed a low-rank blade tiger. Ability points plus 10. Ding killed a mid-rank blade tiger. Ability points plus 15. Ding killed a blade. Tiger? Xu Jingming couldn't help but shake his head. A pity. My body's strength level is still a bit lacking. I couldn't kill all of them. Xu Jingming glanced over spear in hand. He stood alone facing the Blade Tiger King. With a massive roar, the Blade Tiger King let out a furious cry. Crash! 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 The glass windows of the entire block shattered from the shockwave. Hearing the roar, Zhou Mingyang quickly covered his ears. Xu Jingming raised the black obsidian spear in his hand. Trying to intimidate me right off the bat, huh? You might scare others, but you won't scare me. With that, he raised his long spear and charged straight at the Blade Tiger King. The Blade Tiger King immediately launched itself forward. It swiped with its paw. Xu Jingming raised his spear to block. Unexpectedly, it swung its foreleg, slashing with the blade on its arm, but he still managed to jump away and dodge it. Its eyes stared at him, filled with rage. Xu Jingming simply turned coldly and swung his spear. Bam! With a loud crash, a single swing of the spear shattered the Blade Tiger King's head. He retracted the spear, his eyes icy. He thrust out once more, finishing it off. Ding killed a high-rank Blade Tiger. Ability points plus 20. Witnessing this battle that lasted no more than 2 minutes, Zhou Mingyang's face was completely dumbfounded. No way. He finished them all in one go. What kind of monster is he? Looking at the blade. Tiger King's corpse, Xu Jingming spoke. This haul of ability points is a real jackpot. At this rate, by the time the college entrance exam is over, I wonder how many ability points I'll be able to accumulate. The more, the better. I should hurry and find the next group of beasts. Just as he was about to leave at that very moment, Zhou Mingyang ran over and shouted, "Wait! How on earth did you crush that pack of blade tigers with just a long spear? Are you an enhancement-type ability user?" Whoosh! Zhou Mingyang leaped up onto a building. "I'm lightning type." "What?" Hearing that, he clenched his fists in anger. Lightning type? Are you kidding me? Even if you don't want to tell me your ability type, you don't have to be so dismissive of me. What a nasty guy. Right after he hurriedly checked the information panel, he killed so many beasts just now. His score couldn't be about to overtake mine, could it? Rank 1, Xu Jingming, 1,122 points. Zhou Mingyang looked on seething with anger. He actually overtook me meanwhile outside. The director, seeing that he had reached the #1 rank, clapped his hands in joy. High-level spearmanship. Truly magnificent. Xu Jingming isn't even 18 yet, and his spearmanship has already reached a high level. It's certain now. He's the real genius. The old director placed a hand on Zhao Yue's shoulder and said, "With Xu Jingming here, he can definitely represent Jiangcheng City and reach the top 100 in the entire province. Once the college entrance exam is over, and I will propose to the city that they reward #2 high school." Hearing this, Zhao Yu's face lit up with joy. "Thank you, Director Zhang." He was so happy, he was moved to tears, thinking to himself, Xu Jingming is truly a huge unexpected surprise. #2 high school. Our day has finally come. Scene change. 3 hours later, the core zone. Zhou Mingyang held his sword, looking left and right. What's going on? Where have all the beasts in the core zone gone? Just then a voice rang out. For that, you'll have to ask that guy in first place. Zhou Mingyang turned his head. Oh, it's you guys. Why are you all gathered and moving together? #3, Wu Hao. #9, Tang Qi. The girl put her hands on her hips and pointed. This is also his doing. #4, Meng Di. The girl shouted angrily, Xu Jingming has killed all the beasts in the core zone. None of us can find any beasts, so we're sticking together for moral support. Hearing them say this, Zhou Mingyang was stunned. That's impossible, isn't it? There are tons of beasts in the core zone. Hearing that, Tang Qi walked over and opened the information panel. One look and it's obvious you haven't checked the rankings in a while. Here, just look at Xu Jingming's score and you'll get it. Rank 1, Xu Jingming over 3,400 points, always in top form. Zhou Mingyang's eyes nearly bulged out of his head. Tang Qi sighed helplessly. Do you see why now? Subtracting the over 700 points he got in the central region, he still has over 2,500 points. In other words, he alone killed over 200 fiendish beasts in the core area. Zhou Mingyang covered his face and glanced over. No wonder Xu Jingming was so afraid of someone stealing his kills before. Turns out he'd been planning this all along. Tang Qi turned her head and asked, The martial exam will be over in just a few hours. We're planning to team up and try our luck in the innermost core area. Want to come? Hearing this, Zhou Mingyang replied, Huh. The lowest level beasts there are high tier rank 1, and there are even rank 2 fiends. Going in there alone is just asking for a death wish. Meng Di slammed his fists together. That's why we need to team up. So are you in or not? Hearing that, he agreed. Count me in. Scene change. A small town ruin somewhere. In the core area, Xu Jingming sat on a mountain of fiendish beast corpses, his blood-soaked black obsidian spear beside him. Munching on an energy bar, he said, I'm all out of supplies. The martial exam is also entering its final stage. To get more energy points, I have to go deeper. But the innermost core has rank 2 beasts. I still need to get stronger. He then glanced at his system panel, 2,413 energy points. Xu Jingming's eyes lit up. Now what should I upgrade? How about I put them into this? As he spoke, he began allocating his points. Now I should be able to handle the final core area of this martial exam. Xu Jingming slung the long spear over his shoulder, peering deep inside, wondering, I wonder what kind of rank 2 fiend the exam has. Arranged for this time. The final sprint had begun, and at this moment, Zhou Mingyang's group had also arrived nearby. When they saw a grizzly bear up ahead, everyone's expression changed. It's a bloodthirsty tyrant bear. Unlike other fiendish beasts, the bloodthirsty tyrant bear is incredibly hard to deal with. Never mind its terrifying strength, its dense hide and fur are tougher than E-grade alloy. Even missiles can't easily blast through it. We're in big trouble this time. Zhou Mingyang couldn't help but smile bitterly. Meng Di, biting an energy bar, spoke up. A rare beast with hide and fur on par with E-grade alloy. Even rockets can't blow it up. Taking a sharp breath, the girl continued. A single swipe of its paw could kill all of us. Tang Chi also chimed in. I think we should just give up on this attempt. We wouldn't even need the bloodthirsty tyrant bear to attack us. I'm afraid these high-tier rank 1 beasts would wipe out our whole group the moment we set foot in this district. Tang Chi raised her hand. I'm backing out if I die, and it doesn't matter how many points I get. Xu Jingming gritted his teeth and said, What kind of twisted exam is this? What kind of bastard came up with this anyway? Suddenly at that very moment, Zhouda pointed down below and shouted, Hey, look, someone's coming! It's Xu Jingming. Tang Chi, startled, turned her head. Even though they were on a rooftop, with her enhanced Esper vision, she could still see the figure clearly. His speed was incredible, like a cheetah. In just a few short seconds, he went from the far distance to the front gate of the district. Meng Day watched with an interested look on her face. So that's Xu Jingming, he's really handsome. What good is being handsome? If you charge into a pack of fiendish beasts like that, isn't that just suicide? But in an instant, more than 10 rank 1 fiendish beasts roared and charged towards him. Oh no, he's alerted the fiendish beasts! Meng Di let out a terrified scream. In a flash, Xu Jingming unleashed several spear blossoms and blood spurted from the beasts' bodies from behind. Another pack of fiendish beasts roared and charged forward. They swarmed him from all directions, completely obscuring Xu Jingming's figure. The bald guy, seeing this, cried out in worry. Xu Jingming isn't going to die just like that, is he? Zhou Mingyang interjected. He was too reckless. If he dies, he brought it on himself. Tang Chi turned to leave. No, I have to go help him. Hearing this, Meng Day grabbed her hand tightly. Are you crazy too? Going down there is suicide, that's right. Have you already forgotten what you yourself just said? Tang Chi shook her head. You guys don't understand. Xu Jingming is my cousin. I can't just stand by and watch him die. And at that very moment, a deep and majestic voice resounded within Hua Kan Min as he faced the horde of beasts. Divine thunder. The next moment, a deafening, chaotic clap of thunder erupted. A bolt of purple lightning struck upwards from below. Could this be the lightning-type ability Hua Kan Min mentioned? After the impact wave passed, the beasts were either dead or injured. The once dense horde was instantly cleared, leaving an empty space in the middle. Hua Kanming stood tall in the center of it all. Lightning coiled around his body as if welcoming the advent of its king. To think he wanted to face so many high-level Grade 1 beasts using only his physical strength, that was a bit of a stretch. I have no choice but to use my ability. Hua Kanming raised his left hand, looking mesmerized at the purple arcs of electricity dancing on his fingertips. As expected of an S-rank ability, it's truly domineering and incredibly powerful. Hua Kanming looked ahead at the more than 10 beasts, all critically wounded and near death. Their struggle had attracted attention. The Beast King had taken notice. A bloodthirsty, violent bear began to approach. It was 5 meters tall and over 3 meters wide, just like a heavy tank. The bloodthirsty, violent bear lowered its body and roared. It clearly displayed the terrifying might of a Beast King. Hua Kan Min tightened his grip on the long spear in his hand. The bloodthirsty, violent bear's body is huge, but it's not agile. With the enhancement from the divine purple thunder, I might be able to handle it. But if I have to fight all these followers, it's going to be a real pain, if that's the case. As if injected with a powerful stimulant, Hua Kan Min's body suddenly trembled. His 2 clear eyes filled with the purple lightning of the divine thunder. At the same time, an immense power erupted from his body. Well then, I'll clean you guys up first. In the next moment, with a flash of lightning, his figure vanished on the spot. When he reappeared, he was right next to a Grade 1 beast, a saber tiger. Then the long spear in his hand, like a bolt of lightning, streaked a dark purple arc through the air. Before it could react, a line of blood appeared on its neck. Ding killed a high-level Grade 1 saber tiger beast. Ability points plus 13. So this is the power boost of an S-rank ability. On one's physical strength. Unfortunately, having this much lightning coursing through my body is extremely dangerous. I can't maintain this state for long. However, to take care of these, beasts, you guys, and it's more than enough. As he spoke, Hua Kan Min swung his long spear, and blood sprayed out like a fountain. Ding killed a high-level Grade 1 one-horned rhino beast. Ability points plus 15. Roar, the bloodthirsty, violent bear couldn't take it anymore. It let out a furious roar and charged towards Hua Kan Min. Although the bloodthirsty, violent bear's body was enormous, its speed was not slow at all. On all fours, it crossed a distance of more than 30 meters in an instant. But as fast as the bloodthirsty, violent bear, Hua Kan Min was even faster. Ding under the buff of the divine purple thunder. He transformed into a dark purple phantom, weaving through the horde of beasts. Each time he struck with the black obsidian spear, he reaped the life of another beast. Ding killed a high-level Grade 1 one-horned rhino beast. Ability points plus 15. Killed a high-level Grade 1 beast. The system prompts rang out one after another. The bloodthirsty, violent bear's eyes were bloodshot as it let out a massive roar. Hua Kan Min smiled at it. What's wrong? Are you angry that all your little underlings are being killed? Don't be impatient. Once I'm done with this last one, I'll deal with you. As he spoke, he charged with his long spear towards a one-horned rhino. Suddenly, the bloodthirsty, violent bear appeared, swinging its 2 paws. Hua Kan Min was startled. Not bad. To think you could predict my moves. Wham! A loud noise erupted as the bloodthirsty, violent bear's 2 giant paws slammed into each other. A terrifying shockwave blew everything away. When it opened its paws, there was only an unrecognizable pile of mush. Just then, Hua Kan-min appeared from above. In his hand, he held the long spear crackling with lightning. Finally, no more distractions from the small fry. Let me see for myself. If that armor-like fur of yours can truly block my army of thunder. The jet-black spear carrying terrifying lightning aimed for the bloodthirsty violent bear's head and thrust forward. The lightning flashed, and a swirling ball of thunder bombarded the area. The terrible shockwave kicked up violent gusts of wind. Meanwhile, outside, seeing the scene of Hua Kan-min slaughtering everything in his path, the teachers were all frozen in place, swallowing hard. Director Zhang was so stunned he dropped his water bottle. Principal Zhao, you people call this an E-rank ability. You're not pulling my leg, are you? The crowd erupted into noisy discussion. Just by unleashing his ability, he can quickly wipe out a group of high-level Grade 1 beasts. He even looks like he could go toe-to-toe with a Grade 2 boss. Even an A-rank ability user would struggle to do that right. An awkward teacher offered his guess. Maybe. It's a mutated ability. Director Zhang then turned around joyfully spreading his arms and saying, but no matter what, after today, this entire building will probably be shaken by Hua Kan-min. Back in the battle, the bloodthirsty violent bear opened its mouth and roared. Hua Kan-min leaped up, flipping through the air to dodge. So it was just a superficial wound, as expected of a rare species among Grade 2 beasts. Its tough fur is impervious to blades and spears. The key is it doesn't conduct electricity. With my current strength, trying to jump 2 grades and kill the bloodthirsty violent bear in one hit is indeed a bit of a stretch. And just then, the Blood Fury bear was clearly enraged to its limit. It snorted heavily, its muscles rippling, and its chest heaved violently with each ragged breath. Suddenly, its body swelled up and green veins popped out on its ferocious face. This sight made Xu Jingming's eyes narrow slightly. What's this? Then it suddenly tensed its 2 legs. A deep crater formed in the ground as its iron tower-like body charged toward Xu Jingming. Crash! Boom! Everything in its path was sent flying. Xu Jingming pushed off the ground, leaping backward. He raised a hand to block the flying debris. It's already activated its rampage skill this fast. It seems this Blood Fury bear really hates my guts. Rampage. A common skill possessed by ferocious beasts similar to the combat skills of humans. After the dust settled, the Blood Fury bear appeared in Xu Jingming's sight for the second time. The Blood Fury bear let out a massive roar and lunged straight for Xu Jingming. Boom, boom, boom! Xu Jingming continuously dodged out of the way. Xu Jingming clicked his tongue in admiration. Truly astonishing. When a beast enters its rampage state, its strength really does get a massive upgrade. But in exchange, it completely loses what little intelligence it had, becoming a killing machine that acts on pure instinct. I should avoid a direct confrontation for now. The best way is to use my agility and circle around it. Xu Jingming leaped backward to dodge. The spear in his hand began to crackle with lightning. This is my chance to temporarily paralyze it. Xu Jingming pushed his violet firmament divine thunder to its absolute limit. Countless purple bolts of lightning shot out, striking the Blood Fury bear's 2 legs. Crash! The Blood Fury bear's massive body collapsed to the ground like a crumbling building. The impact kicked up a cloud of gray dust. Countless purple lightning bolts erupted from Xu Jingming's body as he unleashed the violet firmament divine thunder, his 2 fingers forming a seal and pointing straight at the sky. With a loud shout, "Explode for me! Boom, boom, boom!" Just like that, the violet firmament divine thunder bombarded the Blood Fury bear's body for nearly half a minute. The Blood Fury bear was completely engulfed in gray dust. Seeing that it had stopped moving, he stopped his attack. After over half a minute of the violet firmament divine thunder, no matter how thick its defense is, there's no way it could withstand that. Right. Suddenly, the Blood Fury bear's eyes flashed with ferocity. A distance of 3 meters. For it all it would take is one small slide forward to attack. However, it was shocked to find that its 2 legs felt as if they had disappeared. It couldn't control them at all. Xu Jingming shook his head. It's time. Lightning Xu Jingming, spear in hand, began his counterattack. The 50-kilogram black obsidian spear was swung with the force of a gale. Whoosh, 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 whoosh! Purple lightning swirled around his entire body. The violet firmament. Divine thunder enveloped Xu Jingming, making him look like a god. With a thunderous roar, Xu Jingming stepped forward and thrust his spear with all his might. The spear became a phantom image, striking the Blood Fury bear's body. With a violent explosion, purple lightning erupted from its chest. The immense impact, like a cannonball, sent it flying backward. Crash. It shattered a planter in the center of the square, skidding for more than 10 meters across the ground before finally stopping. In the middle of its chest, a large, scorched black hole could be seen. Ding slain. 1 low rank level 2. Blood Fury bear. Energy points plus 24. Back to Xu Jingming, who sat down panting heavily. It's finally over. In order to deal with this guy, I specifically upgraded my lightning gale break from beginner to advanced. Its power certainly didn't disappoint, even though it only lasted for a short 2 minutes. But that was also the most intense battle I've ever experienced. He then opened his smartwatch. I wonder how many points I can get for killing all the beasts in the central area. Meanwhile, in the auditorium on the big screen, rank 1 Xu Jingming, 10,835 points. The crowd gasped in shock. Over 10,000 points. It's truly unbelievable after the shock wore off. Everyone's faces lit up with joyful smiles. 10,000 points. Not only did he break our Jiang City's record, he also broke the record for all of Jiangnan Province. A genius, no, a genius among geniuses. Last year's provincial champion only scored a little over 8,000 points. Xu Jingming is basically the predestined provincial champion for this year's class. Back to him, there wasn't much time left. I've already cleared out all the beasts in the inner circle and the central area. Next, I'll head back to the middle area. I'll kill as many as I can. Every little bit counts after all. With that thought, he gripped his spear and dashed off again. Behind him, the group that was chasing Tang Chi was still reeling from Xu Jingming's earlier display. Jingming? He actually killed a level 2 beast king. That's so unexpected. Why did he turn back? His score is already number 1. The exam isn't over yet. What else could he want to do? Brother Meng, holding his greatsword, said in disbelief. Judging by his direction, it looks like he's heading back to the central area. Wait a second. Don't tell me he got so bloodthirsty he wants to wipe them all out. The group gasped in horror. A total massacre. Zhou Mingyang used his ability, thinking, at Xu Jingming's speed, he might actually be able to do it. If we don't go now in the final hour, we probably won't get a single point. Our team is finished. Hearing this, the group snapped out of it and charged forward in unison. I'll be going first, everyone! Hurry up. You guys better leave some points for me. 1 hour later, the 2037 Martial Arts College entrance exam for Jiang City came to an end. Any beasts killed from this point on will no longer count towards your score. All examinees please return promptly. All examinees please pay attention. A weary Tang Chi looked up, wiping the sweat from his forehead. It's over. Nearby, a group of exhausted students collapsed to the ground. It's over already. I was just one beast short. Just one more beast and I would have made the cut. That was close. I passed. Back to Xu Jingming, who was now surrounded by beast corpses. It's over so soon? What a pity I wasn't done having fun yet. As time slowly passed, most of the students had returned from the open field, leaving only a few who had gone deeper into the small town ruins. The remaining students had not yet come out. A girl named Xiaoya held Tang Chi's hand and asked, Kichi, is that Xu Jingming really your cousin? Tang Chi covered her forehead. Oh, for crying out loud. You've already asked me 3 times. Yes, it's him. It's really him. So sis, can you please hurry up and give me your cousin's contact info? I'm begging you. Hearing this, Tang Chi crossed her arms and looked away. Weren't you the one who wasn't interested yesterday? I'll have to think about it now. Xiaoya awkwardly clasped her hands together and said, Today is different from before. Today he's the number 1 in the martial arts exam. Please, please, please. Suddenly at that moment. Look quickly, it's Xu Jingming. He's out of the exam area. Hearing this shout, everyone's attention focused on the exit. Where? Bro, don't push. Let me see first. Ouch. Right after a tall figure walked out from inside. It was, of course, Xu Jingming. He was wearing black combat attire, his expression calm and steady with a black spear over 2 meters long slung across his back. Xu Jingming, congratulations. Look over here. Xu Jingming, can you spare me 100 points? Faced with this scene, Xu Jingming was a bit stunned, only managing to awkwardly wave at everyone. A bald guy patted Zhou Mingyang's shoulder. The person standing in this spot should have been you. Who knew some monster would show up out of nowhere with my strength to be able to get this score? I'm already satisfied. Teacher Zhao gestured with his hand. Director, this is student Xu Jingming. Congratulations. Let me introduce you. This is Director Zhang from the Education Bureau. Hello, sir. You don't need to take the bus back. The director said he wants to personally see you home. Xu Jingming glanced back and thought to himself, that works. If I take the bus back now, I probably won't have any peace with all the questions. Outside the window, the scenery quickly receded as Xu Jingming sat in the back seat. Director Zhang looked at him and spoke up. Student Jingming, have you thought about which ability university you want to attend? Hearing this, he shook his head. This whole time, my mind has been set on improving my strength. I really haven't thought about which ability university I'll go to. The director beamed. With your results, getting into any university in the country is a small matter. However, there are hundreds of universities and colleges in the country. More than half of all high-level ability users graduate from the 3 major universities. I'd like to recommend these 3. Qingjing Ability University, located in the heartland of Daxia. It's government-affiliated. After graduation, you can directly enter the system. The current Level 9 Nation Guardian graduated from here. Moju Ability University, located in a prosperous port city, can provide extremely good resources. It has no shortage of elite societies and is more suitable for individuals who pursue the top spot. Jin City's 4 major mutant universities with a history spanning over 200 years possess numerous ancient inheritances and a formidable teaching staff. 3 of these universities all possess top-tier mutant cultivation methods that are never taught externally, making them a holy land for countless aspiring students. After listening to the director's introduction, he spoke up. I know that Awakeners need to practice training methods to evolve into mutants, but what exactly makes a cultivation method top tier? The director raised a finger and said, Let me put it this way for you. Mutant training methods are also divided into tiers. Using a beginner-level training method, the vast majority of Awakeners need 3 to 4 years to advance and become a mutant. However, a top-tier training method can allow an Awakener to evolve in just half a year. Don't worry with your achievements. You'll definitely qualify for special admission. When that happens, even the top 3 universities will give you preferential offers. You just have to choose based on what you want. It's as simple as that. The car stopped in front of his apartment building. I understand. Thank you, sir. Scene change. The next day. Xu Jingming turned off the faucet and looked at his system panel, thinking to himself, 2,534 mutant points. This should be enough until I get into the mutant university. I wonder if there will be fights to the death against ferocious beasts there. If not, I'll have to go out into the wildlands to make arrangements. Tang Qi brought her mother over to visit Xu Jingming. Huh. Why is the door broken? Perfect, we can sneak in and surprise him. And just like that, the two of them pushed the door open and walked right in. Jingming? Little Aunt Xu Qingwan, startled by the sudden ambush, Xu Jingming jumped. Little Aunt? Cousin, why are you two here? Tang Qi covered Xu Jingming's eyes. What are you doing? His little aunt stood to the side, giggling. He rushed off to get dressed. How is this my fault? His little aunt glanced around the dilapidated room and thought, I haven't been here in a few days. How did the house get into this state? He looked at his little aunt, thinking to himself, after my parents passed away. Oh, no, it was my little aunt who stayed with me day and night, taking meticulous care of me, bringing warmth back into our home and acting as my guardian. She even occasionally cooked me her bamboo shoot stir-fry. His little aunt spoke up. Ming, I don't really understand much about that martial exam, but when I heard you were signing up, I was so worried for the longest time. Now seeing that you're all right, I can finally relax. Your score doesn't matter. It's okay, even if you didn't pass. Hearing this, he gave Tang Qi a strange look. Huh, Cousin Qi, didn't you tell her? She winked at him. I thought it would be better if you told my mom yourself. Hearing that, he awkwardly rubbed his nose and said, Little Aunt, I didn't do too badly this time. I got 10,000 points. Upon hearing this, his little aunt choked, spitting out the water she was drinking. How many? You're not kidding me, are you? Tang Qi patted her mom's back. Mom, it's true Cousin Jingming scored 11,124 points. Xu Qingwan was a gentlewoman, and everyday matters rarely caused her much of a stir, in terms of emotional response. But this news, his little aunt leaned on Xu Jingming's shoulder, moved to tears. Our Xu family finally has a successor. Your parents looking down from heaven must be so proud of you. Scene change. In a luxurious office, a woman projected his photo onto a large screen. Xu Jingming, age 18. Awakened ability weak, E rank, natural type electricity. Level awakener. If his score is genuine, we have to get this student no matter what. But based on his talent and rank on paper, there's no way he could have achieved that score. Looking at his combat performance, his awakened ability is absolutely not E rank. That level of power is at least A rank, maybe even S rank. For Jiang City, a tiny 18th tier city. To produce the top score of the entire province is unbelievable. Perhaps he used some forbidden methods during the exam. Having a stand-in using performance enhancers cheating. All are possibilities. Enough, stop arguing. The woman slammed her hand on the table, making a final decision. For now, list Xu Jingming as an S-rank special admission student. As for whether his score is genuine, I'll go to Jiang City myself to investigate. Back with Xu Jingming, his phone buzzed with a message from the Jiangnan Provincial Education Bureau. Candidate Xu Jingming of Jiang City. The rankings for the Jiangnan Provincial Martial Exam have been released. Your ranking first place in Jiangnan Province. Total score 11,124 points. After reading the message, Xu Jingming's face lit up. He clenched his fists in excitement. First place, I'm the top scorer in all of Jiangnan Province. I did it. In the days that followed, the media exploded with reports. Dark Horse from Jiang City, Jiangnan's top scorer is an unranked awakener, a first in history. Who exactly is Xu Jingming? Provincial champ with an E-rank ability. A genius or just grit and sweat? Aren't the provincial champions normally high-level 1- or 2-star mutants? An awakened with an E-rank ability can become the provincial champion. If that's true, I'll eat crap right here on the spot to the guy above. Just you wait. I'm going to find this video of his martial arts college entrance exam now. Meanwhile, the local media started scrambling, rushing to Jiangcheng No. 2 Senior High to interview the principal. Principal Zhao regarding the online doubts about student Shu's results. Do you have anything to say? At the award ceremony for the outstanding students of the 2015 Jiangcheng No. 2 Senior High Martial Arts exam. Many people are saying it was an inside job. The authenticity of his score is being questioned. Principal Zhao, please give us an explanation. Mr. Zhao adjusts the microphone, not at all flustered. To be frank, our school's official website has already uploaded the video of Xu Jingming's martial arts exam. Everyone can now go verify its authenticity. The fairness of the martial arts college entrance exam cannot be questioned shortly after. Xu Jingming's exam video was posted online. The crowd gasped continuously as they watched. With a single spear thrust, he pierced through the bone of a rank 1 single-horned rhino. This strength is even greater than a rank 1 ability user, right? It looks like an enhancement type ability. No, wait, how can he be a lightning type? And you're telling me this power is an E-rank ability. Plus, he's really just an awakened teacher Chen, then brought out a board covered with a red cloth. With the martial arts exam video as proof, student Shu's results are completely genuine. He is the first student from Jiangcheng to become the provincial champion. His contribution is worthy of a reward. The principal then yanked off the red cloth, revealing the content underneath. Congratulations to student Xu Jingming for winning the provincial championship in the martial arts exam. Special reward 1 million RMB. This is cash and a grand prize, an ability training method rewarded by the City Education Bureau for student Xu. The governor's office will also gift him a luxurious villa in the city, and a cash prize. Quick, take a picture and put it on the front page. back to the scene. Zhang Chaoyue pushed up her glasses, observing everything. Although Jiang Cheng has released the video of Xu Jingming's martial arts exam, it doesn't mean he didn't use performance-enhancing drugs. The most crucial thing is still to determine the rank of Xu Jingming's ability. The principal and teacher Chen forced a smile and whispered to each other. Why hasn't today's main character arrived yet? I just called to ask. He said he's still training at the martial arts dojo and will be over shortly. The principal looked over, startled. Still training even after the exam is over. This new champion is truly one of a kind. Ha ha ha, cut to the principal's office. Zhao trembling like a leaf carried tea in. Honorable teachers, please have some tea. As expected of high-rank ability users who have seen blood, the aura they're emitting is enough to make one tremble in fear. The principal felt as if he had stumbled into some forbidden temple, being stared down by a pack of ferocious beasts ready to pounce and attack. These people aren't going to start a fight, are they? Zhang Chaoyue, the admissions director of Mado Ability University, was the first to speak. It seems it's been a very long time, you two. And since we've sat together like this, which genius has caught your eye this time? Suyun, admissions director of Qingjing Ability University. Ms. Zhang, there's no need to play dumb. As long as Xu Jingming's results are real, our Qingjing University is taking him for sure. Wu Yuan, head of admissions for Jincheng Ability University. Haha, Suyun, on what grounds do you say you can take him just because you want to? I'm saying our Jincheng University, that is taking him for sure. Zhang Chaoyue closed her eyes and thought to herself, as expected. Even for a special recruitment of a provincial champion, I can't avoid crossing swords with teachers from other academies. Just then, Xu Jingming pushed the door open and walked in carrying the black obsidian spear on his shoulder. Hello, teachers. Hearing this, all three of them turned their heads to look at him in unison. Zhang Chaoyue looked at him and thought, not bad. Full of spirit, one with his spear. It seems he hasn't slacked off at all after the exam. Moreover, he's completely unfazed by the presence of high-rank ability users. The principal gestured to introduce everyone. Let me introduce you. This is Ms. Zhang, admissions director of Mado Ability University. Ms. Su, admissions director of Qingjing Ability University. And Mr. Wu, head of admissions for Jincheng Ability University. Zhang Chaoyue stood up and extended her hand. Student Xu, we have all seen the video of your martial arts exam. Your combat prowess is very strong and your fighting skills are outstanding. However, I have one question. Your ability doesn't seem to be the E-rank weak current that you initially registered with. Could you please explain the specific situation? As expected, you're asking about this. He then raised his hand and answered, before the exam, while I was training at home, I was struck by natural lightning. After that, I realized my ability had grown stronger. Hearing this, the other two said, that sounds like an ability mutation. Ms. Zhang then took out an ability testing device. Student Xu, you probably don't know what your mutated ability is yet, right? Coincidentally, I brought an ability testing device with me. You can give it a try, just unleash your ability. Everyone watched intently as Xu Jingming placed his hand on the ability tester. Instantly, a violent purple lightning erupted. Su Yun gasped, what ferocious lightning, even I am a little scared. The ability test was complete. Ability Purple Sky Divine Thunder, rating S, rating S. The testing device began to show ominous cracks. A moment later, the tester exploded into 5 or 6 pieces. The Purple Sky Divine Thunder erupted along with it, blasting everywhere. Principal Zhao was completely stunned. What is this situation? After a moment of shock, the crowd cheered happily. This time, it's confirmed. To think he overloaded a small-scale testing machine like that? His ranks must all be S rank. Zhang Chaoyue's eyes sparkled as she looked at Xu Jingming. He really is impressive. This is a huge score. Dean Wu Yuan shouted, Student Xu, our Jincheng ability. University's enrollment bonus is 4 million and a set of C-rank equipment for all 4 years of university. All ability training methods and combat techniques are completely free. At that moment, Su Yun also chimed in. Is that all you can offer? She stepped forward, striking a seductive pose, and said, Student Xu, if you come to Qingjing, the enrollment bonus is 6 million plus equipment for all 4 years and ability training methods. And you can choose any combat techniques you want, all completely free. What do you say? Xu Jingming was shocked. They're so generous. Zhang Chaoyue crossed her arms arrogantly, glancing over. Mado Ability University doesn't offer cash bonuses or equipment, but as for the cultivation methods and combat techniques they can give you, we have those too. In addition, we will provide one portion of S-rank cultivation resources every year. S-rank cultivation resources? The other two were so shocked their jaws dropped. Xu Jingming, not understanding, turned to her and asked, What's that? Zhang Chaoyue stepped forward and gestured, Have you ever heard of dragon-type vicious beasts? They're a swarm of vicious beasts that resemble dragons and are innately powerful. These dragon-type beasts are born at level 4 or 5, far surpassing other vicious beast swarms. Zhang Chaoyue continued, holding up a finger. The S-rank resource is the blood essence of a level 8 dragon-type vicious beast. After using the dragon blood, your vital energy, will get a massive upgrade and your physical strength will be on par with a dragon-type vicious beast. Every portion of our S-rank resources is of this dragon blood caliber. After hearing that, Su Yun covered her forehead and said, You're even tempting me. You people from Mado are truly rich. Dean Wu Yuan couldn't believe it. S-rank resources are normally used on elite final-year students, and she's willing to give it to a freshman. This is completely impossible to compete with. All right, it's time for you to make a decision. Of our 3 top universities, which one do you choose? The 3 of them looked at him. Without any hesitation, Xu Jingming chose Mado Ability University. He thought to himself, Motto Ability University didn't just make the best offer. From what I know, their practical combat training is also the best. In every inter-university league tournament, more than half of the champions come from Motto Ability University. Motto. Dean Wu Yuan sighed. Zhu Jingming bowed to the other two and said, Thank you both for your generous offers. Zhang Chaoyue then took an invitation letter from her storage ring. Student Xu Jingming, we look forward to you coming to our school. The enrollment date for new students is September 1st, but since you're a specially recruited student, you can arrive earlier for enrollment. We will provide a dormitory for you. Xu Jingming asked curiously, Can I access the library's ability training methods and combat techniques beforehand? No problem. Our school library can provide a private study room for you to avoid any disturbances. Here is my contact information. Just contact me when you get to Motto. Looking at the invitation letter, Xu Jingming couldn't help but feel excited. Motto Ability University. I can't wait to enroll. Miss Zhang smiled upon hearing that. Scene changed to the train station. The G91 train to Motto will now begin boarding. The G91 train to Motto will now begin boarding. Now beginning boarding! A young woman was crying her eyes out while being comforted. Sob, our child has finally grown up. With this trip, I'm afraid Xiaoming's life is about to take off. The couple then looked at their daughter and smiled. That's right, Kiki, you'll be filling out your university applications soon, too. If your cousin Jingming is going to Motto Ability University, you should try your best to get into a university in Motto as well. Your father is right. That way you two can look after each other in the future. Hearing this, the girl blushed and fidgeted. Mom, Dad, I know. Sitting on the train, Xu Jingming took out a book and thought to himself, Still 6 hours until we arrive. I might as well review the ability training method. The most important reward from the university entrance exam was this ability training method book called Deep Sea Forging Method. Just like ability, training methods also have different ranks. They are divided into 4 different levels. Elementary, intermediate, advanced, and peak. The higher the rank, the faster the training speed. He closed the book. The one in his hands was an intermediate grade training method. With his current mental strength of 180, it took me half a day to memorize all the content. Following its instructions, I could sense a special, separate energy in the world around me. On the very first day, I was able to sense this special energy. At the same time, a plus sign prompt for a level up appeared on the system panel. But I don't plan on leveling up right now. He propped his arm on the windowsill. He gazed at the scenery outside. Because according to the book, the ability training method used to transition from an awakened to an ability user. The higher its rank, the greater the benefits will be after the breakthrough. Once I get to the university, I'll be able to read top-tier training methods. Of course, I'm not going to waste my breakthrough opportunity on this intermediate one. Scene change. The car stopped. Xu Jingming stood in front of the school gate looking inside. He couldn't help but be amazed. A school gate that's over 100 meters wide. Just how magnificent must the school itself be? Ms. Zhang drove a car to pick him up. Student Xu Jingming, welcome. Hello, Ms. Zhang. Hop in. I'll take you to complete the enrollment procedures. What do you think? Our Motto Ability University is pretty impressive, isn't it? 40,000 acres, 26 square kilometers, with an average of 2,600 square meters per person. Those visiting students couldn't even walk through it all in one day. Seeing is truly believing. Ms. Zhang then handed him a card. Take this. This is your student ID. Just swipe it to get into the dorms. Even as a PhD student at the university in my past life, I never saw dorms like these. There were 4-person rooms and single rooms and even 3-bedroom, 1-living-room apartments for graduate and doctoral students. But using luxury villas as dorms, I've truly never seen that before. Ms. Zhang led the way into the villa. At our school, every student lives in a villa. The level of luxury differs depending on your scores. As a provincial champion like yourself, you get to live in the most luxurious type with a total area of over 800 square meters. But you don't have to worry about being lonely. The villa is shared by 2 people across 2 floors. You and your roommate will each get 1 floor. After hearing this, Xu Jingming thought to himself, a 2-person dorm isn't bad. It's better than living alone. I was an orphan before I transmigrated, so I still prefer the feeling of a 4-person dorm. Inside the villa, the 2 of them sat on the sofa and continued their conversation. All your enrollment procedures are complete. Next, I'll tell you about the special things you need to pay attention to at our school. Please go on. Ms. Zhang held up 2 fingers. There are mainly 2 things, the credit system and the personal mentor system. First, the credit system. At Motto Ability University, credits are everything. Whether it's eating, shopping for equipment, or even some heavenly treasures, you'll need to use credits to buy them. 1 credit is probably equivalent to 10,000 Daxia coins. There are many ways to earn credits. One way is through a fixed distribution based on your annual evaluation. For example, your post-admission evaluation was S rank. This year, you can receive 100 credit points. Ms. Zhang then clapped her hands and said, Ava, come out. A sphere flew over and hovered above her hand. Student Xu Jingming, current credits 100. Ms. Zhang smiled as she introduced it to him. This is the artificial intelligence that every dorm is equipped with. Eva's main body is the school's high-level artificial intelligence. The ones in the dorms are just its sub-entities. Even though they're sub-entities, they've still reached the level of a grade 4 artificial intelligence. It's more than enough to assist with daily life. Xu Jingming looked shocked. A single sub-entity is already a grade 4 AI. The technological development of this Blue Star's AI is far more advanced than in my previous life. The woman then held up one finger and said, "The second thing to note is the mentor system. Our school has a personal mentor system. Every student can choose a mentor they like and ask to become their disciple, making that person their personal guide. Of course, this requires the mentor's consent." Xu Jingming pointed to himself and asked doubtfully, "A personal mentor. Can a new student like me really get one-on-one guidance from a mentor?" Ms. Zhang shrugged. "That's right. The mentors at our school are all high-level ability users. Almost every one of them has their own unique combat techniques and secret methods for training their abilities. These are never taught to outsiders and can only be learned after becoming their disciple." She continued, holding up 4 fingers. "Our Mato Ability University has a total of 4 lightning element mentors. Among them, Dean Yang Gentian of the Weaponry Academy is the first one I recommend you seek out as a master." Eva flew over, displaying a blue screen. Yang Zentian, 52 years old, Dean of the Weaponry Academy at Mato Ability University. A level 7 high-rank ability user, he possesses the A-rank lightning element ability, Wind and Fire, True Thunder. He is proficient in using fist techniques, great swords, long spears, long swords, and various other weapons. Among them, he is most skilled with the long spear, earning him the nickname Thunder Spear. He once fought a level 8 monstrous beast in the wilderness for 3 days and 3 nights, the earth-shaking demonic python, and ultimately killed it all by himself. Information on the other 3 will also be listed. 2 of them are from the Elemental Academy. And although the last one is also from the Weaponry Academy, he mainly uses a longsword. The final choice is yours. Xu Jingming's eyes lit up. A lightning element user who's also most proficient with the long spear. This Dean Yang is truly the best choice for me to take as a master. The scene changes to a villa complex nestled against a large mountain with a sizable artificial lake in the center. Xu Jingming stood before the main gate. As expected of the mentor's residence, it's on a much higher level than the students'. Suddenly, a young man's voice rang out. "Are you here to seek a master?" Xu Jingming turned to look. Suddenly, the man realized something. "Wait a minute. You're still just an awakened, especially admitted student." Xu Jingming nodded. "Yeah. In previous years, specially admitted students were at least high-rank level 1, if not mid-rank. I can't believe there's a specially admitted student this year who's only an awakened." He started to introduce himself. "I'm a second-year student from the Weaponry Academy. No, I guess I'm a third-year now. Third-year student Tan Mingyang. Xu Jingming, a first-year freshman. I just registered today. You learned about seeking a master right after registering student Xu. You work fast. Normal freshmen usually wait until after the freshman tournament to find out." "Seek a master?" Xu Jingming asked, confused. Freshman tournament Tan Mingyang held up one finger and said, "The freshman tournament is a tradition at our Mato Ability University. It's usually held 3 or 4 days after official registration. At that time, students and teachers from the entire school will come to watch the competition. The freshmen who perform well will be snatched up by the various academies. Some are even directly accepted as disciples by mentors. Of course, it's not impossible for a specially admitted student like you to seek a master early." He thought to himself, but even for a specially admitted student trying to become the dean's disciple right after enrolling, the odds are about the same as winning the lottery. He's probably just making a trip for nothing. Xu Jingming smiled. "Thank you for the explanation, Senior. Is Senior Tan also here to find Master Yang and ask to be his disciple?" "That's right. I've already made several trips over the past half year, but I've been turned away at the door every single time. I'm just about ready to give up." But deep down, he couldn't shake the feeling of dissatisfaction. Suddenly, the door swung open. A figure appeared, smiling warmly and extending a hand, saying, "Welcome. You two are here. Master Yang is waiting for you inside. Come in with me." Tan Mingyang was puzzled. Strange. The last few times I came, the butler was never this enthusiastic at the door, and Master Yang is actually waiting inside. Could it be that I might finally be chosen today? Filled with doubt, Tan Mingyang and Xu Jingming entered the villa together. As soon as he stepped inside, Xu Jingming saw 2 people on the sofa in the living room. Their auras were incredibly strong. This must be Yang Gentian, a high-level rank 7 Esper, who wields the Thunder Spear and is the headmaster of the Weaponry Academy. Yang Gentian spoke up. "You must be Xu Jingming, right? Director Zhang Zhaoyue has already told me about you. Follow me. I'll take you to the training room." The 2 of them then headed downstairs to the combat hall. It was a large room filled with all kinds of weapons. Yang Zentian gestured and said, "I've already reviewed your martial arts college entrance exam. Your practical combat ability is indeed very strong, and your spear technique has reached an advanced level. However, before anything else, I want to see your S-rank Esper ability, the Divine Purple Lightning, with my own eyes." Hearing this, he nodded. "Yes, sir." Yang Gentian looked at Xu Jingming with anticipation. Crackle! With a deep rumble of thunder, arcs of electricity danced as the Divine Purple Lightning was summoned, swirling around Xu Jingming. This was the S-rank Esper ability Divine Purple Lightning. Yang Gentian watched, captivated by the purple and blue lightning surrounding Xu Jingming. He raised a hand, thinking to himself, "Although I also possess a lightning-type Esper ability, the Wind Fire True Thunder, the fundamental gap between an A rank and an S rank is impossible to bridge. If this kid trains hard, his future achievements might very well surpass my own." His gaze fell upon Xu Jingming, his expression serious. "Xu Jingming, with the potential of your Esper ability becoming my disciple is naturally not an issue. He then pointed to himself and continued, "However, I've lived half my life. I have many friends, and just as many enemies. If you become my disciple, I can't guarantee you won't be affected. My enemies might even target you. Are you willing to accept that risk?" Without the slightest hesitation, Xu Jingming bowed respectfully in the traditional manner of accepting a master. This disciple is willing. He thought, are you kidding? The high-level espers I admire most are the ones who have forged their way through storms of blood and steel. The more enemies you've defeated, the greater the proof of your strength, master. Good, good, good. Yang Zhentian said good 3 times in a row. He was clearly emotional. Starting today, you are my 32nd disciple, and my very first S-rank disciple. From Yang Zhentian's right hand, a faint light flashed, and 2 secret manuals immediately appeared. He handed them over. Stand up and take these. This is a top-tier Esper training method. The Esper limit training method and a group-type combat skill I created myself, the indestructible thunder body. Holding the 2 manuals, he thought, a group-type combat skill that enhances physical strength. Compared to a normal combat skill like the lightning-swift windbreak, this is far more precious. Master Yang slowly began to speak. The Esper training method, needless to say, is one of the 3 top training methods that only the Academy possesses. The focus here is this group-type combat skill, the indestructible thunder body. It is the culmination of my life's work. It has been recognized by the Thunder Martial Hall and the Tyrant Bear Martial Hall and is officially ranked as an S-rank skill. Hearing this, Xu Jingming was once again shaken to his core. An S-rank combat skill. Similar to Esper abilities, combat skills are also graded. FED, CB, ASR, and SS. 9 ranks in total. The higher the rank, the more difficult it is to cultivate, but the final power of the skill is also far greater. He looked at his new master with a trembling gaze. Most level 7 grandmasters are considered exceptional if they can create an A-rank skill. But Master Yang not only created an S-rank skill, but it's also related to the mysteries of the human body. The most complex type of group-type combat skill. His martial arts talent is truly terrifying. This indestructible thunder body is only suitable for lightning-type espers. It has a total of 13 levels. Each time you advance, your physical strength will undergo a corresponding transformation. However, to begin cultivating it, you must first become a true esper. Go now. After you've used this esper limit training method, to advance your rank, come find me. At that time, I will personally help you forge the foundation for the indestructible thunder body. Xu Jingming immediately bowed respectfully and replied, "Thank you, master." He thought to himself, it really is so much better to have a master to guide you. If I were on my own, I don't know how many wrong turns I would have taken. Master Yang watched his retreating back, thinking, even I have only been able to cultivate the indestructible thunder body to the 13th level. I've been stuck unable to break through to the final 3 levels. What if in this lifetime, I can't reach the peak of a level 9 martial saint? Then you are the greatest hope to verify this technique. Because according to my theories, if one finally masters the 16th level, their physical body might truly achieve a state of eternal indestructibility. About 10 minutes later, a richly rewarded Xu Jingming walked out of the villa only to run into Tan Mingyang at the door. From the looks of it, his attempt to become a disciple had failed again. Seeing this, Xu Jingming felt it would be rude to ask. "Senior Tan, are you all right?" Tan Mingyang sighed. "Don't even ask. Did you see that other student in the hall earlier? He's one of Headmaster Yang's disciples, Senior Liu. To even be considered, I have to defeat Senior Liu using only 1/10 of my combat power. I'm afraid that's impossible for me in this lifetime." "That's right. You failed too, didn't you? Dean Yang's school isn't that easy to get into. How about it? Want me to share some of my experience?" Contrary to what he expected, Xu Jingming nodded. "No need, Senior. I've already passed." Tan Mingyang's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. "You mean you actually succeeded?" He'd never heard of a dean-level instructor taking a disciple before the freshman tournament. As he watched that figure slowly walk away, Tan Mingyang, having failed several times, fell into endless self-doubt. He began to doubt himself. Could he be the headmaster's son? But they don't really look alike. Just who in the world is he? Scene change, training room, 2nd floor of the dormitory. Xu Jingming sits cross-legged on the ground. With his eyes half closed, he follows the ultimate superpower training method, and began to sense the energy of the world. As expected of a top-tier superpower training method, the amount of primal energy I can sense is far greater than what I could with the intermediate training method. A happy expression appeared on Xu Jingming's face as he opened his eyes. "Since I've mastered this training method, then there's no need to train step by step. I'll just level up directly." With a small command in his mind, the system panel appeared. Add points, level up rank. Without hesitation, Xu Jingming pressed the plus symbol. Immediately, the primal energy in the surrounding air poured into his body at an incredibly terrifying speed. Furthermore, it automatically circulated according to the superpower training method, continuously strengthening his superpower body and spirit. Ding, the system panel displayed a notification. Awakened rank increased to low-rank superpower user level 1. "Oh, a breakthrough." Xu Jingming panted, slightly able to feel it inside his body. "My power has increased several times over. More importantly, my superpower has been enhanced too." Violet Heaven's Divine Thunder. With a single thought, a deafening sound was heard as a purplish-blue arc of lightning appeared. Compared to before, the Violet Heaven's Divine Thunder was obviously much thicker, and its color was a little deeper. Xu Jingming nodded in satisfaction. Worthy of its name as a top-tier superpower training method. I can feel it. The strength and superpower in my body must have increased by at least 4 or 5 times. If I were to encounter that level 2 bloodthirsty tyrant bear again, I wouldn't need to use a spear. I'm afraid my lightning alone could strike it dead. No wonder all superpower users want a higher-level cultivation method. If I had used the method of deep-sea superpower training to break through, my vitality and spirit would have only increased by 34 10 points at most. Name Xu Jingming, rank low rank level 1. Superpower. Violet Heaven's Divine Thunder. Strength 283. Vitality plus spirit 289. Skills Advanced Spearmanship, Advanced Lightning Gale Break. Superpower points 2,234. And now it's increased by nearly 100 points in one go. The difference is truly immense. I only spent 300 superpower points to level up. I have so many left. I'll save them for now to learn combat skills later and save up enough points. For example, this indestructible thunder body is even more important than the training method. It's an S-rank combat skill, and the power it grants as well as the superpower points it consumes to level up are extremely high. I don't know how long it will take to fully comprehend it. Scene change. The next day, Xu Jingming once again went to find teacher Yang Zhentian. After learning that he had leveled up, Yang Zhentian was a bit surprised. So soon, in my 25 years at Meido University, I have met countless geniuses. Even the most outstanding among them took quite a bit of time to initially evolve into a true superpower user. But it hasn't even been 24 hours since you obtained the secret manual. Xu Jingming smiled humbly, perhaps feeling a little proud of his advancement speed. Even the introductory foundation building part of the indestructible thunder body that I practice is difficult. Yang Zhentian didn't pursue the matter further, nodding as he continued to speak. The so-called foundation building is using the blood of a thunder-type beast as a catalyst, using your own lightning superpower to temper your muscles and bones. The final strength of the indestructible thunder body is directly related to the blood of the thunder-type beast used to build the foundation. Now that you have successfully advanced, then today I, your teacher, will help you build the foundation for the indestructible thunder body. The ring on Yang Zhentian's hand glowed faintly. High-level thunder-type beasts are extremely rare. Originally, I had prepared the essence blood of a level 7 storm giant bear for you, one that I killed with my own hands. However, I heard from Zhang Chaoyue that you can receive one S-rank resource every year, so I took the liberty of combining these two things for you. I got an S-rank resource from the headmaster. A glass bottle suddenly appeared out of thin air. The essence blood of a thunder tyrant dragon, a level 8 beast. The glass bottle, with a capacity of about 800 milliliters, contained fresh red blood that swirled slightly. Vaguely, you could see silvery white sparks of lightning flashing inside. Xu Jingming stood up excitedly. Teacher, that you and the headmaster actually went to such lengths for me. This immense debt of gratitude, I will definitely repay you twofold in the future. Yang Zhentian patted his shoulder. It's good that you have this resolve. We can't delay. We must begin now. Scene change. Training room, second floor. As instructed, Xu Jingming took off his shirt, revealing his strong, muscular upper body, then immediately sat down cross-legged. He then felt a slightly painful sensation on his back. Although the pain was faint, it seemed to penetrate to the very marrow of his bones, making him unable to resist a slight frown. Just then, Teacher Yang's voice rang out. Endure it! The essence blood of a thunder tyrant dragon is a potent poison to low-level superpower users. It's normal for it to be extremely painful. Next, I will use my Windfire True Thunder to mold the foundation of the indestructible body for you. How much you can absorb will depend on yourself. Yang Zhentian took a deep breath, then let out a low growl. Windfire True Thunder. Boom! A powerful crimson-red lightning erupted from Yang Zhentian's body. Shah! And shot out. The resounding crackle of lightning filled the entire training room as the faint lightning carried the essence blood of the thunder tyrant dragon through Xu Jingming's body, continuously reforming his blood vessels, meridians, and even his bone structure. But to Xu Jingming himself, this series of actions felt like 10,000 ants gnawing at him, a pain that reached deep into his very bones. Scene change. 5 days later. On the first floor of the villa, Liu Ming sat in the living room and asked the butler, Uncle Fu, it's already been 5 days, hasn't it? I'm surprised this new junior brother Xu can hold on for so long. There's always someone stronger, isn't there? Back then, I only lasted for 2 days before I couldn't take it anymore, just by using the essence blood of a low-tier level 7 savage beast. Junior brother Shu's performance truly makes him worthy of this high-grade dragon-type beast's essence blood. And when you combine that with his S-rank lightning-type ability, I'm actually starting to look forward to seeing junior brother Shu's indestructible lightning body. Just then, a roar that sounded like a dragon-type savage beast suddenly echoed from within the villa. Liu Ming's eyes lit up and he immediately used a combat skill. He dashed up to the second floor. Has junior brother successfully forged his foundation? Immediately after, Liu Ming saw the source of the roar. In the center of the training room, Xu Jingming stood tall. His whole body emanated a savage aura. Terrifying blue-purple lightning constantly flickered around him. Liu Ming was stunned, thinking to himself, this intimidating presence, it's like a top-tier savage beast. It's enough to make a person tremble in fear. While lost in thought, Liu Ming suddenly felt an endless violent aura and a blast of lightning rushing towards him. At that very moment, Yang Gentian's deep voice boomed in his ear. Jingming, wake up! The voice was like a spring thunder full of righteous energy, instantly dispelling all the negative emotions in Xu Jingming's heart. Xu Jingming's eyes gradually regained clarity. He had a dazed expression. Master, what just happened to me? Why did I feel an urge to destroy everything? That was likely the essence blood of the lightning tyrant dragon affecting your mind. The lightning tyrant dragon is infamous for its ferocity. Coupled with your incredibly high absorption compatibility reaching a staggering 98%, it's only natural to have this kind of side effect. However, you don't need to worry. As long as your emotions don't fluctuate dramatically, you'll be fine. As your strength increases, the side effects will gradually disappear. Xu Jingming finally let out a sigh of relief. That's good. I don't want to be controlled by my emotions and do something I'll regret. Cheer up. This time the foundation was forged perfectly. Your absorption rate reached as high as 98%. Among the 20 disciples of mine who have cultivated the indestructible lightning body, the highest was only 92%. After so many years, you little rascal have finally broken the record. At this moment, Liu Ming also walked in from the door, chuckling as he offered his congratulations. Congratulations, junior brother, on successfully forging the foundation of the indestructible lightning body. Your future path in martial arts will be a smooth one. Yang Gentian took the opportunity to introduce them. This is your senior brother Liu Ming, a peak Tier 3 ability user. If you have any questions about your training, you can also ask him. Xu Jingming respectfully called out, Hello, senior brother Liu. Senior brother didn't prepare anything for you. I'll transfer some academic credits to you as a meeting gift. A moment later, his phone received a notification, 200 academic credits. Senior brother, this is too much. Xu Jingming was a little stunned. Just as a meeting gift, he had been directly given 2 million Jia currency. On the side, Yang Gentian laughed heartily. He said, Just 200 academic credits isn't that much for your senior brother Liu. It's a senior's duty to look after his junior. When you have junior brothers and sisters of your own, you'll have to prepare such meeting gifts as well. Xu Jingming nodded, showing he understood. I understand, sir. Yang Gentian then rubbed his temples, looking a bit tired, and said, The foundation has been successfully forged. You haven't eaten or drunk anything for 5 days. Go back and rest for now. Wait until tomorrow morning. Come here and learn fist and spear techniques with your senior brother Liu. Yes, thank you, master. Scene change. Xu Jingming returned to his own villa. As soon as he stepped inside, he noticed in the living room a male student sitting on the sofa playing a game. Noticing someone had entered the villa, the student turned his head. Yo, you must be my roommate, right? Hello, my name is Liu Wentao. It's great to meet you. Xu Jingming a bit awkwardly raised his hand and said, Hello, I'm Xu Jingming. Xu Jingming, you're the provincial top scorer from Jiangnan province. He hurriedly stood up from the sofa. This new roommate circled around Xu Jingming, sizing him up. You know me. Of course, my nickname is Know-It-All. I have information on most of the new students in this year's class. I know it all. But I didn't specifically gather intel on you. It's just that the commotion you caused was so huge, I've heard a thing or two. The Dark Horse top scorer of Jiangnan province. I can't believe I'm not only meeting you in person, but you're also my roommate. Liu Wentao generously threw an arm over his shoulder. Oh, right. Are you really from that poor Zhangcheng city in Jiangnan province? And another thing, when you took the college entrance exam, were you really just an awakened? Also, what about your ability? It doesn't seem like an E rank. Xu Jingming smiled and thought to himself, So my new roommate is an enthusiastic chatterbox, huh? To be honest, I quite like it. After all, I've always hated being alone. In this life, and the last. In my previous life, I grew up in an orphanage since I was a child, and no one ever adopted me. I never had a sense of belonging. It was better when I was in school. I had a lot of classmates to hang out with. The happiest and most nostalgic time for me was my university days. I spent my days gaming with classmates and then studying for my master's and doctorate. Who would have thought? After drinking a little too much on graduation night, I'd wake up in this world. I can't believe I'm still an orphan after being transported here, but at least I have a roommate like this. I won't be lonely anymore. Let me introduce myself. I'm Liu Wentao. I'm a mid-tier rank 1 A-rank psychic type ability user. I was in the top 20 of Sichuan province and chose the Tactical Academy. In the future, I want to command a 1,000,000-strong army and wipe out every single beast on this planet. All right, that's enough. I have to go to the training hall in a bit. The training hall, hearing that Liu Wentao's interest was instantly piqued. I'm going too. I've never been to the Mado University Training Hall before. Scene Change Thunder Training Hall, a branch of the Mado Ability University. The moment he stepped inside, Liu Wentao gasped, Whoa, it's pretty lively in here, huh? There are a lot of people in the main hall. It's just that most of them look a little strange. Some are wreathed in flames, some are 2 to 3 meters tall. There's even someone whose limbs have transformed into some kind of animal. Ha ha ha, I've finally mastered my C-rank combat skill, Extreme Yang Scorching Flame. Ha ha, so what if you've mastered it? You still can't break through my gold skin. You're all trash. My Tier 3. Giantification can slap all of you onto a wall with one hit. The electronic voice of Eva rang out. This is the main hall's communal training room. We can accommodate 300 people training at the same time. The entire hall is forged with C-rank alloy, mixed with memory metal. You don't need to worry about your abilities or combat skills causing any damage. Of course, you can also select a private training room if needed. Xu Jingming replied, We don't need one for now. Let's just train here. He had considered a private room, but with his new roommate next to him, he decided to stay in the public training area. The energetic Liao Wentao ran around everywhere. Awesome! These guys are all competing to see who's stronger. Every one of them is louder than the last, Xu Jingming chuckled to himself. You're not exactly quiet yourself, are you? That seems to be a fire-type elemental over there. Is that the A-rank enhancement-type werewolf top 10 from Sichuan province? Xu Jingming's attention was caught by 5 pillars standing in the middle of the hall. Eva, what are these pillars for? Eva explained to the 2 of them. This is our punching power challenge board. There are 5 boards in total corresponding to ability user ranks 1 through 5. Would you 2 gentlemen like to give it a try? If you rank in the top 3,000 on the board, you can receive a reward of 50 academic credits. At that, Liu Wentao's interest soared. You get a reward just for making the top 3,000 Gao. Is it that simple? The entire Manhwa Ability University only has a little over 4,000 students. Let me try. Eva's voice reminded them, simply swipe your student card on the pillar, and the challenge can begin. However, the punching power challenge does not permit the use of abilities or combat skills. Following the instructions, Liu Wentao swiped his student card on the pillar's sensor. A moment later, a loud voice boomed throughout the entire hall. Welcome! Liu Wentao student ID number 20370125 for starting the punching power challenge. Let's give him a round of applause. Everyone in the hall was drawn in by the announcement, instinctively looking over. Oh, someone's starting the power challenge. Ha ha ha, look at his aura. He's only a mid-tier rank 1. He must be a freshman. Hey, this should be fun to watch. In the center of it all, Liu Wentao was frozen solid. Man, starting the challenge makes such a huge scene. With this many people watching, I can't afford to embarrass myself. So he took a deep breath, mustered all the strength in his body, and threw a punch straight at the target. The target let out a dull thud, followed by a violent shake. The voice returned first, announcing in a high-pitched tone, Punching power 476 kilograms, an excellent performance. Phew, not bad. At least I didn't make a fool of myself. Then the voice's tone dropped. However, it is unfortunate that your punching power only ranks you beyond 100,000. What beyond 100,000? Liu Wentao was completely shocked. Doesn't Motto Ability University only have a little over 4,000 students? The high-pitched voice replied, as if expecting the question. This system logs the scores of all students from the past 100 years since the founding of Motto Ability University, not just the current class. It was only then that Liu Wentao understood. His face burned with shame. What a scam. No wonder everyone was staring at me. They were waiting for me to make a fool of myself. The entire training hall erupted with cheerful chatter at Liu Wentao's performance. Ranked past 100,000, that's hilarious. Even I wasn't that low when I was a freshman. Ha ha ha, look at the kid, his face is as red as a monkey's butt. He's definitely a freshman. Xu Jingming patted his shoulder and said, Don't worry about it. You're a psychic type. Physical punching power isn't your strong suit anyway. Liu Wentao sighed. Thanks for trying to cheer me up. You want to give it a shot? If you go, you'll definitely be stronger than me. Hearing this, Xu Jingming didn't refuse. I might as well. I wanted to test myself anyway. Go for it. The honor of our dorm rests on your shoulders. Welcome Xu Jingming student ID number 203701204 for starting the punching power challenge. Let's give him a round of applause. Oh, another newcomer is taking the challenge. This strength is even lower. Just a low-rank tier 1. It's doubtful he could even punch with 400 kilograms of force. Wait, that name sounds really familiar. Unaffected, Xu Jingming himself rolls his arm and steps forward. A newly advanced tier 1 metahuman plus 5 days and 5 nights of foundational body training. I wonder what level my punching power has finally reached. One punch will reveal the answer. Following that thought, Xu Jingming channeled all the chi and blood in his body to its limit, and his fist shot out like an arrow, becoming a black phantom. It slammed violently into the target above him. A deafening sound like a sledgehammer's explosive blow rang out, splitting the ears of everyone in the hall. Immediately after, everyone in the hall froze stiff. A loud cheer erupted. Punching power 4,589 kilograms. Peak punching power. Congratulations on breaking the record. The blue information board displayed first place Xu Jingming punching power 4,589 kilograms. Second place, Luo Yang punching power 4,321 kilograms. Third place, Chen Dehai punching power 4,122 kilograms. At this sudden scene, the entire hall instantly fell into a deathly silence. The punching power record was actually broken. Over 4,500 kilograms. Is that something a low-rank tier 1 can even do? One punch from him could turn me into mincemeat. Damn it, are you telling me he's a freshman? I heard that even the top 1,000 on this ranking are the leading figures of our generation. If he's number 1 now, how insane will his future achievements be? The record for the first pillar has stood for over 15 years. I have to record this historic moment. Seeing Xu Jingming walk over Liu Wentao was completely in awe. Bro, you're really my big bro now. From now on, I'll be your lackey. Whatever you say, I'll do. Xu Jingming laughed and shook his head. Don't be so dramatic. He then rubbed his hand, thinking to himself, the result is much better than I expected. It seems the Thunder Tyrant Dragon and I are a really good match. The upgrade effect is incredibly fast. Immediately after Eva's voice announced, "Congratulations to student Xu Jingming for breaking the record. A reward of 400 academic credits has been sent to your student account." Hearing that, Xu Jingming was pleased. "Not bad. So, if I break the record again next time, can I still get academic credits?" Eva replied, "For the same tier, you can only receive credits for breaking the record the first time. You can challenge the other pillars to earn credit rewards." Hearing that, he glanced at the 4 remaining pillars. The other 4 pillars corresponded to metahumans from Tier 2 to Tier 5. Well, then I'll just have to wait to break those records later. Meanwhile, Liu Wentao was busy chatting up some female students. "He's my roommate," right after a group of girls approached him with smiles on their faces. "Junior Xu, is this your first time here?" "Come on, big sis here, we'll teach you how to use the equipment, haha. Hey, Junior, our club happens to be looking for new members. You should join us." Xu Jingming felt his scalp tingle. Not daring to stay any longer, he hurriedly grabbed Liu Wentao to leave quickly. "Let's go. We should head to a private training room." Scene change. At a villa, senior brother Liu Ming looked at his phone, clicking his tongue in amazement. Teacher Junior Xu is trending on the school's hot search. Broke the punching power record with over 4,500 kilograms. This junior brother's physical strength is truly insane. Teacher Yang was sitting and sipping tea. He smiled with narrowed eyes. Instead of resting, he ran off to the martial arts hall to sweep the records. Liu Ming sighed, thinking to himself, "Back then I was a high-ranked Tier 1 with the first level of the indestructible thunder body, and my punching power test was only just over 3,500 kilograms. This little junior brother Xu Jingming is much stronger than I was." Scene change. At another villa, a tall young man was staring intently at his phone. With a boom, a blast of flame power erupted, shattering everything around him. He gritted his teeth, growling in anger. "Damn it!" So Xu Jingming came to Modu too. His eyes narrowed as flames flared around him. "He made me lose the top spot in Jiangnan province and become the laughingstock of Ning'an City. This time I will definitely take back the honor that belongs to me. And take it back and back with Xu Jingming." He sat on a chair holding a knife in one hand and his other arm out. After obtaining the indestructible thunder body, he was still full of energy, even after 5 days and 5 nights without food or rest. He then stabbed his hand with the knife. Instantly, the knife shattered. "This body tempering has made my skin's defensive power equal to that of a grade E alloy for a normal person, and this would be considered invulnerability, right? It's truly worthy of being an S-class body tempering combat technique." Just then, Liu Wentao rushed in shouting, Brother Ming, the news about you breaking the record is still trending on the school's website. A lot of people are saying they want to challenge you." Xu Jingming looked bewildered. Huh. He quickly recovered, raising an eyebrow. So the martial spirit of this Madou University is actually quite strong. Liu Wentao fumed with anger. "Brother Ming, let me go chew out those idiots who don't know their own limits." Hearing that, Xu Jingming walked over and patted his shoulder. "Forget it. Don't waste your time. I still have to make a trip to the Combat Technique Library. You can head back by yourself." Scene change. The Combat Technique Library. A place where metahuman combat techniques and training methods are stored. At the entrance, Xu Jingming reached out and touched the barrier membrane. As he did, he thought to himself, the rumor that the Combat Technique Library is managed by a vice principal with a space-type ability seems to be true after all. With a defense like this, not even a Tier 9 martial saint could steal anything stored inside. How impressive. Right after that, Hua Kan-min swiped his student card, and the massive, tightly shut doors opened. He stepped inside, and as soon as he entered, he saw 3 female staff members standing there. "S-class student Hua Kan-min, welcome to the Combat Skills Library. How may we assist you?" Hua Kan-min was surprised to hear that. "You know who I am?" The staff member replied, "Students with S-class clearance can view all the combat skills in the library. You have special privileges, so when you swiped your student card, we received a notification." The young woman smiled, thinking to herself, S-class clearance means he has limitless potential. In the future, he'll be a Grandmaster-level metahuman at the very least. I definitely have to build a good relationship with him. Hua Kan-min, a little startled, nodded slightly and then asked, "I see. I want to see the combat skills for lightning-type abilities. Which floor do I need to go to?" The staff member explained, "Skills below B class are in the public reading rooms on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The more valuable selections are in the reading room on the 4th floor. You can enter just by swiping your card." She then gestured for him to follow. "This way, please." With both hands in his pockets, Hua Kan-min nodded. "All right, thank you, ma'am." Hua Kan-min stepped into the room. In the center was a display table. Suddenly, the AI Eva appeared. "After you complete a combat skill challenge, we will gift you 1 original secret manual. Because combat skill manuals above B class are extremely valuable, please be exceedingly careful while reading them." Hua Kan-min then called out, "Display all lightning-type combat skills above B class." Eva immediately replied yes. Right after that, countless blue system panels appeared. Myriad heavenly lightning conduction SSS class centers on the user's lightning-type ability to create a lightning storm domain with a maximum diameter of 80 kilometers. Note skill is limited to B class and higher lightning-type abilities for metahumans at level 2 and above to learn. Wrath of the Thunder God S-class summons a divine thunderbolt. Extremely powerful. Note skill is limited to B class and higher lightning-type abilities for metahumans at level 4 and above to learn. Hua Kan-min's eyes lit up as he read this. His class skills, and even SSS class skills. The university's collection of top-tier combat manuals is truly impressive, and I can look at all of this for free. He rested his chin on his hand, his eyes scanning the various info panels. Unfortunately, there are ability and level requirements for learning them. Right now, I can only learn A-class skills. Offensive, defensive, movement, support group. There are so many A-class skills. It's a good thing I have a good teacher. Otherwise, it'd be impossible to choose. He then took a piece of paper from his pocket and flicked it open. Luckily, before, my teacher gave me a recommendation list. This will save a lot of time. And so Hwa Min spent over half an hour going through each information panel. Finally, he selected 4 combat skills. All right, I'll choose these 4. First, lightning javelin A-class gathers and condenses lightning into a long javelin to be thrown. Second, chain lightning spear A-class, a long spear imbued with lightning that continuously strikes an enemy's weak spots. During the assault, lightning continuously accumulates inside the enemy's body, acting as a detonator when the skill concludes. Third, lightning flash. A-class bursts forward with an eruption of lightning and covering a set distance in a designated direction. And finally, lightning prison A-class condenses a cage of lightning to lock an enemy in place. Lightning javelin is for ranged attacks. Chain lightning spear is for offense. Lightning flash is for movement, and lightning prison is for control. Hua Min nodded satisfied and immediately hit the confirm button. Eva's voice rang out. Analysis shows you have selected 4 A-class combat skills. The average learning time for each skill is 6 months. It is recommended that you coordinate your training with other lower-class skills. He waved his hand dismissively. No need, this is fine. After a short wait, a staff member brought the 4 combat skill manuals over. Student Hua, here are your combat skills. He looked at the 4 manuals on the table. Hua Min couldn't help but feel moved. B and C-class skills cost hundreds of thousands, even millions. A-class skills are astronomically expensive, and now I've just gotten 4 of them in an instant. This is truly a luxury. Sighing with emotion, Hua Min began to read the 4 combat skill manuals in order. The martial intent and mystical aura are incredible. No wonder A-class skills can only be learned from the original versions. This is something that can't be fully replicated in a copy. Martial intent is a mystical concept, yet it has a tangible existence, like the mark left by a sword strike. Just by looking at the mark, you can feel the swordsman's state of mind, whether fierce or resolute. It's the same with these secret manuals. They carry that same kind of intent. And that's precisely why so many A-class combat skills can only be learned from the original manuscripts. 4 hours later, Hua Min closed the last manual and slowly let out a long breath. Finished reading them all. System add points. Instantly, a system panel appeared. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning javelin learned to beginner level. Consumed 200 ability points. Chain lightning spear learned to beginner level. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning flash learned to beginner level. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning prison learned to beginner level. As the points were allocated, the obscure contents of the 4 combat skills were completely understood, as if he had practiced them tens of thousands of times. Before him, the system panel glowed brightly. Name Hua Min. Rank low tier level 1. Ability purple firmament divine thunder. Strength 391. Vitality and spirit 289. Skills advanced spearmanship. Lightning javelin beginner chain. Lightning spear beginner. Lightning flash beginner. Lightning prison beginner. Advanced lightning gale strike. Group skill undying thunder body first layer. Ability points 1,434. Hua Min stood up, a malicious and expectant smile spreading across his face. So many new skills. I wonder which lucky person will get to be the first to experience the power of these new skills. Late that night, with the moon high in the sky, Hua Min left the combat skills library and returned to his private villa. As he was walking through the first-floor living room, when Lu Tao jumped up from the sofa. Brother Min Ava just sent a notification. The freshman assembly is tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in Arena 1. They also made a big group chat for all the freshmen. With a hint of malice, Xu Jingming nodded. Okay. Liu Tao then asked curiously, Oh right, Jingming, what level of combat techniques did you end up choosing? Xu Jingming replied, 4 A-rank combat techniques. Liu Tao was so shocked his jaw dropped. A-rank techniques. And 4 of them, people usually don't finish learning all of those until their 2nd or 3rd year. As expected of you, Jingming always taking the road less traveled. To be able to browse A-rank techniques. That means you have A-rank clearance, right? Not A-rank, S-rank. Hearing that, a stunned Liu Tao shot up to his feet. S-rank, our school actually has a clearance level higher than A-rank. How do you have S-rank clearance? Don't tell me you're not the E-ranker the internet rumors claim, but an S-rank Esper. The corner of Xu Jingming's mouth curled up. For a guy like you who seems to know everything. Here's one more thing for you to know. Liu Tao's eyes lit up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Although I could have guessed what kind of assessment would grant such a clearance. I never imagined an S-rank actually existed. The top students from the other provinces are all just A-rank. Liu Tao gave a thumbs up. Investing in you now was definitely the right move. I'm your biggest fan from now on. Back to Xu Jingming in the 2nd floor training room. At this moment, a 2-meter grayish-white practice spear was in his hand. It's too light. I've already got the techniques. Now I just need the right equipment to go with them. My old E-rank black obsidian spear is broken. I didn't bring it with me anyway, but even if it weren't broken, it couldn't keep up with my current strength. Xu Jingming said, Eva, open the school store. Search for spear-type weapons. Yes. Immediately after, Eva projected countless screens of all different colors. F rank, E rank, D rank. So many spears. You can even request custom lengths and weights, but the higher the rank, the heavier and more expensive they get. I'll choose an E rank 210 kilograms. And a combat suit and combat boots too. Eva's simple cute voice rang out, purchasing E rank spear. Combat suit and combat boots. The total expenditure is 237 academic credits. Your remaining academic credits are 382.6. The purchase of the weapon and combat suit was successful. It will be delivered early tomorrow morning. Please be ready to receive it. A payment successful notification popped up on his phone. I really spent those credits without any restraint. In an instant, only half are left. Xu Jingming stood up, his hand tightly gripping the long spear. Before the new spear arrives, I'll have to rely on you to get by. Tonight, you and I are going to practice the 4 A-rank combat skills I just learned. The next day at the freshman assembly held in the gymnasium. By the time Xu Jingming and Liu Wentao entered the gym, there were already quite a few people there. Everyone look, that's Xu Jingming. He's the one who broke the school's 6 records yesterday. He's also the top scorer from Jiangnan province. He's so strong. I thought he'd be all muscle-bound, but I didn't expect him to be so surprisingly handsome. But just then, a voice called out from the crowd, "Xu Jingming Lei Ju, I want to challenge you." Xu Jingming turned his head and saw that guy Lei Ju with a resentful look on his face. Quick look. It's Lei Ju, the guy who ranked second in the Jiangnan province martial arts exam with over 9,300 points. I heard he was born with a silver spoon. Both his parents are level 4 superhumans. Too bad no one remembers second place. No wonder he's so bitter. Xu Jingming shook his head and refused. "Sorry, I'm not interested." Lei Ju approached with a contemptuous look and patted his chest. "Don't be so quick to refuse. I remember your aunt's family deals in rare and exotic plants, right?" He then moved closer to his ear and whispered, "As it happens, my family is your aunt's biggest buyer. Furthermore, they owe a very large sum of money. If they don't pay it back in time, I'm afraid your aunt's family will be in trouble." Xu Jingming's face darkened as he asked in a cold voice, "Are you threatening me?" Xu Jingming's eyes narrowed. Just meeting his gaze made Lei Ju's heart skip a beat. He leaped back, the hairs on his body standing on end. How could he emit an aura like a ferocious beast? But even so, he composed himself. "I wouldn't call it a threat. Just a little reminder for you." Xu Jingming let out a breath, his clear black and white eyes losing their coldness. "Time and place. 12 noon, 7 days from now. Arena number 3. All right, I'll be there. I hope you don't regret it then." The spectating crowd, of course, loved the drama. Number 1 versus number 2. In 7 days, there's going to be a good show to watch. We'll have to go get a spot early then. A moment later, the freshman assembly officially began. "Students, welcome to Motto Superhuman University. This freshman assembly is not the official opening ceremony. We've gathered you all here to answer some questions about the credit system and your dedicated faculty advisors. But first, I want to highlight the school's strategy board. You will use the virtual secret pods to conduct combat in a full simulation. Your rankings will ultimately be determined by the number of stages you clear. Everyone strive to climb the board. The rewards will be very generous." The freshman assembly went on for over 1 hour. Aside from the opening half-hour speech by Chairman Nan on stage, the rest of the time was spent with students asking questions from below, which made Xu Jingming yawn continuously. It's finally over. After an hour of that, the only interesting thing was the virtual secret pod. I should try it when I get the chance. But for the next few days, I should go find senior brother Liu Ming and my advisor to start my training. Daily training. 8:30 in the morning at teacher Yang Gentian's villa. Learn fist techniques with senior brother Liu Ming. In the afternoon, learn spear techniques with the teacher, and some applications of lightning-type superpowers. 7 days later, as usual, Xu Jingming arrived at his teacher's villa. His senior brother said in surprise, "Junior brother, you've already advanced to mid-level rank 1. How long has it even been?" Xu Jingming didn't hide it, just smiled and nodded. "Just lucky, I guess." He closed his eyes and thought to himself, "I intentionally waited a few days before spending 386 superpower points to level up from low-level rank 1 to mid-level. If I hadn't waited, I probably would have scared senior brother Liu." Senior brother Liu Ming patted his shoulder. "That's right. I remember you have a fight scheduled with another freshman this afternoon, don't you?" Xu Jingming nodded. "That's right. All right then. I'll hold a 3-minute moment of silence for your opponent in advance. Senior brother will go with you in a bit. I also want to see for myself just how strong this junior brother of mine is at full power." Scene change. 11:42 a.m. Motto Superhuman University Practical Training Building. Lei Ju arrived first and stood on the martial arts stage while below a crowd of students chattered excitedly. The freshman tournament is in a little over a month. This is a good chance to see the provincial top scorer's strength. I've looked up his file. The top scorer, Xu Jingming, just got an advantage because he was in some remote, desolate place. I bet Lei Ju will win. Not necessarily, after all, recently. Xu Jingming also just broke our school's 6 punch strength records. What's a punch strength record? When we superhumans fight, it ultimately comes down to our superpowers, isn't it? Ah, Xu Jingming's here. As the voice called out, everyone looked over. A tall, slender figure approached, dressed in a black battlesuit with a resolute face and a pair of clear black and white eyes. On his back was a thick, dark silver long spear. Senior brother Liu Ming could only click his tongue. With a look like that, once my junior brother makes a name for himself, I wonder how many senior and junior female students he'll make swoon. Li Jia keenly sensed the change in Xu Jingming's aura. Xu Jingming's rank has increased, but it's still manageable. I have other preparations. Thinking this, he turned to Xu Jingming and said, Xu Jingming, the honor you made me lose. Today I will take it all back. A ring of fire spread out with Lei Ju at its center. The atmosphere immediately intensified. As expected of an A-rank fire-type elemental ability, it's terrifying. You can feel the burning sensation even from this far away. Blazing flame, slash. Lei Ju took a single step forward, instantly crossing 9 meters to appear right in front of Shu Kanmin and brought his blade down ferociously. Clang! Shu Kanming simply raised his spear with both hands to block. The students watched with their jaws on the floor. He blocked the attack without even using a skill. A normal attack shattered his ultimate move. The shockwave made both of Lei Ju's hands go numb. He gritted his teeth. How is this possible? Nothing is impossible. It's just because you're too weak. Bzzz-dee-hee. With the sound of arcing electricity, violet-blue divine lightning coiled around the spear and shot straight toward Lei Ju's chest. The next moment, with a loud thud, Lei Ju coughed up blood. His body bent into a C shape as he flew backwards like a cannonball, only stopping when he slammed into the alloy edge of the arena. He collapsed limply, his face covered in blood. As Lei Ju hit the ground, the audience erupted into an uproar. Is it over already? Xu Kanming only made a couple of moves. Weren't they saying that Lei Ju was stronger than Xu Kanmin? So why did he get defeated in the blink of an eye instead? He even used his blazing flame slash. Most of the freshmen here probably couldn't have blocked that. All you can say is that Xu Kanmin's strength is already at the very top of the new students. Senior brother Liu Ming, who was standing behind them, watched with disappointment. Well, this is just too boring. He didn't even force my junior brother to use 10% of his true strength. On the stage, the referee, teacher Chu Yun, looked a little surprised, but still raised her hand and said, The winner of this match is... Just as she was about to declare Shu Kanmin the winner, Lei Ju suddenly spoke in a weak voice. Teacher, I haven't surrendered. The match isn't over yet. Right after he pulled the blood-red pill from inside his shirt. A blood rage pill. Are you trying to get yourself killed? Chu Yun's expression changed as she hurriedly shouted, Stop! This is just a competition. You don't need to risk your life for it. Seeing this, everyone in the audience was on the edge of their seats. Lei Ju actually took out a blood rage pill, this blood rage pill. Although it can multiply your strength for a short period, the side effects are extremely severe. Afterwards, you won't be able to get out of bed for 2 months. Is it worth it? The all-or-nothing tournament is in 1 month? I'll be fine. Whatever the consequences, I'll bear them alone. I'll risk it all on this match and I'll accept whatever comes. Liu Wentao couldn't stay seated and quickly shot to his feet in protest. Hey! Since when are you allowed to use pills in a match? How is that any different from cheating on an exam? Yeah, that's against the rules. Hearing this, Chu Yun shook her head on the stage and raised a hand to explain, This is an unofficial duel. There are no strict rule restrictions. Just like weapons and combat gear are allowed, you can use any material support or external resources available to you. If Shu Kanmin had a pill on him, he could use it too. With a low growl, Lei Ju swallowed the blood rage pill in one gulp. Under the pill's effect, an incredibly powerful aura exploded from his body. Sensing the aura on Lei Ju, Chu Yun couldn't help but shake her head in secret. The grade of this blood rage pill isn't low. It directly boosted Lei Ju to the lower second rank. This time Shu Kanming is in real trouble. However, what she didn't expect was that Shu Kanmin showed no sign of panic whatsoever. On the contrary, his fighting spirit only surged, becoming even more powerful. That's the mindset of a true general. A slight smirk crept onto Shu Kanmin's lips. Finally, this won't feel like an adult beating up a child anymore. As if sensing its master's emotions, the surrounding violet divine lightning became more active. Crackle! With a flash of lightning, his figure vanished from the spot. He reappeared less than a meter in front of Lei Ju. So fast, Lei Ju's pupils contracted as he instinctively swung his blade, but he immediately regretted it. The spear and the greatsword clashed. Immense force traveled through his blade, directly knocking him back 3 or 4 steps and tearing open the web of his hand, letting blood flow freely. Ugh! Lei Ju stared at Shu Kanmin in terror. My strength has reached the 2nd rank, but I'm still no match for his power. Just what kind of monster is he? And immediately after, Lei Ju decisively switched to a long-range attack. With a wave of his hand, 5 fireballs shot out. A head-on clash was impossible, so he'd attack from a distance. Shu Kanmin simply swung his spear, and the fireballs exploded, causing no damage at all. Is that all you've got? Lei Ju couldn't help but curse inwardly. Damn it. What kind of lightning ability does Shu Kanmin have? Does it really have no weaknesses? But right now he can't get close to me. Before the pill's effect wears off, I just have to deplete his lightning reserves. I still have a chance at that very moment. A low shout came from across the stage. Lightning spear. With a deafening clap of thunder, a long violet-blue spear of lightning materialized. Then Shu Kanmin hurled it with a flick of his wrist. The lightning spear was incredibly fast, closing in on Lei Ju in an instant. It ripped right through his combat uniform. Lei Ju was horrified. Oh no, he has a long-range attack too, but it wasn't over. That same low voice rang out again. Lightning prison. What kind of skill is this now? Shu Kanming raised his left hand and endless violet-blue lightning descended from above Lei Ju. Lei Ju's face turned grim. Damn it, it's a control-type skill. Looking at the terrifying lightning radiating all around him, Lei Ju knew that if he tried to break through by force, he would be the one to suffer the most. So he simply followed Shu Kanmin's example. The karmic fire retracted completely to form a tangible flame shield. Lei Ju snorted coldly. I can't get out, and you have no hope of getting in. Let's see who wears down who first. But just at this moment, across from him, Xu Jingming moved. A flame shield. Its defensive power seems extraordinary. I wonder how many of my spear strikes it can withstand. Lightning blast. He instantly crossed the distance of over 10 meters, appearing before Lei Ju. Xu Jingming's eyes narrowed, the obsidian spear in his hand already crackling with purplish-blue lightning. Continuous. Lightning spear. The long spear became a blur, striking out repeatedly as lightning flashed. The flame shield that Lei Ju had placed so much faith in was instantly pierced. Lei Jia was horrified. The terrifying lightning at the spear's tip magnified rapidly before his eyes. I'm going to die. If that hits me, I'll definitely die. At this moment, Lei Ju's will to survive surged to its absolute limit. I surrender. The razor-sharp spear tip stopped just 1 centimeter from between his eyebrows. Just as he thought he was about to die, the long spear suddenly changed direction, plunging straight into his right shoulder. Pfft! A large hole was torn through his shoulder, shattering the bone. Across from him, Xu Jingming retracted his spear, his expression cold. Teacher Zhou Yun promptly announced, "The winner of this match is Xu Jingming." At this time, the audience was buzzing with excited discussion. A total domination. It was complete domination in just 4 or 5 short seconds to consecutively use 4 combat skills like that. That's just insane. The transitions between his skills were so smooth, not at all the level a freshman should have, and the power of Xu Jingming's skills looks pretty incredible, too. I feel like every single one of those skills is B rank. That's right, 4 B rank skills amazing. The best skill I've mastered is only C rank. Standing beside the crowd, senior brother Liu Ming heard the freshman's discussion and was left speechless. B rank. You guys are seriously underestimating my junior brother. 4 A rank combat skills. He actually dared to choose them. What's more unbelievable is that he's mastered them all to a combat-ready level. Liu Ming couldn't help but mutter in amazement. Back in my day, I only dared to choose 1 A rank combat skill, the lightning toad, and even so. And it took me more than 4 months just to learn it. To have a junior brother like this, the pressure is immense. On the stage, Lei Ju finally recovered from the pain. Xu Jingming, thank you for moving your spear just now and sparing my life. This time I've been well and truly beaten. The academic credits and the Daxia currency all belong to you. Also, regarding your ante, I'll make the payment on time as well. The referee teacher Zhou Yun smiled slightly. 50 academic credits and 3,200,000 Daxia currency that have been transferred to the student's account. Xu Jingming nodded. Wow, these bets pay out fast. Liu Wentao walked onto the stage with a cheerful expression. Jingming, you're awesome. You're a rich man now. How about we go to downtown Mado City tonight and relax a bit? Hearing this, Xu Jingming declined. No, I can't. I still have to train with my senior brother later. Just then, his senior brother's voice called out, Go ahead. You need to balance work with rest to keep going in the long run. You've been training for so long. Xu Jingming smiled in response. You're right, I probably should relax a little. Then I'll take your advice. Liu Wentao looked over at Liu Ming with a surprised expression. Liu Ming, the vice president of the Kuichin Society, the A-rank lightning system Esper Yukuchen. You're even more impressive in person than in your photos. Then it's settled for tonight. Jingming, you just need to come with me. I'll arrange the rest of the program. Xu Jingming turned his head in surprise. What program? Liu Wentao's face was full of excitement as he held up 2 fingers. The post-enrollment program, and the one unmissable social event for the male and female dorms. That evening, at a luxurious restaurant, a table was already laden with a sumptuous and enticing feast. Liu Wentao held up a plate of food and said proudly to Xu Jingming, Brother Ming, your reputation has really exploded this time. I posted an invitation for a get-together on the school forum. Guess how many people signed up? Xu Jingming just looked at him silently with a questioning gaze. Liu Wentao continued to boast, gesturing wildly. Over 100 people, and I had to choose just 1 pair from all of them. My eyes were spinning from trying to decide. Xu Jingming took a sip of his drink and said with a smile, You're always so enthusiastic about these things. Choosing 1 out of 100? Now I'm curious who you ended up picking. Liu Wentao replied mischievously, Hey, I'm keeping it a secret. You'll meet them in a bit. Just then, Liu Wentao looked towards the door and waved frantically, shouting, Speak of the devil over here! Over here. A girl with glasses and neatly tied brown hair wearing a pale yellow dress walked in and waved cheerfully. Good evening, you two. I was invited. I'm Chi Dongxia. Right beside her was another girl with long black hair wearing a white crop top and jean shorts. She also introduced herself warmly. I'm her roommate, Song Qiu-yun. Liu Wentao stood up and enthusiastically introduced them to Xu Jingming. Qi Dongxia is an A-rank beast-type enhancement system Esper. Song Qiu-yun is a high-tier rank 1. Gikao rank natural system light element Esper. On top of that, she was the top scorer of our Sichuan province. Xu Jingming also stood up politely and introduced himself with a smile. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Xu Jingming. Hearing that name, Song Shuyun was a bit surprised. Xu Jingming. So you're the Xu Jingming. her gaze immediately filled with interest and challenge. She looked directly at him and asked, "Interested in a fight?" Ki-dong quickly grabbed her friend's arm. "Hold on, Shuyun. You're such a battle maniac. Asking for a fight the moment we meet, we're just here to hang out." Xu Jingming laughed it off as well. "Oh, is this all a misunderstanding? I was hoping we could just get to know each other today." He quickly invited them to sit down to de-escalate the situation. "It's just a misunderstanding. Please sit." "Exactly. We're all here to have a good time today. Let's grab a bite first, and then we can check out the shopping district together." After their meal, the group strolled through the commercial district of downtown Mado. Looking up at the skyscrapers glittering with lights, Song Shuyun couldn't help but exclaim, "Wow, this place is so vibrant. Passing by a fashion boutique." Chidonga squealed, "That outfit is so chic and pretty." Inside the shop, a high-end weapon was on display, a rank moonlight blade. Xu Jingming looked at the luxury stores displaying all sorts of battle armor weapons and elixirs and sighed in admiration. As expected of one of the top commercial centers, the variety of battle armor weapons and elixirs in the country is much better here than back in Jiangcheng. The four of them enjoyed street food together, the atmosphere light and cheerful. Afterwards, the girls went clothes shopping again. When Chidonga was carrying a shopping bag, Xu Jingming thoughtfully stepped forward to help gently taking the bag from her hands. Xu Jingming walked quietly behind them, watching the two girls happily pick out jewelry. A little while later, both Xu Jingming and Liu Wenhan's hands were full of shopping bags. He exclaimed in shock, "They've already spent several million in a single evening." Liu Wenhan whispered beside him, "That's Song Shuyun. She dresses so simply. I never would have guessed she's a secret rich kid." Xu Jingming turned to him looking puzzled. Liu Wenhan quickly explained, "Brother Ming, you have no idea. Not only is she loaded, but her family background is insane too." The shopping seemed to be far from over. Just then, Chidonga called out cheerfully from another store, "Hey, you two gentlemen, could you help us with this last bag?" At that moment, Song Shuyun standing beside them seemed tired and mumbled, "It's getting late. We should probably head back." Finally, Xu Jingming and Liu Wenhan walked the two girls back to their dorm. They stopped on the path leading up to the entrance. "Well, this is as far as we go," Song Shuyun said with a smile. "We had a really great time today. Thanks, you two." Xu Jingming smiled and waved back. "It was nothing. Goodbye." Liu Wenhan also waved enthusiastically. "See ya." Just as the two girls turned away, Song Shuyun suddenly stopped and turned around. Her face was shrouded in shadow, but her voice was dead serious. "Xu Jingming, everything I said before, I was serious. One day I will definitely challenge you to a fight." Hearing her determined declaration, Xu Jingming was taken aback for a moment, but he quickly recovered his composure. A confident, eager smile spread across his face. "Sounds good to me. I'll be looking forward to it." Seeing Xu Jingming's smile, Song Shuyun's lips curled into a slight smirk before she turned and left. Once they were a fair distance away and out of sight, Chidongha turned to tease her friend. "Shuyun, ever since the semester started, I have never seen you give any guy the time of day. But you're surprisingly nice to Xu Jingming. Bringing you along to hang out was definitely the right move." Song Shuyun crossed her arms, explaining seriously, "My A-rank psionic ability, the Eyes of Dawn, lets me sense things very keenly. I can see through the impurity. In guys' hearts when they look at me." Around her, images of dark silhouettes with lewd thoughts appeared. "Her chest is huge. What a great body. I want her to be my girlfriend. Hey, this girl's a total babe. I bet she's easy." She continued, her gaze softening as she stared off into the distance. "But Xu Jingming, he's different." All I could sense from him was pure appreciation without a single impure thought. In short, he's special. Hearing this, Chidongha placed a hand on her chin and gave a knowing smile. "It seems our little Miss Song has finally got a crush." Meanwhile, on their way back, Liu Wenhan stretched lazily. "Phew, getting out for a stroll once in a while isn't half bad." Xu Jingming, walking beside him, agreed quietly. "Yeah." He couldn't help but smile as the image of Song Shuyun reappeared in his mind. "Song Shuyun, high tier level 1, huh? Guess I still have to keep pushing myself." 15 days later, in the training room, Xu Jingming sat cross-legged in the middle of a surging current of lightning energy. He opened his eyes, his gaze sharp. "It's almost time. I can level up again." I greedily spent the points. Instantly, a massive surge of energy erupted from his body as the system panel appeared with a notification, "Paranormal points 456, level 1 mid-tier to level 1 high-tier." At the same time, another power was also enhanced. Paranormal points 354, Thunder Quench, Indestructible Body. First layer to Thunder Quench, Indestructible Body. Second layer. He let out a long breath. Feeling the changes in his body, he knew the level up had increased his overall power. The second layer of Thunder Quench was now strengthening his very bones and muscles. He opened a book titled Thunder Extreme State and thought, according to this book, if I can break through to the third layer, I'll be able to unlock the special Thunder Extreme State. It can boost my strength and speed to their absolute limits for a short time. Xu Jingming looked at his status panel. Name Xu Jingming. Rank level 1 high tier. Rank Paranormal Ability. Divine Annihilation. Thunder Body. Physique 520. Vitality plus Spirit 421. Skills, Advanced Spearmanship, Pugilism, Body Tempering, Thunder Quench, Indestructible Body, Second Layer. Paranormal points, 62. He mumbled, "Thunder Extreme State, I can't wait. It's just a shame my paranormal points are almost completely gone." It's time to ask Master for permission to go to the wildlands to hunt ferocious beasts and restock my paranormal points. Just then, his master suddenly appeared with a look of utter shock. Jingming, you've broken through again. Xu Jingming stood up and calmly replied, I was just about to report it to you, Master. I broke through last night. Also, my Thunderquench indestructible body has reached the second layer. The Master looked at his student in disbelief, his mind reeling. Breaking through a rank and breaking through a body tempering level are both incredibly difficult feats, yet Jingming mentions it as casually as if he were just drinking a glass of water. An S-rank paranormal ability combined with this kind of harsh training, his future is truly immeasurable. Senior brother Liu, standing nearby, also spoke up. I told you so. Our junior brother is a true monster. Back then, it took me more than half a year to get from level 1 mid-tier to high-tier. The master looked at Xu Jingming with a satisfied gaze and suggested, leveling up is important, of course, but you can't neglect actual combat. Spar around with your senior brother Liu. Let me see just how strong you've become after leveling up. Xu Jingming immediately agreed. Yes, sir. On the training grounds, senior brother Liu said, Junior brother, I'll suppress my power down to level 2 low tier. Come at me with everything you've got. As their master began the countdown, both immediately took their stances. 3, 2, 1, begin! The moment the word was spoken, two streams of energy, one blue, one purple, collided, creating a terrifying explosion. Xu Jingming channeled his power. The long spear in his hand crackled with purple lightning as he thrust it straight towards senior brother Liu, who was defending himself with a stream of blue energy. Senior brother Liu felt the power from Xu Jingming's attack and couldn't help but be shocked. What immense power. To think he can match me blow for blow. Xu Jingming also felt incredibly excited, his eyes burning with fighting spirit. Since getting the system, this was the first time he had met an evenly matched opponent. He took a step back, lightning energy gathering in his palm, ready to unleash a powerful combat skill, Thunder Prison. A giant ball of lightning shot out, hurtling straight towards senior brother Liu. Senior brother Liu smirked, his eyes flashing with confidence. Not bad. That's the combo that defeated Lei Ju. Too bad for you, I'm not that freshman. He roared, unleashing his full power to execute his signature combat skill. Jade Shattering Thunder. A blast of jade green lightning erupted easily, shattering Xu Jingming's storm of spear strikes. 20 minutes later, the match was over. Xu Jingming was panting heavily, drenched in sweat, leaning on his long spear just to stay upright. He spoke in a broken voice, Senior brother, my divine thunder is depleted. I lost. Senior brother Liu walked over, patted him on the shoulder, and said, You didn't lose in terms of skill, only in terms of paranormal energy reserves. Their master approached his face, beaming with satisfaction. Not bad at all. That was truly a spectacular fight. Jingming's performance actually exceeded my expectations. I originally thought Liu Ming would win easily. I never expected you two would be so evenly matched that it would come down to a battle of attrition to decide the winner. Senior brother Liu looked at Xu Jingming with admiration and asked, Do you have any idea what level of power you were just displaying? Xu Jingming asked blankly, What level? Senior brother Liu declared clearly, Invincible at stage 2. Those words left Xu Jingming stunned, unable to believe his ears. The master spoke up, All right, that concludes our practical combat training. Everyone take a short break. A servant brought out a platter of strange fruit. This is the clear spirit abnormal fruit. It can dispel fatigue and is perfect for eating after a training session. Xu Jingming took this opportunity to speak to his master. Master, there's something I'd like to ask your permission for. The master replied, Go on, speak. With a determined expression, Xu Jingming stated his decision. I'm preparing to leave the academy and take a trip to the wildlands. His master was a little surprised. To the wildlands. How long are you planning to be gone? Xu Jingming replied. About a month or so. I'll be back before the freshman grand tournament. The master frowned. That long? His face grew serious as he warned, The wildlands aren't like the college entrance exam grounds. There's no military to protect you. The ferocious beasts run rampant and their movements are completely unpredictable. One moment of carelessness is all it takes to run into a high-level beast, and you plan to stay there for over a month. The danger involved goes without saying. However, after a moment of thought, he smiled and patted his student's shoulder. All right, if you've decided you want to go, then go. But remember, if things look bad, you must flee immediately. The rise of every great warrior is paved with life-or-death risks. Since you have the will to advance as your teacher, I will not stand in your way. Xu Jingming bowed his head, his heart full of gratitude. Thank you, Teacher Zia. The teacher then asked, That's right. Which wilderness area are you planning to go to? He handed the boy a Thanlin mutant fruit. Xu Jingming took it and replied, The wilderness on the outskirts of Origin City, sir. Hearing this, the teacher breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. It's right next to Motto. The highest level beasts there are only level 4 or 5. It's relatively safe. Later, I'll have Liu Ming pass on some experience to you. Xu Jingming nodded. Yes, teacher. The teacher continued, Once you're out there, I can't really help you much, so I might as well prepare a proper weapon for you. As he spoke, he raised his hand and a ring on his finger began to glow. He took Xu Jingming's hand and placed a brand new long spear in it. Xu Jingming stared at the weapon in amazement. Back in his dorm room, Xu Jingming placed the new long spear on his bed. Next to it was his already packed backpack. He sat down at his desk and commanded his AI, Yihua, open the school's mission system. A virtual screen appeared in front of him as he thought to himself. According to the experience my seniors passed down, it's best to accept a few missions to earn credits before leaving campus. He scrolled through the list of missions. Collect beast materials, gather rare flowers and mutant herbs, capture fugitive criminals. Large-scale campaign. Mission 1. Collect 30 heads of level 2 TT foxes. Reward, 60 credits. C-rank mission. Mission 2. Collect 30 Thanlin herbs over 25 years old. Reward 43 credits. D-rank mission. Mission 3. Head to the southwest to participate in the campaign. Requirement level 1. Mid-rank or higher. Reward 600 credits. S-rank mission. Mission 4. Assist the Mado Security Bureau in capturing the fugitive criminal Quan Bin. Reward 200 credits. A-rank mission. Xu Jingming frowned slightly. The missions with high credit rewards all involve unavoidable combat. This is simply sending students to their deaths. But this is the training model of Mado Psionic University. He swiped his hand across the screen and made his decision. No wonder people say the best students from Mado Psionic University aren't on campus but off campus. In that case, I'll choose this A-rank mission and these 3 B-rank missions. After accepting the missions, he stood up and slung the backpack over his shoulder. Preparations are complete. There's no time to waste. I'll head out now. The AI system chimed in, wishing you good luck. The scene changes to a vast area with rolling mountains. Ahead is a modern building with a sign that reads, Origin City Supply Base. Inside the base is a bustling street. It's lively with the sounds of merchants and recruiters. Beast Hunting Squad needs a long-range fighter. C-rank team recruiting here. Top-grade elixirs come take a look. Exploration mission. Anyone going? Xu Jingming, backpack on and long spear in hand, walked confidently into the base. He looked at the bustling scene before him and thought to himself, this is it. The Origin Supply Base, I'm finally here. He entered a luxurious hall where adventurers were gathered. A female employee in a seductive red dress walked over and bowed professionally. Welcome, esteemed guest. Sir, how may I help you? Xu Jingming presented his student ID and said, I'd like to register as an adventurer. He knew that to enter the wilderness one must first register for an adventurer identity, which is recognized nationwide. The employee took the card a little surprised. A student from Mado Psionic University for a newcomer at level 1 like yourself to enter the wilderness is truly rare. The paperwork will take a moment. Please have a seat and rest for now, sir. Xu Jingming found a seat and waited patiently. Suddenly the hall erupted in a commotion. Everyone's eyes turned toward the entrance as murmurs spread. Wow, it's the goddess Zhang Chushuan. My goddess, she's so beautiful. As expected of a student from Mado University. Her aura is so powerful. A woman with platinum blonde hair, wearing stylish sunglasses, entered with a team of bodyguards and a cameraman. A profile introduction appeared Zhang Chushuan, a second-year student at Mado Psionic University. The crowd continued to whisper. Looks like Goddess Zhang is here in the wilderness to film again. Her videos are all produced by her team. But the quality is really high. I watch every single one. I heard Goddess Zhang has like 10 million fans online, right? More than that, it's 15 million now. If she were my girlfriend, I'd willingly give up 15 years of my life. Xu Jingming also looked towards Zhang Chushuan, silently appraising her. Someone from Mado University. Her beauty is on par with Song Qiuyun. Just then, the female employee returned and handed him a card and a watch. This is your adventurer card and smartwatch. It's satellite-enabled and comes pre-installed with a map of the wilderness. It marks the detailed activity and danger levels of beasts in each area. Xu Jingming took them and said, "Thank you." After receiving his adventurer card and watch, Xu Jingming turned to leave the hall and begin his journey. Suddenly, a shifty-looking man in a worn-out coat stepped forward to block his path. He chuckled obsequiously and struck up a conversation. "Little brother, first time in the wilderness, huh? You can't go without elixirs, you know. How about it? Want to buy some?" Xu Jingming glanced at the man, his eyes sharp and probing, and calmly asked, "What are the prices?" The man, thinking he'd found a greenhorn, eagerly began his sales pitch. First-grade healing elixirs, 20,000 a pill. First-grade detoxification elixirs, 150,000 a pill. Second-grade ones are more effective but also more expensive. Those will run you 40,000 and 30,000. Xu Jingming replied nonchalantly, "Oh, that's not too expensive." Hearing this, the man grinned from ear to ear, patting his chest and saying, "You know your stuff. The elixirs I sell are famous for being cheap and effective." However, inside Xu Jingming was analyzing coldly, even for a first-grade elixir. It should cost at least 30 to 40,000 per pill. This guy's prices are way too low. Anything unusual is likely trouble. Most of the time, it's a scam, and they specifically target inexperienced newcomers. The shady man asked, "How much do you want?" Xu Kanming looked him straight in the eye and smirked. "You must have scammed a lot of newcomers with this trick, haven't you?" The man's expression changed instantly. He growled, poking Xu Kanming in the chest. "You saw through it from the start and were just messing with me, weren't you?" Xu Kanming simply replied calmly, "What do you think?" The man gritted his teeth, his face turning ferocious. "Good, very good. You're the first person who's dared to mess with me in the supply base." Just as the tension was about to reach its peak, a familiar voice rang out. It was the short-haired girl who had warned Xu Kanming earlier. Wang Qian pointed at the scammer and shouted, "Zhao Chunlin, are you here scamming newcomers again?" Being called out by name, Zhao Chunlin looked slightly annoyed. He shot Wang Qian a glare, then turned back to Xu Kanming and said sullenly, Consider yourself lucky, kid. Before leaving, he turned back, his eyes filled with menace, and left a threat. By the way, for the next few days, you'd better not leave the supply base. If you do, you'll regret it. Once Zhao Chunlin was out of sight, the people around started whispering. Tisk, tisk. This newcomer is done for getting targeted by that Zhao Chunlin guy. Of all the people to mess with, he chose Zhao Chunlin. Yeah, I heard he's already reached the mid-tier of rank 2. How can this upper-tier rank 1 kid possibly be a match for him? Wang Qian walked over and said worriedly to Shu Kanming, Zhao Chunlin is extremely petty. You really shouldn't leave the supply base for a while, Shu Kanming replied. Thanks for the warning, but does no one do anything about him scamming people like this? Wang Qian shook her head. Zhao Chunlin has triad connections. Who would dare to stop him if you need supplies? Just buy them from the official channels. Remember, don't leave the supply base. Shu Kanming watched her and her friends leave, thinking to himself, she's a really kind person. He didn't take Zhao Chunlin's threat to heart. Instead, he turned to prepare for his trip. All right, then. First, I'll buy what I need for this month. Healing pills, antidote pills, and blood rage pills. There are still many other things to buy. He went to the base's official exchange counter where a spherical robot was serving. After buying all the necessary items, Shu Kanming packed everything into his backpack. Ignoring the warnings, he walked boldly out of the supply base's main gate alone. Just as expected, Zhao Chunlin and his cronies were waiting outside. He crossed his arms and sneered, So you didn't believe me, huh? I told you not to leave the supply base. You still dared to come out here. You must really not think much of me. Zhao Chunlin, am I right? Shu Kanming stopped and faced them calmly, even offering a slight smile. What do you want? Shu Kanming's smile only enraged Zhao Chunlin further. He roared, his face contorted with fury. You made me lose face back there. I'm going to break both of your legs. You'll spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. Only then will my hatred be satisfied. From a distance, Wang Qian and another female friend saw what was happening. Wang Qian panicked. I told him not to leave the supply base. Why didn't he listen? I have to go help him. But her friend held her back. Hold on, let him learn his lesson. Who told him to be so arrogant and not listen to advice? Zhao Chunlin began to power up. The muscles on his arms bulged as he laughed smugly, his skin gradually turning into a shiny metallic color. If I, Zhao Chunlin, can't even teach a newbie a lesson? How can I show my face around here anymore with my C-rank metallization ability plus my D-rank combat suit? You won't even be able to break through my defense. He laid out his final condition. Unless you give me 1 million as compensation and kneel before me. But before he could finish his sentence, Shu Kanming had lost all patience. A flash of purple electricity erupted around him as he yelled, So noisy! Zhao Chunlin's face froze in shock. Instantly, Shu Kanming became a blur. He shot through the air at an incredible speed. A powerful kick wrapped in arcs of purple lightning slammed straight into Zhao Chunlin's face before he could even react. The terrifying force of the kick sent Zhao Chunlin flying backward like a broken kite, spitting a mouthful of fresh blood in midair. His body crashed heavily to the ground. It created a deep crater and sent cracks spreading across the surrounding earth. Dust and debris flew everywhere. Wang Qian and the other onlookers in the distance were all gawking in astonishment. They couldn't believe what had just happened right before their eyes. Amidst the chaos, Shu Kanming coldly dusted off his hands and walked away calmly, leaving Zhao Chunlin behind. He was lying motionless in a pool of blood and rubble. The surrounding crowd finally snapped out of their stupor and began to whisper, What a one-hit knockout, that was terrifying. My God, how did he even attack? I couldn't even see it clearly. Ha, looks like Zhao Chunlin really picked a fight with the wrong person this time. And to think I was worried about that guy. I can't believe he's that strong. Still in shock, Wang Qian turned to her friend, the team captain, and asked, How did he do that? I couldn't see it clearly either, the captain replied with a serious expression. It was a kick to the pelvis. Zhao Chunlin's pelvis is completely shattered, even if he survives, and to think he's just a cripple in a wheelchair. The captain continued her analysis, her eyes full of admiration. As expected of someone from Mado Psionic University, he's incredibly powerful and ruthless enough. Wang Qian asked, surprised, From Mado University, Captain. How do you know? The captain explained the combat suit he's wearing. I've only ever seen it on students from Mado University. It must be from their equipment department. Exclusively researched and manufactured. An idea suddenly struck Wang Qian. Only a university like that could produce such a monster. What if we get him to join our squad? Aren't we still missing a heavy hitter? Another girl on the team objected. Xiao Qian, when we formed this squad, didn't we agree it would be girls only? Another blonde girl hugged the blushing Wang Qian, teasing, Ha, Xiao Qian, you've got a crush on him, don't you? Then again, that guy is really handsome. I wouldn't be against him joining our team. Wang Qian could only blush in silence, but at that moment, Xu Jingming had reached the checkpoint at the edge of the base. He held his adventurer card up to the scanner, and an electronic voice announced, Adventurer information confirmed. Access to the wilderness zone granted. As the gate opened, Xu Jingming officially stepped into the primordial wilderness, finding himself surrounded by a dense, gloomy forest. The air was thick with danger. He cautiously scanned his surroundings when suddenly a piercing screech echoed through the forest. Xu Jingming looked up to see a flock of birds, frantically flying up from an abandoned building in the distance. He thought to himself, a cry like that is a territorial claim. It must be at least a level 4 mutated beast. But you're not my target today. Is not you. He looked at the 3D map that materialized from his smartwatch and began planning. The primordial wilderness is roughly divided into two zones, the urban ruins and the mountain forests. The mutated beasts in the ruins are a bit weaker, so I can start gathering psionic points from them. The map then zoomed in on a specific area. Ping-An Town up ahead. Not bad. Mostly level 2 mutated beasts, very few level 3s and no level 4s. Plus it's a large area with at least 500 to 600 of them. With his target set, Zhu Jingming immediately accelerated his body, becoming a blur as he sped through the forest. Ping-An Town, here I come! The moment he stepped onto a ruined street in the town, a black shadow shot out from a dark corner, attacking him with incredible speed. Zhu Jingming calmly turned, recognizing it. A level 2 shadow cat, psionic points delivering themselves right to my doorstep. He clenched his fist as purple lightning began to spark around it. This past month, influenced by the negative emotions of the Thunder Tyrant Dragon, my inner self has been craving slaughter. The more I suppress this impulse, the more intense the desire becomes. A sinister, excited smile spread across his lips, his eyes glowing with purple electricity. But this time, I don't have to hold back anymore. The shadow cat seemed to sense the terrifying killing intent. It froze in place, its eyes wide with absolute terror. 1 month later, another team of adventurers was on patrol on the unnervingly silent streets of Ping-An Town. A team member asked his captain, "What's up with this town? We've been walking around all day. So how come we haven't seen a single mutated beast?" The captain replied with an annoyed frown. "You're asking me how should I know Ping-An Town is supposed to have at least 500 to 600 mutated beasts? A pack that large. I couldn't have just migrated and left nothing behind." Suddenly, a giant TT tiger leaped out from a ruined building with a ferocious roar, startling the entire squad. They immediately fell into combat formation, their faces a mixture of tension and delight. A TT tiger. Finally, after all this time, we found one. Everyone. Let's get it. But before they could even move, a purple spear of lightning shot towards it from out of nowhere at terrifying speed. Ripping through the air, the lightning spear pierced straight through the TT tiger, erupting in a massive explosion of energy. The beast didn't even have time to let out a cry, before it was completely annihilated by the purple lightning. 2 members of the team stared at the scene in a daze. What? What was that? The latest laser weapon. The captain shook his head, his eyes wide with shock. No laser weapons are faster than that. This looked more like some kind of lightning-based combat skill. The captain's brow furrowed. His face paled in horror as he urgently commanded, "We're leaving now. This town has probably been claimed by some powerful expert. That last attack was probably a warning." Not daring to hesitate for a second, the team immediately turned and fled. As they ran, one member said, "No wonder we couldn't find any beasts. That lightning user must have wiped them all out." Another replied, trembling. "The power of that spear was insane." My legs are still shaking a little. The captain yelled, "Enough chatter, just run. Pissing off an expert like that would be a huge mistake." High up on a rooftop, Zhu Jingming coolly retracted his hand as a virtual screen appeared before him. Killed one low-tier level 2 TT tiger. Received 19 psionic points, he thought with satisfaction. Now that Lightning Spear has reached high-level mastery, its attack range has shot up to over 1,000 meters. Not bad at all. He looked at his status panel, summing up his incredible achievements. In 1 month, over 8,000 psionic points. I've gone from high-tier level 1 to high-tier level 2. The Thunder Tyrant's immortal body has broken through to the 3rd layer. A detailed status panel appeared. Name, Zhu Jingming. Rank high-tier level 2. Psionic ability, Soul Annihilating Thunder Physique. Physique, 1,310. Vitality plus Spirit, 972. Skills, Spearmanship, Master. Fist Arts, Intermediate. Lightning, Fang Chain, Lightning Spear. Intermediate Lightning Flash, High-Level Lightning. Prison Intermediate. Flash Lightning Storm, High-Level. Body Cultivation Thunder Tyrant's Immortal Body, 3rd Layer. Psionic Points 112. He thought with confidence. Many of my A-rank combat skills have already reached the intermediate level. Who else could possibly achieve this besides me? Zhu Jingming stood up and looked out over the town below, which had been completely cleared. The cleanup here is done. I'll pack up and head back to the replenishment base for supplies tomorrow. After that, I'll continue deeper into the wilderness. The next day at the primal replenishment base, Zhu Jingming returned with an unusually bulging tactical backpack. The people around couldn't help but stare in amazement and tease him. "Oh, what's going on here? Did his tactical backpack grow legs or something? He didn't actually bring back a whole single-horned rhino, did he? That's just way too greedy." Zhu Jingming ignored the whispers, thinking to himself, "Good thing I bought a high-end tactical backpack. Otherwise, there's no way it could hold over 400 kilograms of beast materials." He walked into the trading hall and dropped the heavy backpack in front of a female employee. She smiled professionally. "Good day, sir. What materials would you like to sell? You can place it on the scale to the side to weigh it first." Zhu Jingming unzipped the backpack and dumped all of his spoils onto the floor. A huge pile of beast materials, a mountain-like pile, appeared before the employee's eyes. She gaped in astonishment, stammering, This is way too much." Zhu Jingming calmly said, "It's over 400 kilograms of Tier 2 beast materials. See how much they're worth." The female employee's eyes lit up as she looked at the pile of valuable materials. River tiger tendons, rhino horns. These are all top-grade materials. She realized she couldn't handle this workload alone. Sir, please wait a moment. The quantity of beast materials you have is too large. I need to call a few more people to help with the inventory. With that, she hurriedly contacted the purchasing department. Shortly after, a man in an elegant suit followed by two beautiful female assistants walked over. He introduced himself professionally. Hello, sir. I am Zhao Yi, the manager in charge of the purchasing department. Xu Jingming also politely shook his hand. Xu Jingming. Manager Zhao Yi looked at the pile of spoils, unable to hide his admiration. Mr. Xu, you are truly a talent of our generation. So young, and yet you're able to hunt and kill so many beasts. It's truly been an eye-opening experience for me. I'll have my people arrange the inventory. Would you care to sit with me for a moment? The staff quickly used flying robots to scan and appraise the value of each material. After the inventory was complete, Zhao Yi sat down opposite Xu Jingming. He presented a gold card. This is the platinum membership card for the replenishment base. You'll get a 5% discount on any purchase. Please accept it. For a young high-ranked Tier 2 Esper like yourself, the base must establish a good relationship. Xu Jingming accepted the card. Well then, thank you, Manager Zhao. A female employee came over to report, Sir, the inventory of the materials is complete. 89 high-rank Tier 2 beast materials, 107 mid-rank, and 221 low-rank. Hearing this, Zhao Yi couldn't help but be astonished, thinking to himself, Incredible! Did he wipe out an entire beast nest? 3 million. Zhao Yi offered a price. The total for these beast materials comes to 247,640,000. How about we round it up to 250 million? Xu Jingming nodded. You're even rounding it up in that case. Thank you, Manager Zhao. Immediately, Xu Jingming's phone received a notification. Your Zhongxia bank account ending in 7043 has received a deposit of 250 million. Current balance, 291,234,000. He looked at the numbers on the screen and couldn't help but celebrate. Haha, 290 million. You could say I've struck it rich overnight. The transaction was complete. Xu Jingming stood up to leave. Zhao Yi also stood and offered his business card. Manager Zhao, we'll meet again next time. This is my card. When you have time, I'd like to invite you for some tea. As Xu Jingming turned and walked away, Zhao Yi watched his retreating figure, feeling deeply impressed. This young man's future is limitless. Suddenly, the phone in Zhao Yi's pocket rang. He answered the phone, his voice slightly impatient. Zhao Chunlin, what do you want? On the other end of the line, Zhao Chunlin's resentful voice rang out. Manager, I saw the guy who ruined me. He's back at the replenishment base. You have to get revenge for me, Zhao Yi replied nonchalantly. Oh, you mean that high-ranked Tier 1 brat you mentioned? How do you want to get your revenge? 1 million. Chunlin, wrapped in white bandages and sitting in a wheelchair, yelled into the phone. Send the Huji squad after him. I want him to wish he were dead. Zhao Yi pondered for a moment. Then he agreed. Fine. You can borrow the Huji squad, but after this we don't owe each other anything. Zhao Chunlin replied, Don't worry. After this is done, I'll leave Primal City immediately. Hanging up, Zhao Yi felt a little uneasy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Am I just overthinking it? The Huji squad is an elite Tier 2 Esper team. Dealing with a high-ranked Tier 1 brat shouldn't be a problem. But at that moment, Xu Jingming was walking down the street when he suddenly sneezed. Achoo! He rubbed his nose, feeling a bit strange. What was that? Could someone be talking trash about me? And at the same time, in a luxurious office, Zhao Yi was reporting over the phone, Director Wang, I've just discovered a rather impressive Esper named Xu Jingming. He brought back more spoils by himself than a dozen squads combined. On the other end of the line, the general director of the base, Wang Yan, was sitting at his computer. He said, Xu Jingming, let me look up his file. When the information appeared on the screen, a flash of surprise glinted in Wang Yan's eyes. He immediately ordered Zhao Yi over the phone. Manager Zhao, this Xu Jingming you mentioned is very important to me. If he comes by again, inform me immediately. Zhao Yi hurriedly replied, Yes, understood. He hung up, a cold sweat breaking out on his back. This Xu Jingming. How could he get old Wang so worked up? So he's got a major backer. Phew. Good thing I didn't mess with Wang Yan. He mumbled to himself, staring at the computer screen. I can't believe it. Another one of Yang Gentian's disciples. To arrive at our base as a high-rank level 2? With talent even greater than Liu Ming's back then. He's an absolute monster. I can't afford to get on his bad side. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming was strolling through the market in the base. He looked into a shop selling equipment and thought, the spatial storage items sold here cost over 10 million. And the capacity is only as big as a suitcase. That's really expensive. He watched the crowd pass by, feeling a sense of longing. Still, a spatial ring would be really convenient. I wish I could buy one. I wonder what level of spatial ring I'd need to store my long spear. Suddenly his phone rang. He answered. It was Liu Wenhan. Brother Ming, it's been a while. When are you coming back to school? Xu Jingming replied, in about half a month. Why is something wrong? While he was on the phone, Xu Jingming was completely unaware that at the end of a small alley, a group of people was watching him. Their leader was none other than Zhao Chunlin. Sitting in a wheelchair, still covered in bandages, Zhao Chunlin was flanked by the members of the Huji squad. From the alley, his voice filled with bitter resentment, he gave them their orders. Your target is him. Break his arms and legs, then bring him to me. The blonde squad leader replied coldly, Got it. Meanwhile, Zhu Jingming was still engrossed in his phone call with Liu Wenhan, completely oblivious as a member of the Huji squad silently closed in from behind. On the other end of the line, Liu Wenhan said, "You've been gone for a month. A new really arrogant student enrolled at the school." Zhu Jingming hummed quietly, sensing something was off. He suddenly stopped walking, startling the person following him. He spoke into the phone, "What's wrong?" then quickly reassured them, "It's nothing, go on." His gaze sharpened as he scanned his surroundings cautiously. In the corner of the alley, the Huji squad leader gave the signal. "Get ready. The target has entered the alley." He turned to the platinum-haired girl. He Qian analyzed the target's strength. He Qian gave a curt reply. "On it." Another male member of the squad scoffed. "Captain, no offense, but sometimes you're way too cautious. He's just some high-rank level 1 kid. What kind of trouble could he possibly cause?" But at that very moment, as He Qian was using her ability, she suddenly gasped in horror. How is this possible?" The squad leader immediately noticed the abnormality in her voice. He turned back to her. "What is it? Is something wrong?" He Qian said with a grave expression, "I'm sharing my vision with everyone. See for yourselves." Instantly, a psychic eye appeared on the foreheads of all 3 members. It was a mental type ability that perceives strength. The stronger the person, the more intense their aura. Through their psychic vision, they saw their own auras as small blue specks of light, while Zhu Jingming's aura was a colossal pillar of purple energy, overwhelming and terrifying. A panicked team member stammered, How is this possible? This aura is several times stronger than mine as a high-rank level 2. A powerhouse like this could wipe out our entire squad as easily as flipping his hand." The furious squad leader realized he'd been tricked. He gritted his teeth and roared, "Zhao Chunlin! That son of a bitch tricked us into walking into a death trap. The intel was wrong. Mission aborted. We're going back to settle the score with Zhao Chunlin." Zhu Jingming felt the presences that were watching him suddenly vanish. He was a bit confused. Why'd they suddenly run off? He quickly pieced things together, his gaze turning cold. "In this entire base, the only person who holds a grudge against me is that guy Zhao Chunlin. He must have been unwilling to let it go and tried to get some petty revenge. A leopard can't change its spots. That lowlife. Next time I see him, I'll have to teach him a much harsher lesson." A moment later, where Zhao Chunlin was waiting, the Huji squad leader rushed in like a whirlwind and landed a devastating punch on his face. Zhao Chunlin was sent flying from his wheelchair. He tumbled to the ground and asked in a daze, What's going on? Why did you hit me?" The squad leader grabbed him by the collar, his voice seething with rage. "You still have the nerve to ask me the bullshit intel you gave me was completely wrong. You nearly got us all killed. The target isn't a high-rank level 1, he's a high-rank level 2. Zhao Chunlin was stunned. Cradling his swelling cheek, he stammered, "A high-rank level 2? How is that possible? It's only been a little over a month." The squad leader shoved him away and said coldly, I don't care what your story is. This mission is over. We'll explain things to Manager Zhao ourselves." A short while later at Zhao Yi's office, the Huji squad leader walked in. Zhao Yi asked, "You're back already. Did you take care of it?" The squad leader replied, "No. The mission has been terminated." As Zhao Yi looked on in surprise, the squad leader explained, "The intel from Zhao Chunlin was wrong. The target isn't a high-rank level 1. He's a high-rank level 2. And what's more serious is that according to He Qian's observation, his actual combat strength is at least that of a level 3. That's why we aborted." Hearing this, Zhao Yi slammed his hand on the desk in anger. "A high-rank level 2 with the strength of a level 3? Zhao Chunlin, what has he done? Is that the kind of person he thinks he can provoke?" He suddenly froze as if he had realized something. He hurriedly asked the upper-tier level 2, "Wait, what's the name of Zhao Chunlin's target?" The captain replied, "Zhao Chunlin didn't give a name, but the description is very clear. About 1.9 meters tall, powerfully built, with a long spear on his back." After hearing this, Zhao Yi's face drained of all color and he broke out in a cold sweat. He stammered, I'm done for. That person, could it be?" But at that very moment, in Great Supervisor Wang Yan's office, he was reviewing documents when he received a call. After hearing the report, he flew into a rage and smashed the desk phone to pieces. "Sending someone to assassinate Zhu Jingming. How dare you?" On the other end of the line, Wang Zhao Yi hurriedly explained, "See, Supervisor Wang, he's just some upper-tier level 2 kid." "There's no need to get so angry, is there?" Wang Yan roared. "Are you blind? This is Zhu Jingming's file. See for yourself." A virtual screen appeared in front of Zhao Yi. He trembled as he read the information on it. Top scorer of Jiangnan Province freshman at Mado Esper University, 18 years old, upper-tier level 2. I've never heard of this. At most, he should only be a lower-tier level 2. "The Dean of the Weapons Academy, Yang Zhentian, is his personal mentor," Wang Yan said in a threatening tone. "This is trouble. Big trouble. Do you understand now? A master-level figure like that? Mao could level the entire national supply base and no one would say a thing." Zhao Yi was so scared a chill ran down his spine. He bowed deeply trembling and said, "I understand." "I will absolutely not let anyone from the base give him any trouble," Wang Yan ordered. "Bring him in." 2 guards dragged in Zhao Chunlin, who had been beaten black and blue. Zhao Chunlin prostrated on the ground, his face covered in blood, begging, I was wrong. Please spare me." Zhao Yi looked at him with an icy glare and grabbed his hair. "It seems one beating wasn't enough to solve this. The criminal must be executed. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for messing with the wrong person this time." With a sickening crack of breaking bone, Zhao Yi struck mercilessly. Blood splattered everywhere. He turned back to Great Supervisor Wang Yan with an inquiring look. Supervisor, how about this? Wang Yan replied coldly. You don't think that's enough, do you? Zhao Yi looked troubled. Supervisor, Wang Yan stared at him with eyes as sharp as a knife. I could have overlooked all the shady deals you've been running at this base over the years, but this time the trouble you've caused is simply too big. Wang Yan turned away, his authoritative voice echoing throughout the room. Everyone involved in this matter must be dealt with severely. Not just you, but Hu Ji's squad as well. There can be no loose ends. We can't leave even the slightest possibility of offending him. Zhao Yi could only call out his name in horrified desperation. Supervisor Wang! A short while later, at the main gate of the base, Wang Yan stood solemnly leading a group of high-level supervisors. It seemed they were waiting for an important figure. The surrounding crowd of adventurers couldn't help but whisper among themselves. Isn't the man in the lead the great supervisor of the base, Wang Yan? Aside from Supervisor Zhao from the procurement department, the supervisors from all the other departments are here. What a lineup. Some big shot must be arriving. In the crowd, Wang Qian and her teammates were also present. A team member recognized someone and said, Little Qian, isn't that the guy from Mado Esper University from before? Wang Qian was surprised. Huh, where? Xu Jingming was returning from the wilderness, a bit confused to see the crowd and the lineup of high-level management looking in his direction. Wang Yan quickly stepped forward, bowing respectfully, and said in a deferential tone, Student Xu, you finally returned, sir. I am the great supervisor of this base, Wang Yan. This scene left Wang Qian and her teammates stunned. Whoa, the supervisors are all here to welcome him? It seems this guy's identity isn't as simple as just being a Mado University student. Wang Yan continued to explain clearly. Regarding Zhao Chunlin offending you, sir, we at the base take full responsibility. He has already been brought to justice. His accomplices have also been arrested. They will spend the rest of their lives in prison. To show our sincerity, we have specially prepared a gift of apology for you. Xu Jingming observed Wang Yan's decisive attitude and thought to himself, as expected of someone who could become the great supervisor. What a ruthless character to deal with his own subordinate so cleanly. A beautiful female assistant stepped forward holding a red velvet box. Wang Yan introduced it. This is our base's highest-level Hakim membership card. From now on, your stay at our base will be completely free of charge, and you will receive a minimum discount of 20% on any product you purchase. Another female assistant opened an exquisite jewelry box. Inside was a sparkling ring. Wang Yan said, In addition, this is a spatial ring with a capacity of 1 cubic meter, also a gift of apology. Xu Jingming couldn't help but be surprised when he heard this. 1 cubic meter. He took the ring, overjoyed. A spatial ring with a 1 cubic meter capacity would sell for at least 50 million Daxia currency. This Wang Yan is truly sincere. Since Supervisor Wang has been so generous, then I will accept it. Wang Yan smiled and added, as expected of Teacher Yang's student so magnanimous. By the way, your senior student Liu Ming, he had also come to this primordial base that year. After registering for the training, Xu Jingming and Og continued to chat while Xu Jingming was led to a luxurious room. He stood by the window looking at the scene outside. He thought with satisfaction the best room unlocked by the black gold card really isn't bad. It's much more luxurious than the dorm villa. After a month of training, I can finally get a good day's rest. Wang Yi walked him to the door and said, Next time you run into any trouble in this primordial city, contact me directly. My word still carries some weight here. Xu Jingming looked at the ring on his hand and thought to himself, So this is the power of having connections. If it were an ordinary high-tier level, too genius they would never receive this kind of treatment. He sat down on a chair and began the process of binding the ring to himself. A spatial ring must be fully bound with a spiritual imprint. Only after binding it can it be used. My mental power is currently at 972, much higher than the 700 of a typical high-tier level 2 superhuman. This should be very easy. He focused his mental power, and in just a moment the ring was bound to him. He excitedly tested it out. It's done! It seems I can take things out with just a thought. And as long as it's touching my body, I can store things inside. Besides not being able to store living things, this thing is really convenient. Suddenly his phone vibrated. It was a call from his master. Master! Yes, I just got out of the wilderness. Yes, sir. Also, there's something I wanted to report to you. After hearing Xu Jingming's story, his master became furious. How dare they send people to assassinate you? Giving you a spatial ring is letting them off easy. If anything had actually happened to you, I would have flattened their entire supply base. He then asked, Right, you said that Elite Level 2 squad followed you all the way into an alley. Why did they give up in the end? Xu Jingming replied. Maybe they realized I was also a high-tier Level 2, which didn't match their expectations, so they went back to confirm. His master was so shocked he almost dropped his phone. You've already reached high-tier Level 2. But you've only been training in the wilderness for a short month. Xu Jingming calmly replied, Yes, I just leveled up a few days ago. His master burst into hearty laughter. Ha ha ha! As expected of my Yang Zhenqian student, your cultivation speed is even faster than mine was back in the day. When do you plan to come back? I'll personally celebrate for you. Xu Jingming replied, I'll be back before the semester starts. In this final period, I plan to head to the high-level area. With my advanced proficiency in Thunderflash Level 4, vicious beasts probably won't be able to catch me. If I really encounter a Level 5 vicious beast, I can still use a bloodburst pill to save my life. It's good to go test my luck and broaden my horizons. After hearing this, his master felt very satisfied. Good kid. From the sound of it, you seem very confident. But you must remember that caution is paramount. Xu Jingming replied respectfully, this student understands. Elsewhere, an assistant saw Yang Zhentian laughing heartily and said, Master, it's been a long time since I've seen you this happy. In response, a loud laugh, ha-ha. The assistant continued, his voice full of pride. This student Jingming not only has excellent training results, but he has also been tested in real combat. His promotion speed is unheard of. People always say that life and death situations are a catalyst for the strong, but on Jingming it's practically a cheat code. Meanwhile, in a remote location, Xu Jingming had entered the wilderness of a dense mountain forest. The sound of the wind rustling through the canopy filled the air. He listened to his surroundings as the roars of vicious beasts echoed through the air. He thought to himself, the roars of vicious beasts are everywhere. It seems the resources in this mountain forest area are much richer than in the ruins of Zhencheng. Suddenly, he sensed the presence of an enemy. His body shot forward like an arrow. Swish! The long spear in his hand crackled with purple lightning as the power of the thunder dart was unleashed. His figure blurred, moving at an incredible speed, leaving afterimages between the trees with a whistling sound. Roar! A giant wolf with silver-gray fur and blazing eyes appeared. Charging out of the bushes was a Tempest Terror Wolf. After a brief exchange, Xu Jingming retreated to observe, analyzing in his mind level 3 beasts usually have special abilities, just like the powers of Esper's the Tempest. Terror Wolf is a wind-type beast. Judging by the power of that wind blade just now, it must be a mid-tier level 3. I wonder how many Esper points I'll get for killing it. Just as he was about to deliver the finishing blow, a voice called out from a distance. Look, it's a Tempest Terror Wolf. A group of people appeared, led by a beautiful woman with platinum hair. A member of the team spoke up. The wind power around this Tempest Terror Wolf isn't weak. It's definitely a mid-tier level 3. A beast of this level is perfect for Miss Jiang's filming material. The captain gave an order, same old plan. First block its escape route. Seeing this, Xu Jingming frowned. Other than Jiang Chushuan, the rest were all level 3. They were trying to steal his kill. He recalled the unspoken rule of this area. The rule of the wildlands resources like beasts belong to whoever finds them first. Otherwise, it's considered a provocation. Unexpectedly, the woman named Jiang Chushuan spoke up in protest. Captain Wang, I told you last time. I don't like stealing other people's prey for filming material, right? The captain laughed it off, trying to persuade her. Miss Jiang, don't be so harsh. This isn't stealing. This is called a good deed. A level 2 adventurer encounters a level 3 beast, and at the critical moment is saved by a goddess. Think about it. We'd even get the online traffic from that. Jiang Chushuan looked displeased and said firmly, I don't need this kind of fake staged content. Besides, that guy looks perfectly calm. He doesn't look like he needs any help. Hearing this, Xu Jingming thought to himself, this woman's character isn't bad. A popular TikToker with 10 million fans really does have some principles. However, he recalled the look in the captain's eyes from before. Just now, that captain revealed a malicious glint in his eyes. It seems she doesn't have a tight rein on her own team. Ah, whatever. This doesn't really have much to do with me. As soon as that group left, the Tempest Terror Wolf immediately charged at Xu Jingming. He scoffed. So you act all timid and scared when there are level 3 espers around, but the moment they leave, you attack. You really know how to pick on the little guy, huh? Not giving it a second chance, Xu Jingming poured his strength into his spear. He shouted, Lightning Gale Break! A powerful bolt of lightning struck the beast's head directly. The wolf collapsed instantly, and a notification appeared in his mind. Defeated a mid-tier level 3 Tempest Terror Wolf. Esper points plus 34. Xu Jingming thought with satisfaction, killing a level 3 beast gives over 30 Esper points? Not bad. After clearing out the minions, Xu Jingming turned his sharp gaze towards the injured leader. His cold voice rang out, Finally, I'll give you a quick death. Some time passed. 7 days later, in another dense forest, a pack of ferocious, violent apes were roaring in anger. But suddenly, a dazzling purple light shot towards them. Whoosh! The purple energy carrying destructive power tore through the air and flew straight towards the pack of apes. Boom! A deafening explosion echoed as the alpha ape was hit. Its entire body was engulfed in purple light. It threw its head back and roared in agony. After the attack, the alpha ape staggered and collapsed to the ground, heavily injured but not yet dead. Xu Jingming landed from above, calmly remarking, A single lightning javelin couldn't kill it instantly. As expected of the leader of the violent apes. He smirked. Purple electricity began to crackle around his body, his eyes filled with killing intent. As for the rest of you minions, no need to scream. I'll make sure you all have a family reunion. With that, he charged into the midst of the 7 apes. His body moved like a thunderous whirlwind, the spear in his hand swinging relentlessly. Fresh blood and purple lightning intertwined, creating a dance of death. In just a moment, the battle was over. Xu Jingming stood proudly, his long spear planted on the ground surrounded by the corpses of the ape pack. White smoke rose from their wounds. He smiled, satisfied. An information panel appeared before him. He thought to himself, 3,000-something Esper points. That should be enough for me to go back and learn an S-rank combat skill. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Suddenly, a device on the shaft of his spear beeped and lit up. He looked at it in surprise. It was a distress signal. At the same time, in another part of the forest, Jiang Chuxuan was running for her life in a panic, the wind whistling past her ears. Chasing after her was a giant beast, shaped like an earth dragon, a geo-dragon. It let out a ferocious roar. As she ran, Jiang Chuxuan thought desperately, "The team was scattered by a level 4 beast, and now I've run into a low-tier level 3 geo-dragon. This is big trouble." The geo-dragon was getting closer and closer, its ferocity making her feel hopeless. Any beast with dragon in its name was always extremely vicious. They're incredibly hard to deal with, and I'm only a mid-tier level 2. Even with a blood rage pill, I can't fight it. She kept running, desperately clinging to a faint glimmer of hope. Her only hope was that some other Esper squad might see my distress signal and come to help. Suddenly, the dense forest ahead opened up into a clearing. Her face turned pale with fear. "A meadow. I'm done for this time. With no trees for cover, it'll definitely catch up to me." Just as she predicted, the geo-dragon closed the distance rapidly, its giant shadow enveloping her. She thought in despair, "There's no escape this time." The monster opened its massive jaws and fired a destructive beam of energy. In that split second, with her life hanging by a thread, a bolt of purplish-white lightning struck down from the sky, blocking its attack. As the smoke and dust cleared, a familiar figure appeared standing protectively in front of her, his spear still crackling with electricity. Jiang Chuxuan looked up in astonishment and exclaimed, "It's him!" Seeing that Xu Jingming had no intention of retreating, Jiang Chuxuan shouted in a panic, "Run! That's a low-tier level 3 geo-dragon, you can't beat it." However, Xu Jingming remained standing in place, his gaze unwavering, which left Jiang Chuxuan completely stunned. She was frustrated, but also incredibly worried, thinking to herself, "Ugh, why didn't you listen to my advice? It's one thing if I die, but I absolutely cannot drag an innocent bystander into this." With that thought, she decisively turned and charged towards the monster, yelling at Xu Jingming, "Go, hurry up! I'll hold it off!" The giant earth dragon let out a roar. Its shadow fell over the two small figures. Kung So Twin clenched her fists, preparing to face the beast. Just then, Xu Jingming stepped in front of her. A ferocious purple lightning energy erupted from his body. All of it converged on the tip of his spear, forming a colossal pillar of lightning with terrifying power. The space around them seemed to warp. Kung So Twin looked up, her purple eyes wide, completely stunned by the majestic and terrifying sight. Whoosh! The lightning spear shot out at an incredible speed, piercing straight through the earth dragon's head. The destructive lightning exploded, shattering the monster's head into pieces. Fresh blood splattered everywhere. Its massive body crashed to the ground, causing a small tremor. Dust and residual purple sparks floated in the air. Thrown back by the shockwave, Kung So Twin fell to the ground, her face pale as she stammered, The earth dragon was killed in an instant." She looked up at Xu Jingming's calm back, still shaken to her core. This level of power is just too terrifying. The sonic boom I heard earlier. So it wasn't my imagination. But isn't this guy just an upper-tier level 2? Why? A notification appeared in Xu Jingming's mind. Defeated a lower-tier level 3 earth dragon. Psi points plus 36. He thought to himself, as expected of a beast with dragon in its name. The psi points are even higher than a typical upper-tier level 3 beast. He turned back to look. So Tuyen was still sitting on the ground. He asked, "Are you okay?" Kung So Tween's face flushed slightly as she replied awkwardly, I'm fine. My limbs just feel a little weak. Thank you for saving me." Xu Jingming smiled and offered his hand to her. "It was nothing. Anyone else would have done the same for you." Kung So Twin hesitantly placed her hand in his. After he pulled her up, she looked at him with gratitude and admiration. "I'm not so sure about that." My name is Kung So Twin. I don't know how I can ever repay you for saving my life. If you ever need anything in the future, just tell me." Xu Jingming replied. "Xu Jingming, tell me is a bit much. But if you could give me a signed photo, that would be great." He thought of his friend Liu Wenhan, who was a superfan of Kung So Tuyen and had been dreaming of getting her autograph for ages. Hearing this, Kung So Twin let out a surprised, "Ah," then said, "I don't have any photos on me. Can I get you one after I return to the base?" Xu Jingming nodded. "Of course, that's fine." Kung So Twin's gaze fell on his spear. She asked, "The Dark Cloud Gale spear? Are you also from Madosai University?" Xu Jingming was a bit surprised. "This was a gift from my teacher. You know about this spear." Kung So Twin happily explained, It's too heavy for level 1 or 2 psychers, and level 3s all use C-rank equipment or better. That's why it's so well known. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm a second-year class 3 from the Ice Department of the Elemental Academy." "Hello, senior." She thought to herself, "I've never heard his name at school before. This senior is really low-key." Hearing her call him senior, Xu Jingming thought, "Senior, a normal student at Mado University, usually has to be in their 3rd year to reach upper-tier level 2. Ah, whatever. Seeing how much she admires me, there's no need to burst her bubble." He just smiled and replied, "Hello, Junior." So Tuyen's admiration grew. Senior's power is incredible. Even though that earth dragon was a lower-tier level 3, it was as strong as a typical upper-tier level 3 beast. And to think Senior killed it in an instant. Xu Jingming prepared to leave. Kung So Twin quickly asked, "Senior, are you leaving already?" He nodded, "Yes." Kung So Twin looked a bit shy and stammered, Senior, can I travel with you for a while? I got separated from my escort team. I can't handle things on my own." Xu Jingming thought of for a moment, then agreed. "All right, I'll take you to these city ruins, and you can make your way back from there." Kung So Tween's face lit up. "Thank you so much, Senior, on the way." She suddenly remembered something and pointed behind them. Oh right, Senior, do you want to check out the Earth Dragon's lair? There might be something good inside. Otherwise the Earth Dragon wouldn't have charged out to chase me. Xu Jingming nodded. All right, let's go take a look. As they walked, Kung So Tuyen asked curiously, Senior, which academy are you from? Xu Jingming answered concisely, the Weaponry Academy. She continued excitedly, I know your academy has someone named Yang Zhenqian, also known as King Yama Yang. Basically, he's extremely fierce. Hua Kanmin replied calmly, That's my master. Hearing that Kung So Tuyen froze on the spot, her face flushing red with embarrassment, she quickly bowed her head to apologize. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I misspoke. After dealing with the Earth Dragon, Hua Kanmin turned to look at Kung So Tuyen, beads of sweat on her forehead, and couldn't help but wonder about Kung So Tuyen's live stream. Isn't she supposed to have this Ice Queen persona? In reality, she's such a chatterbox. After that, Kung So Tuyen led him to the front of a dark cave. Senior, this is the place. Hua Kanming immediately stepped forward to shield her, his hand gripping his spear tightly. He said seriously, We don't know what dangers are inside. Stay behind me. Kung So Tuyen obediently nodded. The two cautiously entered the cave with Hua Kanmin in the lead arcs of purple lightning crackling around his spearhead ready for battle. Meanwhile, Kung So Tuyen followed closely behind. As they went deeper, the scene before them was breathtaking. It was a vast space with a crystal-clear lake and countless strange flowers and plants that emitted a soft glow. Kung So Tuyen couldn't help but exclaim, It smells so good! They looked around in amazement. The air was filled with fragrance and pure energy. With his knowledge, Hua Kanmin quickly realized the value of this place. B-grade spirit grass. A-grade blazing flower. C-grade hypnosis herb. Why are so many rare and exotic herbs growing here? Then his gaze fell upon the lake, his voice trembling slightly. This is... He recognized the most precious treasure, his voice filled with amazement. The essence of the Earth's spring. A holy healing medicine for anything below level 4. An S-rank Earth Spirit Spring. Kung So Tuyen was also stunned. She turned to ask in disbelief, Senior, are you sure? She gently sat down, plucked a flower, and brought it to her nose to smell it, closing her eyes to savor the scent. Then she explained, the Earth Spirit Spring would nourish the nearby flowers and plants, turning them into rare herbs infused with the fresh fragrance of the stream. She turned back to Hua Kanmin happily and affirmed, There's no mistake. This is the Earth Spirit Spring. Amazing. I can't believe you've studied so much. About natural treasures. She added proudly, I have a second-rank pharmacist certificate from our school, you know. Hua Kanmin couldn't help but marvel silently. To think she's also a top student. I heard the second-rank pharmacist certificate is extremely difficult to get. Kung So Tuyen smiled happily and generously suggested, Haha, you flatter me, Senior. This much Earth Spirit Spring. It can be used to make at least 5 portions of S-rank healing potions. Senior, how about you take all of this Earth Spirit Spring? Hua Kanming shook his head and made a fairer offer. I'll take 4 parts, you take 6. Also, let's split all the rare herbs here, 50-50. Hearing this, Kung So Tuyen's face lit up with joy. Then thank you so much, Senior. Just then, Kung So Tuyen's mercenary squad appeared at the cave entrance. One of them grumbled, Captain, there isn't even a single monster in this cave. What kind of good stuff could possibly be in here? Both Hua Kanmin and Kung So Tuyen jumped and spun around, their expressions tensing up. The captain, Captain Wang, walked in, observed the surroundings, and said, I wouldn't be so sure. Judging by the tracks, this must be the lair of a level 3 Earth Dragon, the lair of a dragon-type beast. There might actually be some good stuff here. When he saw the two of them, Kung So Tuyen breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, it's Captain Wang's squad. You scared me. But Hua Kanmin was worried. An elite squad of level 3 espers. If they find out about this S-rank Earth Spirit Spring, there's going to be trouble. Captain Wang approached with a fake smile. Miss Kung, we were looking all over for you. Fancy meeting you here. Miss Kung isn't the person next to you, the guy from before. Kung So Tuyen quickly explained, this is actually a senior from my school. We ran into each other on the way and just happened to catch up. That's right, the quality of these rare herbs isn't bad. Since we all found them, let's share them. Captain Wang gave a sinister smile. Is that so? Then thank you very much, Miss Kung. At the same time, one of his subordinates leaned in and whispered in his ear, Captain, something seems off. That spring in the middle. It looks a lot like the S-rank holy healing medicine, the Earth Spirit Spring. Upon hearing that, the entire mercenary squad's eyes instantly lit up with greed, turning bloodshot. Only one thought remained in their minds, an S-rank natural treasure, sensing the change. Hua Kanming and Kung So Tuyen looked at each other worriedly, thinking, we're in trouble. The moment the S-rank resource was mentioned, the atmosphere changed completely. The smile on Captain Wang's face vanished, replaced by a ferocious expression. He growled, Miss Kung, it seems you two weren't being entirely honest, were you? Kung So Tuyen calmly took a step forward and said, since you've all figured it out, then this Earth Spirit Spring and all these rare herbs belong to you. Senior, let's go. She quickly pulled his hand, whispering worriedly, Senior Captain Wang and his men are all peak level 3 espers. We can't fight them. Hua Kanmin replied with a confident tone. My junior is only at peak level 3. I don't think I'm any weaker than them. He continued, his sharp gaze fixed on the group of mercenaries. Besides, even if we gave them all the rare treasures, they wouldn't spare us anyway. He turned to look at her as if for confirmation. Right. Captain Wang burst into arrogant laughter. Ha ha, this kid has some serious nerve. But he's not wrong. He no longer hid his intentions, his voice filled with killing intent. Miss Kung is a big fish. If she gets back and writes some little article, I'm afraid none of us will be able to live in this country anymore, so it's better to silence you all here. Facing a life-or-death situation, Kung So Tien clenched her fists, her eyes becoming resolute. There's no other way. I can't drag my senior down. She quickly took out a blood-red pill and brought it to her mouth. It was the violent blood pill. The moment the pill touched her lips, Kung So Tien let out a soft groan. She took a fighting stance, her entire body radiating a blue frost. Tiny ice crystals began to form around her, her gaze incredibly firm. The ground beneath owned. The mercenaries' feet began to freeze over. The spreading frost restricted their movements. Captain Wang sneered and gave a confident order. I'll take Kung So Tien. Chu Trung, you go deal with her partner first. The rest of you just guard the cave entrance. That'll be enough. The man named Chu Trung holding the camera and another man replied in unison. Got it. The captain let out a roar as his body began to transform. His face turned into that of a ferocious tiger. He growled, Miss Kung, my apologies, but you'll have to leave your life here today. In a flash, he had completely transformed into a giant tiger man, possessing a C-class enhancement type ability. Saber-toothed tiger. The man named Chu Trung holding the camera licked his lips perversely. He said to the captain, Captain, go easy on her. Don't kill her right away. It would be a waste for such a beautiful woman to die so quickly. We'll be sure to cherish her well, and we'll film the whole process, of course. Hearing those disgusting words, Kung So Tien felt both indignant and desperate, thinking, these beasts in human clothing. Am I going to die here today? I can't accept this, and I'm dragging my senior down with me. Suddenly, she realized something. She hurriedly looked around, searching. Wait, where's my senior? But in that instant, Captain Wang's pupils contracted, reflecting a black shadow rushing towards them at terrifying speed. Thwack! Before Chu Trung could even react, a spear had pierced through his body. Xu Jingming coldly held the spear shaft tight, letting the man whisper his final words. He glanced at the dead man, his eyes devoid of any emotion, thinking to himself, so this is the strength of a level 3. Nothing special. Captain Wang was stunned, stammering incoherently. So fast! Xu Jingming pulled his spear from the corpse, letting it fall to the ground. Only then did Captain Wang realize his mistake. The man he'd killed, although that Chu Trung was only a mid-tier level 3, he wasn't someone who could be killed so easily. So you're the real troublesome one. I really misjudged you. He roared in anger, swinging his battle axe as he charged at Xu Jingming. Clang! Xu Jingming easily blocked the attack as purple lightning began to erupt around his body. He felt the opponent's power, his expression turning serious. A purple-black aura began to envelop his body. In terms of attack power alone, this peak level 3 captain is indeed much stronger than me. In that case, I can't hold back anymore. The two remaining mercenaries also sensed the terrifying power rising from Xu Jingming. They couldn't help but feel terrified. Boom! A massive surge of energy erupted from Xu Jingming's body. His muscles bulged, tearing his clothes. He roared, Thunder Tyrant form! Kung So Tien covered her mouth, staring in shock at the familiar figure transforming so terrifyingly. She whispered, Senior! Captain Wang was also forced to take a step back. He exclaimed in horror, What? What kind of monster is this? Before them, Xu Jingming had completely transformed. A pair of demonic horns grew from his head, his body now tall and muscular, enveloped in streams of destructive black lightning. He felt the power surging through his body. A satisfied smile appeared on his demonic face. This feeling of being full of power, it's amazing. Captain Wang tried to compose himself, roaring to hide his fear. Putting on a show, it's just some special state. Thud Xu Jingming stomped on the ground, launching forward with a bloodthirsty smile. The saber-toothed tiger man hurriedly raised his arms to defend himself, a solid energy shield forming. He shouted confidently, Useless below level 4, no attack can break this shield of mine. Crack! Xu Jingming's spear collided with the shield, creating a terrifying energy explosion. The defensive shield shattered into pieces. Captain Wang let out a miserable scream. Arr! Xu Jingming, in his demonic form, looked down at his opponent. His voice was full of pressure. My physical body is now 3 to 4 times stronger. Even if you were made of copper and iron, you wouldn't be able to withstand that. At the same time, another mercenary took the opportunity to attack from behind. A giant fireball shot towards Xu Jingming. Xu Jingming didn't even need to turn around. With just a thought, the black lightning around him automatically formed a shield, it blocking the attack. He thought to himself, my control over my abilities has also reached its peak state. The fire-type mercenary screamed in terror, My flame demon cauldron was blocked! How is this possible? That's a B-rank skill and I've reached high proficiency with it. In a flash, Xu Jingming appeared in front of him. A lightning-fast strike knocked him to the ground. He said coldly, As expected of a peak level 3, still need to finish you with the spear. The mercenary on the ground begged in fear, Don't kill me! I'll give you the spirit spring! Also, I have hundreds of millions in savings. It's all yours. But all he received in return was Xu Jingming's ice-cold gaze. It's too late to beg for mercy now. A sickening squelch was heard. Kung So Tien, who had witnessed everything from a distance, was too shocked to speak. Is this a dream? It costs 8 million to hire this mercenary team just once. Their captain was even called invincible below level 3. And now, he's dead. She stared at Shu Kanming's demonic form, and unbelievable, almost absurd thoughts sprouting in her mind. I've never heard of any student in the school having such a battle record. Stronger than an A-rank ability. Could it be S-rank Shu? Kanming turned to face the last two mercenaries, the smile on his lips growing even more demonic, exuding a cruel, bloodthirsty feeling. The feeling which had subsided after his level up was now starting to rekindle. Next, it's your turn. The remaining two trembled and stammered, "Ah, a demon!" Shu Kanming smirked. "A demon, compared to you murderous, plundering scum? I think I'm a little more human. Don't you think?" Knowing there was no escape, one of them yelled, "Everyone together, use the blood fury pills! Let's risk it all!" The remaining two simultaneously bit their hands, preparing to use the forbidden drug. But it was all too late. The battle ended in a flash. Shu Kanming stood amidst a field of corpses. After returning to his normal state, Shu Kanming panted, leaning a hand against the cliff wall as sweat dripped down. He thought to himself, this thunder extreme state is amazing, but, the stamina drain is a bit high. I only used it for a dozen minutes, and I'm more tired than when I fought that monstrous beast for 2 or 3 hours. Seeing this, Zhang Chuxuan ran over worriedly and asked, "Senior, are you okay?" Shu Kanming turned back, trying to appear calm. "I'm fine, just a little tired. Let's collect the Earth Spirit Spring and the rare herbs first. We can rest after that." The two walked towards the pool. Seeing that the stream was still crystal clear, untainted by the battle, Zhang Chuxuan breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness the Earth Spirit Spring wasn't contaminated by the blood. Shu Kanming sat down and carefully used the prepared glass vials to collect the spring water. After filling all the vials, he said with satisfaction, "Not bad. There's half a bottle more than I expected." He handed 1.5 bottles to Zhang Chuxuan and said, "This bottle and a half is yours. You put in a lot of effort in that last fight." Zhang Chuxuan was overjoyed and grateful. She cheered, "Thank you, senior." Suddenly, she let out a cry, "Ah!" and staggered. Shu Kanming turned back in surprise. Zhang Chuxuan's face was flushed red, and her body went limp, falling towards him. She thought to herself, "Oh no, the side effects of the blood fury pill are here." She fell into Shu Kanming's arms, letting out a weak, Her entire body was limp without a shred of strength. She was panting, her face as red as a beet. She thought in despair, "My whole body is powerless. I can't even circulate my spiritual energy. I can't even get clothes out of my spatial ring. This is so embarrassing." She stole a glance at Shu Kanming, her heart in a mess. If Senior misunderstands me in this state, if I leave a bad impression, what do I do? She was so worried she was about to cry. Seeing the situation, Shu Kanming said, "The side effects of the blood fury pill are strong. I'll take you over there to rest." With that, he gently swept her up into his arms. Being held in his strong arms, Zhang Chuxuan's heart hammered in her chest. Thump, thump, thump. She pressed her face against his bare chest, thinking, "Why is my heart beating so fast? Could it be because this is the first time I've been this close to a man?" Shu Kanming set her down, leaning her against a rock, and said gently, "Rest here for a bit. I'll go collect the rest of the rare flowers and exotic herbs." He took off his t-shirt and handed it to her. Zhang Chuxuan took the shirt and used it to cover her body. A warm feeling spread through her heart. Senior is so gentle. Her eyes followed his sturdy bare back while Shu Kanming began to collect the spoils from the mercenaries. He checked a spatial ring, muttering to himself, "Cash, rare flowers, and exotic herbs, beast materials, a C-rank combat skill. This grade 3 elite squad doesn't have anything good on them." He held 2 spatial rings in his hand, calculating. Hopefully 2 1 cubic meter spatial rings can be traded for 1 2 cubic meter one. If not, carrying this long spear around is such a pain. Suddenly, Zhang Chuxuan called out weakly, "See! Senior! The Earth Spirit Spring can soothe the weakness caused by the blood fury pill." Shu Kanming was surprised. "Oh!" She continued, "Senior, can you give me a little to drink? Not much, just a small sip will do." Shu Kanming immediately took out a vial of spring water and carefully brought it to her lips. After drinking, Zhang Chuxuan let out a sigh of relief. The color had returned to her cheeks. She said cheerfully, "I feel much better now, but to fully recover, I'm afraid I'll have to wait another 3 or 4 hours." Shu Kanming sat down next to her, took a sip of the spring water, and thought to himself, "This is the first I've heard of this." The side effects of the blood fury pill can be negated. This S-rank Earth Spirit Spring truly is miraculous. He looked at the sky, calculating, in 3 or 4 hours it'll be night. Let's rest here for the night. It should be relatively safe. Hearing this, Zhang Chuxuan's face flushed red again, her heart pounding. She thought in a panic, with Senior, a lone man and a lone woman spending the night in a dark cave. Seeing her silence, Shu Kanming asked, "What do you think?" Zhang Chuxuan hurriedly nodded, her voice a tiny whisper. Yes. I'll listen to whatever Senior says." Night gradually fell and the forest grew quiet. The next morning, Zhang Chuxuan stretched. "Refreshingly, the air in the forest is so nice. If it weren't for the monstrous beasts, I could stay here for a whole month." She glanced at Shu Kanming, who was meditating nearby. She felt a little flustered. "I was really overthinking things last night. Senior isn't that kind of person. But why am I a little disappointed?" Shu Kanming opened his eyes, stood up, and said, "Let's go. I'll take you to the edge of the forest." Zhang Chuxuan was startled and quickly replied, "Huh? Oh, okay. The two began running through the forest at high speed. While running, Shu Kanming suddenly sensed a dangerous aura. He immediately reached out and pushed Jiang Chushuan behind him to protect her. Right after that, a giant flaming tiger leaped over their heads. The terrifying heat radiating from it distorted the very air. Shu Kanming recognized it in horror. Oh no, it's a fifth-rank blazing flame tiger. The giant tiger landed with a loud thud, then immediately dashed off without paying them any mind. The two hid behind a tree and Shu Kanming whispered, "Didn't it spot us?" Jiang Chushuan was just as surprised as her senior as she looked at the state of the beast. Why does it look like it's running away? Suddenly, Jiang Chushuan felt an even more terrifying killing intent rush up from behind her. She gasped in horror, a pack of gray wolf-like creatures with blood-red eyes. They shot past, their growls echoing through the forest. With a look of terror, Jiang Chushuan explained, "These are iron gnawer rats. They're only level 1, but when they gather into a swarm of 7, even a level 6 expert would be torn to shreds if they got surrounded. No wonder even that level 5 beast was running for its life." Realizing the danger, Shu Jingming immediately grabbed her hand and yelled, "We need to run now." The two of them fled with all their might from the pack of iron gnawer rats closing in behind them. As they ran, Shu Jingming analyzed the situation. Iron gnawer rats have incredible stamina. They can sprint for 5 or 6 hours without stopping. Can we really outrun them? Our only chance is to get back to the supply base, but that's at least 90 kilometers away. We have to find a way to speed up. He looked at the long spear in his hand and said decisively, "This spear is too heavy. I'll have to ditch it." Jiang Chushuan quickly said, "Senior, my spatial ring is big enough. Put it in here." She held out her hand and the spatial ring flashed. The long spear instantly vanished. Shu Jingming said, "That's much lighter now." "Still running while holding hands is too slow. It'll be faster if I carry you." Before she could react, he crouched down. Surprised, Jiang Chushuan cried out, "Huh!" He lifted her onto his back and smiled, "Let's go." Then he sped forward at an incredible pace, quickly leaving the pack of wolves far behind and crossing through lush green fields. However, when they reached the city ruins, the situation was even worse. He thought to himself, even the city ruins are overrun with iron gnawer rats. The most troublesome scenario has finally happened. Our escape route is blocked. He gritted his teeth as his body erupted with that familiar black lightning. Looks like we'll have to fight our way through. In his demonic thunder god form, he roared to Jiang Chushuan, who was clinging tightly to his back. "Chushuan, hold on tight, I'm about to speed up!" She only had time to scream, "Ah!" as his body shot forward like a flash. A barrage of purple lightning erupted from him, clearing the path of any iron gnawer rats in their way, as notifications continuously popped up. Defeated 1 lower-tier level 1 iron gnawer rat. Ability points +2. Defeated 1 mid-tier level 1 iron gnawer rat. Ability points +3. Meanwhile, at the primal base, Wang Yan was receiving a report from his subordinate. An aide reported with the grave expression, "Director, according to the statistics, the scale of this rat tide is enormous. There are at least 300,000 iron gnawer rats. This attack will have a massive impact on the balanced ecosystem of the primal wilderness this time. I'm afraid we're about to face a several-month-long period of decline." Wang Yan looked at the map, which was covered in danger markers, and said worriedly, "It's a pity for the ability users who went deep into the wilderness. I'm afraid most of them will be devoured." He thought to himself, "I hope Zhu Jingming didn't go too deep into the wilderness. Otherwise, unless his master Yang Zhentian personally intervenes, no one can save him." Suddenly, a guard shouted, "Look, what is that?" Everyone looked into the distance where a giant ball of lightning was rushing toward them. Someone else said in terror, "That lightning, it's terrifying. Could it be a lightning-wielding beast?" Wang Yan immediately ordered, "Don't panic. Assess the beast's threat level immediately. Squad 1, you are cleared to open fire and intercept." But it was too late. A voice came over the radio. "The target is breaking through towards the base at approximately 80 meters per second. Interception failed." The ball of lightning slammed directly into the defensive barrier. Purple lightning spread everywhere, clearing all obstacles. The thunderball finally came to a stop in front of the base's gate. Jiang Chushuan's screams of "Ah!" were still echoing as the lightning ball dissipated. Shu Jingming landed and gently set Jiang Chushuan down. The surrounding soldiers stared at each other in bewilderment. One of them said, "Holy crap, is that a person? I thought it was some kind of lightning element beast. I have to say that guy's aura is truly terrifying. Hey, doesn't the person he was carrying look familiar?" Shu Jingming was panting heavily, his bare back drenched in sweat. He said, "We've made it to the supply base. We're safe now." Jiang Chushuan held onto his arm, her face filled with relief and gratitude. "Yeah, that journey was absolutely terrifying. I'm so glad you were here, Senior." Just then, Wang Yan ran over from a distance, his face showing clear astonishment. "Student Shu, you actually made it through the rat tide. Is there anything I can help you with?" Shu Jingming replied wearily, "I ran for over 40 minutes from the mountain range to get here. I'm a little tired. Just help me get a room to rest." Hearing this, Wang Yan was stunned. He was horrified, thinking, the mountain range? That's over 90 kilometers from here. Even a level 4 ability user probably couldn't have broken through. This Shu Jingming, he actually did it. He hurriedly signaled, "I'll arrange a room for you at once. Someone come help Student Shu." But Jiang Chushuan gently took Shu Jingming's arm and said, "That's all right. I can help my senior." As the two of them supported each other walking past the soldiers, the crowd couldn't help but start murmuring. "Isn't that goddess Jiang next to him?" "Yeah, that's her. That kid is so lucky," another one lamented. What's their relationship? No way. Has my goddess been stolen away? Afterward, Zhu Jingming fell into a deep sleep. When he slowly opened his eyes, the first person he saw was Jiang Chushuan sitting by his bed. She said joyfully, "Senior, you're finally awake. You were asleep for 2 whole days and 2 nights. I was this close to giving you the Earth Spirit spring water." Zhu Jingming sat up feeling his body had completely recovered. He asked, "Was I out for that long? By the way, what's the situation in the wilderness area now?" Jiang Chushuan replied, "The beast tide hasn't receded yet. The wilderness area is still under lockdown. Even if it does recede, there won't be any beasts for a while." Zhu Jingming nodded. The official start of the semester was not that far off. Looks like it's time to head back to school. Hearing this, Jiang Chushuan said excitedly, "Senior, you're planning to go back to school. What a coincidence, I was just about to head back too." Zhu Jingming smiled. "All right then." Jiang Chushuan suddenly remembered something. "Oh, right, Senior." She suddenly materialized a photo. It was a picture of her in extremely alluring pajamas, lying on a bed in a seductive pose. "This is that signed photo you wanted before." Zhu Jingming was dumbfounded. "Huh." He scratched his head awkwardly, his face beet red. "The signed photo? I was asking for a friend. Isn't this one a bit inappropriate? Do you have a more normal one?" Hearing that, Jiang Chushuan shrieked, "Oh, it was for a friend. I guess I misunderstood." She buried her face in her hands, screaming internally, "Oh, I could just die. This is so embarrassing, Jiang Chushuan. And here I was thinking Senior was interested in me." She quickly snatched the photo back and handed him a different one. "Here, take this new one. Ooh, give the other one back to me." But Zhu Jingming held on to it tightly. He hesitated, then asked, "This one, can I keep it for myself?" Hearing this, Jiang Chushuan froze for a moment. Then a radiant, meaningful smile spread across her face. "Of course you can." Hehehehe. Zhu Jingming hurriedly stood up, looking for an excuse to escape. I've been asleep for 2 days, so there's a lot of stuff piled up. I should go take care of it. Oh, right, I also need to book tickets for the high-speed train back." Jiang Chushuan crossed her arms confidently and said, "No need for a high-speed train, I drove here. When the time comes, you can just ride back with me, Senior." Before long, the two were in a yellow convertible supercar speeding down the road. Zhu Jingming couldn't help but marvel top-tier TikTokers really are on another level, even owning a global limited edition sports car. This self-driving car must cost tens of millions. This is my first time in one. Jiang Chushuan smiled and explained, "Hey, it only has a level 5 AI, but achieving self-driving is still very simple for it." The car stopped in front of the gates of Mado Psionic University. They both got out. Zhu Jingming had his long spear slung over his shoulder, while Jiang Chushuan had changed into a lively casual outfit. Their appearance immediately drew the attention of the surrounding students. "Wow, that guy is so handsome, tall, well-built, and he has this dangerous aura about him. Such a shame. Looks like he already has a girlfriend. And she's gorgeous, too." Zhu Jingming stretched and felt refreshed. "Finally, we're back. This past month and a half, and my strength has really changed drastically." He turned and asked, "Which district is your dorm in?" Jiang Chushuan pointed in one direction. "I'm in District 2, so I guess we'll part ways here." Zhu Jingming nodded. "If you ever need my help with anything in the future, just let me know." Jiang Chushuan smiled back. "All right, if the chance comes, I'll definitely take you up on that." Just as he turned to leave, Jiang Chushuan suddenly stood on her tiptoes and placed a gentle kiss on his cheek. Zhu Jingming instantly froze, his face flushing bright red. She smiled and said, "Consider this a little token of my gratitude for saving my life." With that, she turned and walked away, gracefully waving. "Well then, Senior, see you next time." Zhu Jingming stood there, stunned, his hand touching his cheek. A single thought echoed in his mind. Did she just kiss me? In her room, Jiang Chushuan sat in front of her computer, thinking to herself, "Someone as strong as Senior can't possibly be a nobody. I'll look up his profile." Look up. She began her search, muttering, "Freshman breaks record. Strongest level 1. Strange, why are all the topics about freshmen?" Suddenly her eyes lit up. Found it. Here's the detailed file on that upperclassman. After reading the information, her face flushed with embarrassment and anger. "Zhu Jingming, he's actually a freshman. A high-rank level 2 freshman. And I kept calling him Senior this whole time, that damn liar. Just wait until I see him again, I'll teach him a lesson." That little underclassman? Meanwhile, in his dorm, Zhu Jingming was taking inventory of his loot. Blazing flame, flowers, dire wolf pelts. He had everything he needed for the mission. 2 spatial rings and over 25 million in his bank account. He pulled up his status window to check. Name, Zhu Jingming. Rank level 2. High rank. Ability annihilating divine lightning body. Ability points, 3,712. He thought with satisfaction, "It's a shame I ran into that rat tide otherwise. I could have earned even more ability points. Still, over 3,700 points should be enough to learn 2 S-rank combat skills, right?" Suddenly, the door opened, and his roommate Liu Wenhan walked in. "Ming, you're finally back. You left without saying a word. We heard there was a rat tide in the wilderness, and we were worried sick about you." Zhu Jingming replied, "There was a rat tide, but the army already handled it." Sensing the powerful aura coming from Zhu Jingming, Liu Wenhan shouted in shock, "Holy crap, Ming, you broke through to level 2! Zhu Jingming calmly sat down and said, "High rank level 2 to be precise. I got lucky and survived a few life-or-death situations. Not only did I manage to escape, I even broke through." Liu Wenhan looked at him with admiration. "As expected of you, Ming, you can't be measured by common sense. Can a life-or-death crisis really boost your strength that fast? It makes me want to try it out, too. Xu Jingming quickly stopped him. Don't. I'm a special case. The wilderness is extremely dangerous. If you want to go, you should at least wait until you reach level 2. Liu Wenhan chuckled. I was just saying. I'm not going to the wilderness at my current stage. Oh, right, while you were gone. Song Qiuyun came looking for you a few times. You should contact her when you have a moment. Xu Jingming replied. Oh, I'll get in touch with her after I'm done with something. He then took out a photograph and handed it to Liu Wenhan. Right. I brought back a gift for you from the wilderness, Liu Wenhan asked curiously. When he saw the photo, his eyes immediately turned into hearts, and he started drooling. He screamed with joy. Jiang Ying, an autographed photo of my goddess Jiang Ying. Later, Xu Jingming went to the school's combat skills library, an ancient and solemn place. He sat down at a table thinking with satisfaction. 4 missions earned me 871 credits. Doing missions is a really fast way to earn credits. He commanded the system, filter out all S-rank lightning element combat skills for me. Virtual screens immediately appeared before his eyes. Information about the combat skills was displayed. Thunderous Seal S-rank. Marks the target with a condensed seal of lightning energy causing immense lightning damage. Note: this skill is only for C-rank or higher lightning ability users. Level 2 or higher, Rushing Thunder Fist S-rank. Maximizes the user's lightning ability, concentrating it in their fist before striking. Note: this skill is for B-rank or higher ability users. Level 3 or higher, Lightning Prison Field S-rank. Forms an unbreakable lightning barrier around the enemy while continuously striking them with thunder from within the barrier. Note: this skill is only for B-rank or higher lightning ability users, level 3 or higher. He rested his chin on his hand, thinking, even a top academy like Matto Ability University only has a little over 20 S-rank lightning combat skills. Still, S-rank skills will affect my future combat power, so I have to choose carefully. Countless virtual screens flashed before his eyes, displaying the different options. Finally, he pointed to 2 of them. Heavenly Thunder Art S-rank. Uses one's own lightning to activate the natural lightning in the atmosphere. Summoning thunder strikes to a designated location. Note: for level 2 and higher A-rank ability users, its power is enhanced. Lightning Prison Lock S-rank uses one's own ability to weave lightning in a specific pattern, forming a defensive shield around the body. Note: can be learned by level 2 and higher A-rank ability users. He decided it'll be these 2. One for long-range offense, one for defense. Perfect balance. He smirked confidently. Artificers and close combat specialists. Other people might have to focus on just one path. But since I have a cheat, why should I care about that? I'll take them all. He began to study the Heavenly Thunder Art in more detail, his expression turning serious. This Heavenly Thunder Art is the only prerequisite for the SSS rank combat skill. Myriad Lightning Heavenly Prison of Matto University. It's incredibly profound, even more so than the thunder-extinguishing indestructible body. The more he read, the more his head hurt. Why is this skill so complicated? This is even more agonizing than reading foreign academic papers as a PhD student in my past life. 6 hours later, Xu Jingming finally put the book down. He let out a tired breath. Phew, I finally have a basic understanding of it. Now I'll leave it to the system. He tapped lightly on the table. A blue light enveloped him. He commanded, "System, upgrade it for me." Purple bolts of lightning immediately erupted around him as energy surged violently. After the process was complete, he exclaimed in shock, "Damn it! Just upgrading an S-rank skill to the beginner level cost 1,600 ability points. The points I worked so hard to accumulate in the wilderness are really only enough to learn 2 skills." A mechanical voice rang out. "Little Master, it is now 1 o'clock in the morning. Please manage your time wisely. Also a reminder that the use of abilities is prohibited in the library." Xu Jingming replied, "Got it. It's gotten this late already. It seems mastering the Thunder Prison Lock will take more time. I'll come back to it later." On a school sports field, Song Qiuyun was jogging under the moonlight. She thought to herself, for over a month now I've been training late into the night every single day. This diligence, that even amazes me. When Xu Jingming gets back, I have to challenge him to show him who the #1 freshman really is. Suddenly, a giant shadow swept across the night sky. She looked up, startled to see a white-ringed, black-feathered eagle. She immediately grew wary, analyzing the situation. It uses its speed and camouflaged feathers to hunt in the city. Judging by its speed, it's about level 3. Not easy to deal with. Unexpectedly, a clap of thunder roared through the clear, cloudless sky. Boom! She was surprised. Why is there thunder in the sky? There are no clouds. A giant purple ball of lightning appeared in midair, hurtling straight towards the eagle. Boom! A terrifying explosion erupted, scattering feathers and fresh blood everywhere. The white-ringed, black-feathered eagle was completely obliterated. Song Qiuyun stood stunned, staring at the scene as residual lightning flickered in the sky. She thought, to think it completely destroyed a white-ringed, black-feathered eagle. Which high-level lightning ability user was that? Considering the distance, the one who did it must be on school grounds. In a small forest on campus, Xu Jingming stood amidst the lingering currents of electricity, his arms crossed. Feeling the power he had just unleashed, he smirked with deep satisfaction. To think a single test of the move would have this much power. The S-class combat skill Heavenly Thunder Art is truly world-shaking. A notification appeared in his mind. Defeated one mid-tier level 3 white-ringed black-feathered eagle. Ability points plus 34. He thought to himself, the heavenly thunder art is even stronger than I imagined, destroying that beast instantly. More importantly, the casting range is nearly 1,000 meters. A figure approached from the distance. Xu Jingming turned to look at the person. He smiled and said, "So this is the famous freshman Xu Jingming. A bit interesting." The next day at Liu Wenhan's house, he saw Xu Jingming getting ready to go out. He asked, "Brother Ming heading out this early?" Xu Jingming replied, "The freshman tournament starts in a few days. I'm heading to the combat skills library again." At home, Liu Wenhan watched his friends retreating back while eating, muttering with a determined expression. He just got back from the wilderness and he's already working this hard. He's really something else. I can't slack off. After breakfast, I have to go train too. As Xu Jingming was walking across campus, a familiar voice called out loudly from behind student Xu. He turned and saw Song Qiuyun happily waving at him. She said, "This is great. You're back safely from the wilderness." He looked at her sportswear a little surprised and asked, "Student Song dressed like this, are you preparing to—" Song Qiuyun stepped closer. She looked Xu Jingming straight in the eyes, her gaze full of challenge. "Student Xu, you surely remember promising to have a match with me, right?" She emphasized, match. Xu Jingming calmly asked, "Are you sure you want to have a match with me?" Song Qiuyun put her hands on her hips and replied confidently, "Hey, I'm the valedictorian of Sichuan province, you know. Don't underestimate me." Xu Jingming nodded. "All right, I know. We'll find time for a match later." But Song Qiuyun had already grabbed his hand and started pulling him away. She said eagerly, "Why wait for later? Let's go right now. Let's go straight to the training room on the second floor of your dorm." Pulled along unexpectedly, Xu Jingming thought to himself, "She's certainly a decisive girl. Exactly what you'd expect from someone from Sichuan. Still, is a match with me really worth being this excited about?" Meanwhile, Song Qiuyun glanced back at him, her eyes shining with confidence and anticipation. She thought with a proud look on her face, "I wonder what kind of expression Xu Jingming will make when he sees I've broken through to stage 2. Soon enough, they were both at the training room. Song Qiuyun gave a provocative smile, interlaced her fingers, and cracked her knuckles. Crack. Student Xu. "I hope you don't lose too badly in a bit." Xu Jingming looked at her and said calmly, "Without a weapon, there's no way you can beat me." Song Qiuyun replied confidently, as light energy began to gather in her hand. "A weapon? Of course I have one." As she raised her hand, a dazzling white light began to condense. It formed a vortex of energy, and from within that light, a heavenly halberd gradually appeared, which she gripped tightly. Song Qiuyun spun skillfully the halberd in her hand, carving a powerful arc through the air, her posture incredibly majestic. Xu Jingming was slightly surprised. A heavenly halberd, for a girl to use such a rare weapon. Song Qiuyun pointed the tip of the halberd at him and declared full of spirit, "Student Xu, get ready. This time I will defeat you completely." Xu Jingming simply replied calmly, "All right." In the spectator seats, Liu Wenhan and Song Qiuyun's friend were watching. Liu Wenhan excitedly declared, "Brother Ming has this in the bag." Meanwhile, the other friend covered her mouth, calling out worriedly, "Qiuyun." Sensing Song Qiuyun's aura, Xu Jingming smirked as purple currents of electricity began to flow from his body. "Lower stage 2, so she broke through. No wonder she's so confident about defeating me." He continued, "However, I haven't exactly been standing still either." Song Qiuyun's friend was utterly shocked when she felt the pressure from Xu Jingming stammering, "Upper, stage 2. How is that possible?" "Heh, I told you so." Liu Wenhan chuckled gleefully from the side. "Your Thuvan is no match for our men." Tong Thuvan was stunned, sweat starting to bead on her forehead. A tier 2 upper rank, she had intended to suppress him with her level. But unexpectedly, she was the one being suppressed. She gritted her teeth, thinking we're all provincial top scorers. "How did you level up so much faster?" "So want to keep going?" Xu Jingming asked calmly. Though shocked, Tong Thuvan refused to admit defeat. She bit her lip and replied, "Of course we're continuing. Just don't use too much of your strength, okay?" Xu Jingming smiled in approval. As expected of Sichuan's top scorer, "You know when to bend and when to stand firm. Don't worry, I won't make the first move. You can attack whenever you're ready." Tong Thuvan took a deep breath, her gaze sharpening. She raised her sky-piercer halberd as a brilliant light energy flared around it. "Classmate Xu, don't you regret this radiance of the morning sun?" Xu Jingming observed the dazzling flow of energy. He thought to himself, "So this is the A-rank light-based ability Radiance of the Morning Sun, huh? It's in the same natural element category as lightning. I wonder what its power is like." "Ha!" Tong Thuvan yelled as she charged her halberd, enveloped in brilliant light cleaving straight down at Xu Jingming. He noted, "A weapon enhancement combat skill, first time I've seen one." The halberd radiated intense light and heat, like a miniature sun hurtling toward Xu Jingming. The name of this technique was the Light Flame Slash. Xu Jingming stood his ground. The purple lightning crackling around him intensified, forming a suit of radiant armor. He raised his long spear, not to dodge, but to meet Tong Thuvan's attack head-on, clang. An ear-splitting clash rang out. The flaming halberd was easily stopped by Xu Jingming's spear. He commented, using a light-based ability to manifest flames. "Not a bad combat skill. A pity its power is a little on the weak side." On the sidelines, Liu Wenhan shouted excitedly, "Nice!" He continued his commentary. "Back in Sichuan province, that combat skill of Tong Thuvan's defeated who knows how many people. I never expected Min to block it so easily. Unwilling to accept defeat, Tong Thu Van gritted her teeth and regained her stance, her eyes blazing with fighting spirit. Again she yelled. She channeled all her strength into her ultimate technique, the Luminous Phoenix Slash, creating a barrage of countless halberd tips that stormed toward her opponent. Xu Jingming leisurely parried the blows, shaking his head with a critique. Nope, that won't do. Your combat skill is too slow and it doesn't have enough force. You need a lot more practice. The more Tong Thu Van fought, the more terrified she became, her face drenched in sweat filled with disbelief. Realizing that every one of her attacks had been completely shut down, she gave up completely exhausted. She panted, "Phew, I'm beat. I'm done. My A-rank 100-strike combat skill, and you dismantled it without even using a skill yourself," she asked doubtfully. "Your spear mastery? I bet it's not just at the advanced level, is it?" Xu Jingming smiled and replied, "You guessed correctly. My spear mastery is at the Grandmaster level." Hearing this, Tong Thu Van's eyes went wide with shock. "Grandmaster level? How old are you? It took me 15 years of training to reach the advanced level. You're a complete monster." She bowed her head, completely convinced of her defeat. "I give up. I can't beat you. An S-rank ability on top of such freakish talent. Who could possibly overcome that?" Xu Jingming withdrew his spear and raised an eyebrow, proposing, "Not going to try any of your other combat skills." Tong Thu Van shook her head with a smile. "Your mental power level is higher than mine, so magical arts would be useless too. Thanks for the sparring session. How about I treat you to lunch today?" "Sounds good," Xu Jingming replied cheerfully. Tong Thu Van turned to her friend and called out, "Okay, all right, see you at noon then." "Ha ha, let's go," her friend thought to herself. "What a shame. Looks like classmate Xu is still a cut above." As his opponents left, Liu Wenhan ran over full of praise. "Brother Min, you're a beast. Just as I thought, you're the strongest one even among all the provincial top scorers." Xu Jingming replied modestly, "It was nothing. Tong Thu Van's actual combat power isn't that high, though her level has increased very quickly." Liu Wenhan thought to himself only Brother Min would feel that Tong Thu Van's power isn't that high. Then he leaned in and whispered, "And you probably don't know this, but she's the grandniece of the S-rank Tier 8, Grandmaster of Connection-type abilities Song Daoyuan. You know the one from the history textbooks?" Xu Jingming froze, recalling the legendary figure from 85 years ago. "I remember. There was an entire chapter dedicated to him in one of the textbooks." Liu Wenhan continued to explain. "In Sichuan province, every household knows about the S-rank ability, Grandmaster Song Daoyuan, and Tong Thu Van is the one he dotes on the most, so of course her leveling speed is fast." Xu Jingming had a moment of realization. No wonder. That shopping spree she went on last time, and how she had a spatial storage that could fit a 2-meter-long halberd. So that's her background, it's that deep. Now that he understood the full picture, Xu Jingming waved goodbye. "I'm heading out. I have to get back to studying combat skills, outside the academy building under a vast blue sky." Time passed quietly. In the training room, Xu Jingming activated the lightning around his body, noting with satisfaction. "Condensing the netherworld lightning armor consumes 1/5 of my energy. It can be maintained for half an hour, reduces impact force by up to 90%, and can even counterattack automatically like a suit of Thorn's armor. Not bad at all." The system announced it 4 hours later. Huakan Min looked at his status panel, then at his own hand. Let's see the added points. Netherworld Thunder Armor. How many ethereal power points are left? He thoughtfully considered his next plan. There were still over 700 ethereal power points left. He'd wait for an opportunity to go to the wilderness area near Donghung of Dungtun to replenish them. Leaving the training room, Huakan Min walked under the afternoon sun with a determined look, telling himself, "From now on, I will prepare for the Freshman Grand Tournament with all my might." Time flew by, and soon it was October 1st, the day of the tournament. On the way to the arena, Huakan Min remarked, "Your weapons aren't quite like what normal female students use, are they?" His friend with the glasses holding a set of sharp claws replied, "Haven't you heard? The weirder the look, the faster the win. My goal this time is to make the top 50 in the Freshman Grand Tournament." Walking beside them, Tong Thu Van enthusiastically shared her own goal. "My goal, on the other hand, is a bit higher than 2 wins. I want to take 2nd place in the Freshman Grand Tournament." Huakan Min turned in surprise and asked, "2nd place? What do you mean? Don't you want to have another match with me?" Tong Thu Van shrugged and replied practically, "I can't beat you anyway, so why ask for trouble?" Then her voice turned serious as she warned, "However, among those who've reached stage 2, there's also the top scholar from Than Hai Li to a Tree. That guy is extremely arrogant." A competitive glint flashed in her eyes. "I, for one, want to see just how strong he really is." Just then, their friend pointed ahead and exclaimed, "Look, we're at the tournament hall." In the stands of arena number 3, a short-haired girl asked her friend in surprise, "Tuyen Twin, I didn't think you'd be interested in the Freshman Grand Tournament. I thought you didn't like watching these kinds of competitions." Twin Twin smiled mysteriously and replied, "Because someone I'm interested in is participating." Her friend, curious, pressed on, "The person you're interested in, is it a guy or a girl? Where are they?" Twin Twin's eyes lit up as she looked down at the arena floor and replied, "A guy. And he's here." Stepping inside, Huakan Min was overwhelmed by the scale of the venue. "This arena, it's just way too big. Wow, I know the school has a lot of money, but this seems a bit wasteful, don't you think? Looking at the sea of noisy people in the stands, he suddenly remembered the reason. He'd heard his master mention before that the freshman grand tournament would have a 100-person battle royale. A slightly larger arena is to be expected. Hua Kanmin cracked his knuckles full of excitement. A 100-person battle, huh? This freshman grand tournament sounds pretty interesting. Lu Vanhan suddenly pointed to the stands and shouted, "Holy crap, you guys look! Why are there so many big shots from the societies in the audience, even the presidents of the school's top 2 societies? Hoitan and Vanting are here in person, with this lineup. They must be here for you, Brother Hua, right?" Hua Kanming turned around bewildered and asked, "Our Ethereal Power University has society activities." Lu Vanhan immediately explained, "Of course we do. But the societies at our Motto University aren't like the electronics or Go clubs at a liberal arts school. You could say they're combat teams formed by ethereal power users." He enthusiastically continued listing the benefits. They usually organize trips to the wilderness to hunt ferocious beasts. They distribute cultivation resources monthly, and even after graduation, you can get a direct transfer to a higher-level guild and become an official member. He suddenly remembered something. Lu Vanhan shielded his eyes with his hand and looked around. "That's right, your senior brother Lu Min is the vice president of the Hoitan Society. That's strange. Today is the perfect day for you to show off your skills, so why isn't he here?" Hua Kanming fell silent, a hint of sadness and worry in his eyes. "Senior Lu, ever since I came back to school, I haven't been able to contact not just Senior Lu, but even my master. I heard they went to the southwest. I just don't know if they're safe." In a corner of the hallway, a society member respectfully greeted a man who had just arrived. "President, I heard the situation in the southwest is tense. It must have been difficult for you to return to school with your busy schedule." The subordinate continued, "However, this matter of recruiting new members, you can just leave it to us subordinates. There's no need to trouble you to oversee it personally." But Ngui Hop, the president of the Hoitan Society, cut him off coldly. "No one else matters. I only came back this time for one purpose, and that is at any cost, to recruit Liu Min's junior brother Hua Kanmin." Standing in the stands, he glanced at the opposite side with a puzzled expression. "I just don't know why." Go Win of the Vanting Society also came. On the opposite stands, a sharp-eyed, black-haired young man stroked his chin thoughtfully. Could his target also be Hua Kanmin? This person was Ngo Win, the president of the Vantin Society. Suddenly, the crowd roared. A student pointed up high and shouted, "Quick look! The deans of the major academies are about to enter the arena! It looks like things are about to start." Immediately, the space above the arena shifted. A brilliant beam of light shone down from above, accompanied by a powerful air-ripping sound. A magnificent structure like a spatial machine tower slowly descended as the freshmen below stared wide-eyed at the fantastical sight. They buzzed with admiration. "Is this a spatial ethereal power? It must be so strong. I wonder which big shot from the school it is." A gate of light opened, and a pair of elegant high-heeled legs. Is stepped out, creating a massive boom that shook the space and drew everyone's gaze. Emerging from the halo was a stunningly beautiful woman with long black hair. She wore an authoritative peach-colored outfit, and her overwhelming presence silenced the entire arena. Tong Thu Van leaned in and explained to Hua Kanmin, "She's the one who presides over the combat skills library." "The vice principal!" Hua Kanming exclaimed in surprise. "The vice principal, but she's so young." The woman continued, "The aging process for ability users with powerful physiques slows down, but they likely won't look older than 40. She smiled, her voice echoing. "Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lang Shuang, and I am one of the school's 3 vice principals. While the principal is away, I am normally in charge of guarding the combat skills library. The other 2 vice principals are also busy with important matters, so this time, I will be the one presiding over the freshman opening ceremony," she said, opening her arms to welcome everyone. "First of all, welcome to the Magic Capital Ability University. In this year's freshman class, there are 1,024 students. 6 provincial top scorers, 56 A-rank ability users, 832 B-rank, and 135 C and D rank." Suddenly, her gaze turned sharp and meaningful as she glanced over the crowd. "Furthermore, there is also an extremely rare S-rank awakened ability user." Hearing the vice principal mention an S-rank ability user, Xu Jingming and his friends below all listened intently. Their eyes revealed a clear sense of curiosity and excitement. Lang Shuang continued to explain the regulations. "To help you all become stronger, the school will allocate resources each academic year based on your evaluations. There are a total of 5 levels from D to S." Looking at the distribution chart displayed in the air, a freshman thought with concern. Evaluation systems. Credit systems, combat power rankings, mission systems. The competition at Magic Capital University is really intense. As if reading the students' minds, Lang Shuang's gaze turned icy. She questioned them. "Fair. When did I ever say that Magic Capital University was fair?" Her voice was like steel, conveying the school's philosophy. "What we at Magic Capital University want to cultivate are peak-level powerhouses, and the birth of a powerhouse must involve going through ruthless competition. You must fight, you must seize what you want." The entire arena fell into a stunned silence. Lang Shuang's overwhelming presence made all the new students, including the geniuses, tremble. In contrast to the others' anxiety, Xu Jingming smiled confidently, his eyes burning with a fighting spirit. A competitive mechanism like this. It seems I've come to the right place with this Magic Capital Ability University. Lang Xiong controlled a hovering drone-like device in her hand and reminded them, in short, at our school, it's best you don't even think about hiding your true strength. The stronger you are, the more resources you'll get. Next, I'll focus on introducing the Freshman Grand Competition. She pointed to a virtual sand table simulating the match. This year's Freshman Grand Competition is divided into 2 stages. The first stage is a 100-person Grand Melee. Eva will tally the number of enemies each person defeats. The top 5 from each round will advance to the second stage. There will be a total of 10 rounds. Finally, the prize list appeared, making everyone's mouths water. First place, 1 spatial ring with 10 meters of capacity, 1 portion of A-rank cultivation resources, and 1,000 academic credits. Second place, 1 A-rank combat suit, 1 portion of B-rank cultivation resources, and 900 academic credits. Third place, 1 B-rank combat suit, 1 portion of B-rank cultivation resources, and 800 academic credits. I won't list the rewards for the other ranks. Hearing the first place prize, the crowd of freshmen buzzed with discussion. A 10-meter capacity spatial ring. How much money would that sell for? Another person immediately replied, you probably can't even buy something like that with money. A permission level chart appeared on the large screen. Lang Shuang explained, furthermore, the Freshman Grand Competition will determine your evaluation. The top 50 will get A-rank permissions, top 200 to 50 will get B-rank permissions. Top 500 to 200 get C-rank permissions. As for S-rank permissions, those are determined independently by the school. After saying what was necessary, Lang Shuang flew high into the air and turned to the man beside her. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Dean Tone, I'll leave the rest to you. That person nodded and replied, very well. A woman with braided hair stepped out and announced crisply, I declare the Freshman Grand Competition officially open. She added another reminder. Students who perform exceptionally will be taken on as exclusive disciples by the teachers. All of you must do your best. The freshmen walked forward, their spirits soaring. They secretly resolved themselves, looks like I'll have to go all out and risk it all this time. I hope a teacher takes notice of me. That's right. If I get chosen by a dean, I'll soar to the heavens. The system began to operate and a voice boomed from the speakers. The first stage has a total of 10 rounds of matches. We will now draw the students for the first round of matches. Will the student selected by Eva please come to the stage? As the crowd moved forward, Liu Wenhan suddenly spotted a familiar face and exclaimed, Li Chengji. That guy is also in the first round. Li Chengji turned his head. He flashed an arrogant smirk and raised his hand to his neck, making a provocative throat-slitting gesture towards Xu Jingming's group. Seeing this, Song Qiuyun frowned and reminded Xu Jingming, he's provoking you. The girl with glasses next to her was also indignant. He's unbelievably arrogant. He's just asking for a beating. Standing behind them, Liu Wenhan covered his mouth and chuckled, pitying their opponent. Well now, he could have provoked anyone, but he just had to provoke the one person you absolutely can't mess with. This is going to be good. Now even the second person you can't mess with holds a grudge against him. I hope he doesn't get beaten too badly in a bit. Right after the command beams of blue light shot down from above, it teleported a large number of students to their combat positions on the vast arena. Vice Principal Lang Chung's voice rang out, reassuring them. You don't need to worry about dying. If a life-threatening situation occurs, Eva will automatically create a protective shield. You also don't need to worry about injuries. As long as your head isn't chopped off, you can be healed. Begin.